Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing Jarron boots Ennis undisputed, Loma a good fight for Keyshawn, and Shakur doubles down on the cap. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live tonight. Be sure to click the link once the panel open up to come up and give your 2 cents. You can always call in to the show at 281-845-2103 if you just want to drop your 2 cents off real quick, or if the panel gets full, because it does get full. Be sure to support the channel tonight by hitting the Cash App at 2 cents boxing, or drop a super chat with your 2 cents. I want to thank everybody that supports the channel, whether by punching that like or subscribe button, whether it's monetarily, whether it's coming up on the panel to give your 2 cents. Without y'all, there will be no me. Shout out to Dr. Wang Trump coming through early with the support with the $1.99 in the super chat. Hold on. There we go. He says, I love me some Mrs. 2 Cents Boxing. Shout out Dr. Wayne. We'll let a couple more people roll up in here before we get to cooking. Man, I'm having a crazy day, right? Just one of them days where you just feel kind of off, like, what is it? But we're gonna get through this show though, because I got a lot to cover. It's a lot of fights coming up this weekend. Y'all let me know and drop it below. Which of the fights is getting your attention this weekend? Which one do you really want to see? Which ones you think going to be exciting? Which one you think somebody going to get they whoop? So, while some more people pulling up, I just want to ask y'all a question. Like, what do y'all think about Brian Norman, right? Now, when the whole Brian Norman Boots thing went down, it was kind of like, I think Rachel Donaire had explained like that the fight basically once what happened? Did he get his mandatory or something like that happen? And she was saying that basically once that happened, the fight between Brian Norman and Boots couldn't be made, right? And I'm like, okay, so you basically saying all that back and forth they was doing was cap? I mean, she didn't like be like, yeah, it was cap. She just was like, I'm just saying, once something, whatever was going on with Boots and his mandatory, that the fight between them two could not have been made. Like, whatever the case was. So my understanding was all that negotiation stuff was capped because the fight could not have been made, right? And that's cool. I was like, okay, maybe they trying to get the buzz up, build a fight between them two, right? Which, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I watched Brian Norman. I'm like, I mean, he could fight Boots if he wants, but I don't think he's ready. And I was saying that he's not ready. They can make the fight, but he's not ready to fight Boots right now, even if they could have made the fight. So I remember watching an interview with Brian Norman Sr., right? And I gotta learn to start downloading stuff and archiving it. I'm new. I'm new to the content creation. I'm getting better and better though. But I'm gonna make sure I start, archiving these things. I gotta get like some more storage space because this stuff be filling up fast. But he said you need to attach your name to another fighter. Like, I can't remember the context of what he was talking about, but that's basically what it's saying. Like, basically to get your name out there, you need to attach your name to another fighter. He literally said this out his own mouth. I'm not making this up. I remember him saying it. If y'all know the interview, he said that, post it in the chat because I heard him say that. And when I heard him say that, I said, oh, he's just trying to attach his name to Boots. I'm not saying they won't fight in the future or they building a fight between the two. I don't know, but after he said that, I realized that's what he was doing. So fast forward till now, and all you keep hearing them talk about is Jarron Boots Ennis. And it's like, dude, you're not about to fight him. You're not about to fight Jarron Boots Ennis. So just stop bringing him up, bro. You're only trying to attach your name to him to keep your name relevant. But I mean, I guess it's boxing. But I'm saying all that to say because I see people like feeling some type of way that Brian Norman Jr. keeps talking about Boots. He's going to keep talking about Boots. Like that's their marketing plan. That's what they decided to do to help keep Brian Norman's name relevant. So there's no need to get irritated and frustrated. That's what they're gonna do. Will they fight? I don't know. But speaking on Jarron Boots Ennis, who has a fight coming up with Ennis, what do y'all think about that fight? Because I think Ennis style is tailor-made for Boots, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody like, oh, this gonna be Boots. He about to get tested. We about to see. Maybe I'm missing something because I feel like his style is tailor-made for Boots. I feel like Boots gonna pick him apart. That's what I think. But then again, Boots kind of gotta like mature in the ring. I feel like he has to mature in the ring. He needs to be. I can't think of what it is, but it's like he just get in the ring and just be trying to get a knockout, look fancy. I don't know what it is, but he just needs to mature a little bit more in the ring. But I think he gonna beat Ennis. I think Boots is going to beat Ennis. What's y'all 2 cents about the fight? I think he's going to be able to go undisputed at 47. And what would y'all think about that undisputed run? Boots Ennis undisputed run at 47. I think who would y'all say of this era had the best undisputed run since we got so many undisputed champions? Y'all know who I think. Cash Crypto say, if Boots don't respect your power, he'll just bulldoze you. It'll take someone with power and skill to bring the best out of Boots, in my opinion. Well, they say Ennis is the one that's gonna test them. Some people think Ennis is gonna beat Boots. Some people think Boots is a hype job and all this. I'm like, okay, yeah. Like, you clearly seen the man in the ring. Man just recently lost a round. Like, I don't care how much of a hype job you are. He had like 29 fights where he didn't lose a round. Like, what else do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's it's not like he just fighting nobodies like that. Like, he fighting dudes that could fight. Didn't lose a round. What's trash according to my criteria? I said, what do you think? You trying to tell me what I think? Cash Crypto say Ennis is sturdy, but he's getting ran over. That's what I'm saying. Like, where is this a competitive fight at? But I mean, it might be competitive. I just think it's a bad style matchup. Let's see who all we got in the building right now. Cash Crypto, what up? Dondrick Nim, All Things, the Melvin Air Podcast, Dr. Wayne, Big Block, Adarius Warren, Mark Hugh, Crush the Legend, the Melvin Air Podcast, Jay Henderson, Thomas Hill. Who else we got? Savage Bo, what's up? Who else we got? Richie L. What up, Richie? Mr. Shelton in the building. Aunt McQueen in the building. What's up, y'all? Tim Carey with the $2 in the super chat. He says salute. Shout out Tim Carey. All right. He says you asked the question. I don't know what you're talking about now, Mr. Schultz. And you know I ain't about to argue with the breakdown guru. Okay. But I mean, it don't seem like nobody really even, you know what I'm saying? It don't seem like nobody even excited about the fight. Like, what's up? I damn near keep forgetting he about to fight. They need to be talking about it more. He need to be doing an interview or posting something or something. Come on, Boots. So I watched an interview earlier with Bob Arum talking about joining with the PBC and being able to make fights. And you know, everybody and what I can't think, what I don't understand is what people don't realize is that Bob Arum is no longer with ESPN. He had exclusive contracts with ESPN to where he couldn't make fights because whoever he made the fight with, everything would have to be on ESPN. So now they're no longer with ESPN. So before I want to just stop it before it starts. Oh, why they want to try to make the fight now? Why they couldn't make it before? I hear people already. Oh no, what now? He want to fight Loma. He didn't want to fight him 5 years ago because Loma had the exclusive ESPN contract. That's gone now. They're both talking about fighting on Amazon Prime. They're both talking about fighting under Amazon Prime. So I'm sure they'll be making more fights together. Now, the question I really have is Top Rank and PBC have always worked on two different business models. Like if you was at Top Rank, you was more like an employee. Like you getting $3 million a fight. If you was at PBC, for the most part, if you're a star at PBC, it's you getting a percentage of what you do. So they was on two different bits. Like PBC, you on commission. Top Rank, you on salary. So they got two different business models. So now my question is, how is that structure going to work? That's what I really want to know. I'm glad they merging and they getting together and they gonna make fights together. That's gonna be great. But how is what is the business model gonna look like? Does this mean that Top Rank fighters gonna get paid more or less? I'm just curious. I think that's a great question. Bob Arum don't run on no pay-per-view model. You heard Bill Haney say he got screwed over there with the pay-per-views. So they not, you know what I'm saying? They not trying to do that like that. So I'm just curious how the business structure work. If you don't know, I like the business of boxing. I'm very interested in it. And I seen something today that was saying like, oh, Turkey and Al Heyman is working together and all this stuff. Did y'all see that video? Put a one in the chat if you seen that video saying that Al Heyman and Bob Arum announced a partnership. Thomas Hill say all fighters get shafted with Top Rank concerning pay-per-views and the money made of them. Yep. So I don't even know like why do people keep like if I see fighter after fighter after fighter suing Top Rank, why would I go over there? I don't understand. Or if I'm having issues, why would I resign? I'm just asking. I'm not saying there's no reason. I'm just asking what's the reason? Because I will probably get from over there, but that's just me. D-Ray live on the drive. Shout out to D-Ray live on the drive. So yes, it just guys. PBC, Bob Airman, Top Rank have not announced a partnership. That tweet that y'all seen was from April of last year. It was an old tweet. So I just want to clear that up before that goes crazy around the YouTube streets. Now you got to argue with people on if Turkey Bob, and Al got a partnership. Like, what are we talking about? It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make logical sense. Cash Crypto say, bull full of ish though. Signed up thinking Dev was a star. Found out he isn't. And then they mad. Now, do you think Bill didn't know that people get screwed over for pay-per-views at Top Rank? I mean, I don't know. Didn't like Pacquiao get screwed over with pay-per-views? Like, I don't, it's like the same things over and over. I don't understand it. But I'm not gonna lie. Once I found out how Top Rank business model work as far as like pay-per-views and all that and this and that, I kind of felt like that's why Terrence was acting like that. Like, I'm not about to try to have you do all these pay-per-view numbers and all that just for you to squander the money and keep it for yourself. No. Give me my guarantee and you make whatever you make and we gonna keep it moving. Andre Ward had the same mentality. But I think it's still some type of animosity from the fighters that are able to make their money off of pay-per-views. Right? It's always seemed like kind of cliquish, like it's them against us type of thing. Like Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford is really the only, like, as far as I know, like a Top Rank and a PBC fighter just being hella cool. Like the big name fighters. But you at Top Rank, you get belts, you get match made well, and you get a good guarantee. Every fighter not built for PBC. I mean, that's just what it is. Everybody not built to be an entrepreneur. You got to have employees. Seeing Ironheart in the building, what's going on? So, is Loma a good fight for Keyshawn? Yes or no in the chat. And I'm going to wait till I get a couple answers. Is Loma a good fight for Keyshawn? What do y'all think? Is Loma a good fight for Keyshawn? And I watched the interview with Bob today, and he just was like, Loma say if they say he can come back, his back is cool, he can come back. And they're like, oh, you think he'll fight Javante? And Bob was like, let's just see if he coming back first before we keep trying to make fights for him. But hypothetically speaking, right? If Loma was healthy, would Loma be a good fight for Keyshawn? Mark Q say not now. Okay. And you most definitely correct. They rarely do pay-per-views, but when they do, all the profits go to the company. You may get a bigger guarantee, but no percentage. GM say, yep. Loma good fight for Keyshawn. Shout out to Boxing Hacker in the building with the $5 on with the super chat. He says, word on the street is PBC is planning to join forces with Turkey, the face of boxing. Dragon Ball Turkey might be taken over. Keyshawn versus Loma is good. Shout out to Boxing Hacker with the $5 in the super. Boxing Hacker, where did you hear that? Where did you hear that PBC is planning to join forces with Turkey? Let me know and drop it below. Where did you hear that? Cash Crypto say hacker is like a corn on your toe. What? What? What does that even mean? He say word on the YouTube streets. Kush Pack say, oh, where it go? Kush Pack say probably heard it from Blue Blood. Blue Blood? Is that where you heard that at, Boxing Hacker? Is that where you heard that at, Boxing Hacker? Because he told a bold blue lie. He told a bold blue lie. I mean, literally just made something up. Literally. Just do boxing in the building. So we sitting here talking about Bob Arum and PBC joining forces, correct? Why is Turkey name being thrown in there? Why would you think that Turkey is about to have anything to do with PBC and Bob Arum? I mean, maybe they may collaborate on some things. They may work together on some things, of course. They all got fighters and they want to make fights. But this is what I don't understand, right? This is what I don't understand. Turkey has not been profitable, right? We seen that you just spending all this money, you spending all this money and all of this stuff, right? Yet people want to keep giving him money. I'm not gonna get into that, but that's weird. That should like be a red flag. Like, why do people keep wanting to give this man money and he keep losing it? Al Heyman collaborated with Turkey, but he didn't really just have Turkey over there doing whatever he wanted to do with his fighters. So Bob Arum had two choices he could have made. He could have went to Turkey like Oscar did, like Eddie did, like Frank Warren did, which he was with Turkey in the beginning. But they kind of had a little issue. He decided to go work with Al, with the PBC. But for some reason, they don't want you to see it like that. They want you to think Turkey just has so much to do with it. I mean, if it's competition and he's competition in the market and they decided, okay, let's join together so we can compete. Cool. He forced the competition. But now he giving them money and now he partnering with them and now he like, why do y'all keep trying to insert Turkey into everything? Like, y'all not being honest, but the man has yet to be successful in boxing. He's not been successful yet. He's not been successful yet. And that's just what it is. It's not a bad thing. He just hasn't been successful yet. He learning, he moving, he doing whatever, he getting whatever he's doing. Cool. But stop trying to insert him in everything because it's just simply not true. Like I don't even understand why y'all doing that. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. We still don't even know what's going on with the Ryan Roley fight. We still don't know what's going on with the Ryan Roley fight. They supposed to be having a fight in the middle of the street that you got to be invited to, and nobody else can be there. That I'm hearing they still ain't got whatever they need to get it together. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on with the fight? Like, y'all gotta see reality and stuff. Like, that's the problem. That's the issue. The issue is not people hating. The issue, everybody got their own opinions. Everybody got this and that. But like, let's kind of look at the reality. Let's stop living in la la land. Like, come on, y'all. Be for real. I'm trying to pull something up real quick. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. Shout out GM in the building. What up? Hey, so staying in the building. What's going on? Thomas like, we ain't never gonna box again. GM say, nigga, lazy ass stole a thumbnail. Damn. Hacker with the hot news. Oh man, Hacker with the hot news. Hold on, y'all. So let me see. I haven't mastered reading the comments and talking, so we finna go through the comments. All right. Anything anti PBC is like Gary G News from my man's Hacker. Says appreciate the wrench 2 cents. Shout out to Sin Ironheart. Why do y'all think Turkey is losing money? Laugh out loud. Is this not like a known thing? Like, do people not know this? Is this still some ambiguous thing we got to argue back and forth about? They just told you the pay-per-view was 360,000 for the best card of the century, Boxing Hacker. 360,000 for the best card of the century at $25 a pop. They downgraded from a 25 seats place where they was going to have a fight to 6,000 seats, and they sold 3,000. I'm just, this is the reality of the situation. I'm just like, this is the reality of the situation. I'm just telling you, this is reality. This is not my opinion or nothing, right? We heard the story. We seen the reports, right? This is the card of the century. So if you put those numbers together, Boxing Hacker, let's just say it made 10 million, being generous. Do you think he lost money, bro? He's paying fighters their biggest paydays. And you got to put into consideration that the fight was what, $20, $25 for the US. It probably was even cheaper other places. You sold 360,000 globally, and we don't even know if them numbers are real because the Ring reported them. And Turkey already told you he'll lie to you for you to think what he wants you to think. Like, I'm not hating.
I'm not hating.
I'm not hating in my auntie Skull voice. I'm just saying what it is, Boxing Hacker. Like y'all don't be wanting to be honest. You can't tell me you didn't hear that about the card of the century. This was the card of the century, the best card we've had. How long is a century? 100 years. This is the best card we've had in 100 years, and 360,000 people around the world watched it. You got people selling more than that in America alone. And then they posted like it was those like it's good. Like, what are we talking about? Like, we living like what are we living in? Like, I don't understand how people can just say anything and then it's the truth regardless of the reality. And I'm not talking about like your opinion. I'm talking about straight fact, straight reality. 25,000, cut it down to 6,000, 3,000 showed up. They themselves said they did 360,000 pay-per-views globally. They put that out. But because y'all see 360,000, because people so simple-minded, and allegedly it's more than what Tank did, now all of a sudden it's great numbers. Like, people so easily manipulated. I don't understand that. So Boxing Hacker says, oh, I heard they teaming up. Woo, 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 right? Is this what you seen, Boxing Hacker? This was posted April 19th, 2024. This is what you saw. So this has nothing to do with anything going on right now. Like, how does that make you feel? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, how does that make you feel? Like, this your favorite YouTuber. I seen this today and I said, there was no partnership announced. Like, people just making this up. We talking about Al and Bob. Historic collaboration. Nobody ever thought. Matter of fact, Boxing Hacker, you told me when I said PBC and Top Rank gonna be joining forces, you told me that'll never happen. I can go back and roll the tape. Historic. PBC, Bob Arum join forces to be a big force in America, to be able to compete with all the other promoters that then teamed up with each other like Power Rangers. Like they Transformers. Transformers assembled. Matchroom, Queenberry, Golden Boy, they all click, getting together. So PBC say, all right, let's go ahead and come on, Top Rank. You didn't already lost your ESPN deal. Come on, let's get together and make these fights. So, is this what you talking about, Boxing Hacker? This the tweet you seen today from last year in April? You didn't see on that tweet it wasn't no date. They had no date on that tweet. Why was it erased? I'm just asking, bro. Let's stop throwing turkey and everything. Shout out Supreme L in the building. Say the most knowledgeable woman in boxing entertainment. 2 cents boxing. Greetings, sis. Oh, I gotta put that up for you, Supreme L. I'm gonna put that up. I haven't loaded it in my StreamYard yet. Oddly gifted Bud Predator Head Crawford says, you gotta say my full name, 2 cents. Shout out oddly gifted Bud Predator Head Crawford. Y'all silly. Or just refer to me as Predator Head Crawford. Bivol and Beterbiev got 10 million each alone. The event didn't even make that back. Hacker is a complete idiot. And this is the thing, right? And I think I've explained this before. People keep saying, "Oh, y'all talk about his money. Why are you worried about the money?" It's not that you worried about the money. The money is the measure of how good you're doing. So even if you put on a good card, it don't matter how good the card is. It don't matter how good of a product I have. If I can't market it and get people to buy it, then is it a good product? Turkey probably has more money than Top Rank and PBC combined, but somehow they losing money. I don't understand what Boxing Hacker not understand. Boxing Hacker, you ain't never like sold candy. You ain't never like did nothing. You just only been an employee your whole life. You never done nothing entrepreneurial. I'm asking. Have you ever done anything entrepreneurial? Like sold some, you know what I'm saying? Flip stuff, resold stuff. Have you ever done anything where in order for you to make money, you had to make a profit? Because it doesn't seem like it. He just told you, Bivol and Beterbiev got, if I pay 70 million to put on an event and I make 8 million back, I've lost money. It doesn't matter how much money, what I have personally, my assets under management, like none of that matters. I'm talking about the event that you put on. When I put on the event and I got my books and I'm writing my expenses down and I'm writing down how much I made, what is my bottom line? I don't care if he got more. It doesn't, the fact that he got more money than them combined doesn't mean anything. We're trying to measure how good of a job you're doing putting on the fights. So even if you putting on good fights, even if you putting on the cards of the century, it's not producing the eyes. So are you really putting on good fights? Shout out Brian King, B Falcon. Shout out Kilo Netter in the building. LaMarcus Robinson, what up? Hold on, let me find this real quick. I don't know why you ain't got no wrench, LaMarcus Robinson. There you go. I hate when I go on people chat and don't nobody got a wrench. I be feeling like it's a room full of strangers. It's hard to, it's like, it's weird. It's hard to explain. So, what did Boxing Hacker just say? How do y'all know it's globally? Laugh out loud. Where is this information even coming from? How do we know it's globally? Somebody tell Boxing Hacker how we know it's globally. That is Photoshop. Oddly gifted bud predator head Crawford. That got to be Photoshop. That is not that man forehead. If that is, that means he losing hair. That hairline getting pushed back. And I don't know if you all know that this is a symptom of, but we're not gonna go there right now. Boxing Hacker, you asking me where facts is coming from, but you just came on here and repeated something somebody told you from a tweet from April 19th, 2024. You serious, Boxing Hacker? You came on here, word on the street, Turkey partnering with a tweet that somebody told you from last year that they just pulled out their ass and made up. Don't ask me about no facts, Boxing Hacker. What's the thing, Thomas Hill? Nah, I got it from the YouTube streets. Okay. But you ain't asking where you ain't asked where that fact came from. I just showed you where it came from. This is where it came from. I'm showing you facts right now. This is where what you running around saying that you heard on the YouTube streets, this is where it came from. But you ain't saying nothing about that. You ain't said nothing about how you just got played today. Anyone remember which interview Norman Sr. told a person you got to attach your name to another fighter to generate the buzz? Yeah, somebody find that interview. It was back when they was beefing with Boots. And as soon as he said that, I already knew, like, all right, he finna keep doing that. I already knew he finna keep doing it. Brian, what's the dumbest shit you ever heard? I cooked the shit out of you last night on this topic, Boxing Hacker, and you're still going hard in the paint. You got the thickest skull I have ever seen. Boxing Hacker probably was hard-headed as hell as a child. Well, I know you was a tough one, Boxing Hacker. 2 cents, you know he gonna lie to you, laugh out loud. Boxing Hacker, you watched that documentary? That's the question. Hey, every time y'all see Boxing Hacker, ask him if he watched the documentary. What up, D1? I'm about to drop the link. What else I want to talk about? I really ain't have, it's just an open panel today because there's so many fights coming up. Y'all ain't even tell me what fights y'all are really excited to see. Nobody's investing, Boxing Hacker. Stop it. Mr. Boxing Fanatic say, salute 2 cents. IG, the new narrative is Al Heyman supposedly sold his company for 170 million when his company worth around 600 million. Shaking my effing head. Where did you hear that at? I ain't heard. Like, guys, Rick Glazier was the only person like I can remember doing stuff like this, and now it's just gotten like completely out of hand. It's gotten completely out of hand. Like, what are we talking about? So, did he sell the company or is he teaming with Turkey? Which one is it? It's just tabloid stuff at this point. Where you're coming from? What you mean? You say it's bullshit where I'm coming from? Or are you talking to somebody else? There go the link. He's had multiple stacked cards, but yet he's not doing good. And no one has the exact numbers of all these claims doing bad. Okay, Boxing. Shout out to Cam J Network. What up? That's his usual response. Pay attention the next time he's up on any panel. Shout out Thomas Hill. Thank you for joining the panel. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Oh, man. Well, you know, it's a good time for boxing. It's a time of transition. It's a time where people are coming together to try to put on better fights for the viewing public, and we got to respect it. It's a time in the era where, you know, unfortunately, the black man can't do nothing right, even when he do everything right. And it's a time where we will cape for other folks just to spite a black man. And that thing that you just brought up, I've been saying the thing is 2 cents because whenever you have Hacker, and he'll be up here, he'll be on a panel, you'll ask him a question or he'll be talking about something, he'll say, you see, the thing is, and then whoever he's directing it to, that's what he's going to say. And then he's going to come with a load of BS that somebody else has said. That's my dog, but that's what he do.
But then he'll listen to somebody sell him a tweet from a year ago.
I know. I know. Unfortunately, man, I don't have a clue. All I do know is that I'm here to see fights. And I would enjoy for people to work together so we could see more of the fights and see more better fights. I'm not here to try to put somebody else down or things like that. At the same time, I'm not about to let you put another person down and unjustly too. And that's what I feel they do, and everybody does with the PBC and with Hal Heyman and anybody affiliated with him, I should say, including his biggest people.
What we making up, Mr. Shelton? That effing money is about to be dead. They are not going to continue to invest on something that has such little returns. There's no effing point. Nobody's traveling there to see boxing. Go ahead, Thomas.
No, you was cooking. I heard you ask the question about that when I was just kept going. Whoever he was responding to, I was gonna say after they sent their message, he was gonna say it like that. See, the thing is, the thing is 2 cents. The thing is cash crypto. The thing is, what is really the thing though? Because where do you get your knowledge from?
That's the thing, is you bullshitting.
For sure. And that's the real thing. That's really what the thing is, though.
That's what the thing is. Shout out Coach Eddie on the panel.
Shout out Coach Eddie, my man.
What's going on, 2 Cent? What's going on, Thomas Hill, my brother? I just want to say, I think one reason we don't get the fights that we want to get, I'm going to hold the fans responsible. Because it's always the black fighters. When they take one loss, we throw them in the trash can. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not. That's go ahead.
I'm being dead serious. I mean, I'm just saying a lot of times because you heard how guys talk about they don't want to be made fun of. You don't want to be made. If you lose a fight, you're gonna be chinny. You're gonna be a hype job. You know what I'm saying? You was gonna be a whatever. You everything but a child of God if you lose a fight. I just don't remember boxing being like that. I was watching, but I didn't care how many fights Holyfield lost. I wanted to see him fight because that was my guy. You know, and I know he was gonna put on every time that he got out there. He went to war. You know, they call him the warrior. You know what I mean? I wasn't really interested. If if a guy loses a fight, all of a sudden he's no good. So I think that's why a lot of times these guys don't want to take risks. That's one reason, not the only reason they don't want to take risks. Cause I know when you do lose a fight, you do take a financial hit also when you lose a fight also. So I think, if we start praising these guys a little bit more and stop bashing them every day, and it's profitable bashing fighters because it gets you clicks, it gets you views. You know what I'm saying? And people, that's their job to wake up and make videos about certain fighters, whether they be positive or negative. You know what I'm saying? And that funds their YouTube account. So they're going to continue to do it, but it drives the narrative. And these fighters are human beings. They read these comments, they be on people's channel and they hear what people are saying about them. And they just don't want to be their guy, man. So I think it's a different place in boxing right now.
Yeah, I mean that's all sports though, but I mean honestly the industry. I get what you're saying about the fans, but the industry holds black fighters to a different standard because you'll see Lomachenko lose and get title shot after title shot after title shot. If a black fighter lose, they got to go back, they got to rebuild, they got to do all that. So I hear what you're saying about the fans, but the industry also places that unreasonable standard on black fighters.
Well, I can agree a little bit. I think it's a lot more black fighters, so that's why we're held to a standard. I think it's more of us. If you get a Lomachenko, they're gonna ride for him because there's not that many that come along. That's on that level. But with us, like my trainer used to say all the time, boxers are a dime a dozen. That's a true statement. It really is. If you don't want to fight today, that's like we'll find somebody else for you. And all they gotta do is prop up some other guy, some young kid. And I mean, especially men's boxing, every time somebody turns 18, you got a new star that can possibly emerge because it's just flooded with boxers. Boxers come a dime a dozen. And
I think that's why the standards like that. Yeah, that's why I think that's why that standards like that. Shout out to Cash Crypto on the panel.
What up, everybody, man?
What up, Cash Crypto? What's your 2 cents? What you got for
I
the
mean,
show?
I agree with Eddie to a certain extent. Pretty much everything about boxing done changed over time. Shit, just like the fights. We it's starting to seem like we'll never see a damn one of them fights where you motherfucker go down 3, 4, 5 times, both people, and you get a crazy war. Like shit, motherfucker fight get called after someone go down before
The
someone even
Devin and
go
Ryan fight
down.
was like
Motherfucker
that.
don't even get dropped, and they calling the fight nowadays. So
Devin and
it's
Ryan was a war.
yeah, to an extent.
That was an exciting fight though. Like it really was.
For sure.
Oh, Boxing Hacker, I gotta get you off of here. You ain't watched the you tried to sneak up here. You ain't watched the documentary yet.
It's the social media era of boxing, man.
Yeah. Yep. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want me to let Boxing Hacker up.
As long as he don't come up here filibustering, man, because you know how he do, man. We don't need no filibustering. Just be cool, get straight to the point. You can let him up.
Man,
I
you gonna
refuse to believe
gonna
that
get
this
what
is
you
Terrence
always
Crawford
get.
hairline. I'm not gonna believe this Terrence Crawford hairline, y'all.
Hey man, you know what do they call it? Something alopecia. It's a certain kind of alopecia that you get from testosterone, from using testosterone and variants of testosterone
It makes
that
your hairline
they
go
get
back.
converted into different kind of things once they go through your body, and that shit it definitely it's linked to hair loss, PEDs. Anyone that says it's not don't know shit about what they talking about.
Oh, you talking about Terrence Crawford?
I'm just talking about
They talking about this is
PEDs.
hairline, Coach Eddie. I don't believe that. That's his
I
hairline.
don't know. I mean, they say it's DHT. You know that's something that attacks the top of it's called male pattern baldness. It's some women have it also, but mostly it's in men. Male pattern baldness, and basically it's like your freaking testosterone is attacking your hair follicles on top of your head, and it's called DHT.
Testosterone and the variants of testosterone get converted into DHT in your body.
Somebody put a 3 for you,
That's what
Boxing Hacker,
attacks your
but you
hair.
got 0s, 2s. Ooh, they even gave you a -1, Boxing Hacker. Somebody
That's
got
kind of what happened to Holyfield when he was hanging out with Lee Haney. You know, his hair started falling out when he was made. Holyfield never tested positive, but he was hanging with Lee Haney. So you know, that's my guy. You know, so Lee Haney was a bodybuilder, and next thing you know, Holyfield hair started.
Boxing
kind of
Hacker
falling.
say, you know how many black people have receding hairline? Do they work with Victor Conti?
Yeah, I tell you, them dreads will pull your hair out too. You had them dreads in your hair for a long time, the joints pull your hair out.
Make your hairline go back.
Man, your hair don't start receding in your late 30s though. That shit start to go.
Nah, I know some niggas that's bald in their early 30s. These dudes going bald early.
I know niggas that went bald in their 20s, man.
Yeah. Hey, they got so many procedures now though. You can go get that Bosley or all kind of stuff. You can do like Floyd did, man. Floyd went and bought him some hair. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Floyd
bought him
much better without hair.
Floyd bought him a beard too. Floyd bought him a hair and a beard. You know,
stem cell therapy will do it too. That should bring it back.
Floyd, you look better bald, bro. You look older with the hair. Somebody say I've had dread for 10 years. My shit straight. Keep it another 10. Tory Lanez bald hair too. Why you laughing, Cash?
Because you said give it another 10.
All together to say my thing is how he grew his hair out and his hairline immediately started receding. I mean, come on.
He getting up there. I don't know. He getting 40. He getting close to 40. You never know. You know, shit, it is what it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Coach Eddie, what you think about the standing on this boost in this fight?
I seen that's a good fight. I seen the little promo they did. I watched it yesterday. The little show. I forget the name of it though, but I think it should be a good fight, man. I think Stanionis is a tough guy, tough customer. I think he should be competitive. I got Boots winning the fight, of course. I'm pulling for Boots to win. I believe he's gonna pull it off, but I think Stanionis is coming to fight. I think it's gonna be a good scrap.
You think it's gonna be like this is when Boots gonna get tested?
Oh yeah, he should be. Yeah, I mean he got tested last time when he fought Karen. He was tested, and that's what you want. You know, you don't want a whole bunch of easy fights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if all your fights are easy, you ain't fighting nobody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you want guys that's gonna come, it's gonna push you. You know, I don't think it's gonna be a cakewalk by no means. It's gonna be a good fight, but you know, and what you need that test for your development. I'm looking forward to the Brian Norman fight. I want to see them two brothers get it on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. But I know we gotta take care of business first. You know, with Stanionis, because I know he's not coming to lay down. You know what I'm saying? He's coming to scrap.
You think that Brian Norman fight gonna be competitive?
After anytime you get two brothers in the ring, good brothers, it's gonna be competitive. Yeah, it's gonna be a competitive match. No
Don't
doubt
see it
about it.
right now. I think Brian Norman needs some more fights under his belt.
Nah, man, he good. That man ready to go right now. But he ready to go.
I heard a rumor that Devin Haney tried to spar Boots Ennis and they turned him down. Shout out Key with the T. And I'm like, damn, are they really gonna try to make a fight with Devin and Boots? That'll be crazy.
Nah, both of them in 147-pound division. Why is that crazy? That's not crazy.
I think it's a horrible style matchup.
For who?
For Devin. He can't even beat Ryan.
That don't mean nothing.
Devin don't stand no chance in that ring.
He don't stand a chance against Boots. Coach Eddie, are you serious?
That nigga won't win 1 minute.
Boots will walk through him.
You know, I don't see how. If when a man got good legs, if Devin uses legs, it'll be a decent fight. He got good legs, and he got enough power. He got enough power. It's respectable.
No, he doesn't.
2 Cent, I 100% disagree with you. I'm gonna tell you why. Go look at Rugaru's face, busted up. Go look at Cambosa's face, busted up. He may not have knockout power, but he got enough to bust you up.
These are fighters he's bigger than, also, Coach.
What that got to do with anything? Your face don't matter what size you are. Doesn't matter. He could hit Anthony Joshua with them same punches. It's gonna bust him up too. May not knock him out, but it's gonna bust him up. Can't put any muscles in your face. Your face is your face. So I mean, these guys are professional fighters.
Harder. You don't think Boots has fought harder punches than Devin?
Devin is not a knockout puncher. I'm saying he's a boxer.
No, I know.
I'm pretty sure he has. But I think Devin punches hard. Devin punches hard enough. You ain't gonna drop your hand and just walk in there and be like, "Get me."
I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna just drop his hand and just walk in there, but I feel like Boots will just walk him down and beat him up. I don't see that being a competitive fight, in my opinion. I don't see.
I mean, you didn't see the Karen fight, you know.
And Boots is bigger than Devin, ain't he?
Man, Boots. Now, actually, Devin is probably 165 pounds. Devin's big. That dude is a big guy.
Boots is big. Boots is
both of them big. Devin rehydrated to 165 pounds. That dude ain't no little guy. You seen Devin in the off season? That dude walk around 180 pounds. Devin ain't small. He just goddamn killed. He was just shrinking himself down to that freaking crackhead weight that he had no business being at. 135 pounds. That's crazy. I seen Devin.
Devin power gonna be less power or more power as he move up?
It's gonna be more.
I mean, I guess he hasn't been sucking himself down. He might be more powerful.
I don't care how much muscle Devin put on or how many roids Conte get that nigga. Your chin is your chin. He ain't got no chance against Ryan because listen, he couldn't even stand up to Ryan's power with amateur gloves on. In the fucking amateurs, a nigga was getting standard 8 counts. So he cannot stand up to this motherfucking power with 8s on. And these niggas is full grown. The nigga chin is his chin. I mean, yeah, he looked like he got decent power against guys like Regis with horrible footwork. So he's gonna be running into shots and short ass arms. So he's gonna be getting in shots. But man, this nigga didn't even put a smudge on Ryan's face. Ryan went straight to the club with fucking hoes after the fight, man. Until I see this nigga beat someone with the same reach, same size, same weight, man, all this. A lot of people got high hopes for this kid, man, but it is what it is.
And that's what I'm talking about. What I just said. Now this is supposed to be our fighter. This our fighter. Well, maybe not your fighter. This is my fighter. and I hold black fighters, to a higher standard. I ain't gonna throw the brother away. I ain't gonna downgrade the brother until he gets another opportunity. You know what I'm saying? How can we just throw the man away after one performance?
I
no,
ain't
I'm
throwing
not.
him
No,
away.
You know
I'm
what I'm
not.
I
saying?
ain't throwing him
Hold
away.
on.
I've
I'm
always
not
had the
throwing him
same.
away. That's my opinion about the fight.
I've
No,
always felt that way.
I don't care if he would have won or lost to Ryan. I would have still had the same opinion.
I always said
I
Devin
think
gonna
it's
have
a
trouble
bad
soon.
style matchup.
Nah,
I'm not
if he
throwing him away.
I'm talking about Ryan. If he would have won, if he would have beat Ryan, this wouldn't even be a conversation right now.
It would be because I still wouldn't think he could beat Boots.
I mean, I ain't saying he could beat, but I think it'd be a decent fight. I don't think he could
I
beat him.
still would think it, I would still be like, no, I would still wouldn't think this has nothing to do with him losing to Ryan, is what I'm saying. I'm saying I still wouldn't think it would be a good style matchup for him and Boots. That's
I ain't
what
got
I'm
nothing
saying.
against Devin. I got
I don't
nothing
got
against
nothing against
Devin.
Devin.
I'm just not impressed, man. He got by fighting a bunch of smaller dudes, and I always thought when he got to the higher weight classes, he was gonna start to struggle, and that's what we're
Shout out to
starting.
Boxing Hacker with the $2 in the super chat. He said 2 cents. You're gonna keep me backstage. Shout out Boxing Hacker.
Back door like a Trojan. Hey, check this out.
Hacker, you told me you was gonna watch the documentary, and I said you're not gonna come back up here until you watch the documentary. Now,
There's a lot of information in that documentary.
I'm
They
gonna
don't
let
want
you
to.
up here today, but you're not about to hijack my panel. We having a nice flowing conversation, right? If they start telling me in the chat he tripping,
anyway, you about to get the boot.
we gonna be
Dang.
fair though. We gonna be fair though. We gonna be fair though. But Boxing Hacker, you not holding up your end of the bargain, bro. You told me you was gonna watch the documentary. Shout
See,
out
the
to
thing
Boxing
is,
Hacker on the panel.
The thing is, what's up, two? I thought you were hiding from me for a second. No, I was. I just saying.
You already messing
God
up.
dang, that's wrong right there. You did him dirty.
I haven't even watched Raising Cane's.
Man,
So
You what?
I'm just back on my shows. I haven't watched a lot of shows lately.
I didn't ask
but
about a show. I'm asking about the
that documentary ain't even that long, man. There's no reason to not watch
I'm
it.
gonna watch it. I'm not gonna get anything out of it, but I'll watch it just to say.
Shout out to Todd Drakeford. Oh my bad. With the $5 in the super chat, she said showing love and support. Click the link.
click the link. Hey, I will say this in regarding the topic with Devin Haney. I think that he's going to gain a lot for not having to cut as much weight. So we, in this fight with Ramirez, going to see a truer representation of who Devin Haney truly is. So we'll get to see against him truly where the quote unquote power is, and not only power, just his punch resistance and his ability to move around comfortably in the ring. I think that he's been cutting so much weight that he ain't been at his best. And I think this will be a true tell. Now, I don't know, maybe he should be a little bit bigger, but we know he's not at 35 or 40. And that's a significant difference from, especially if he's fighting at 47.
Come on, Ty. How you gonna do me like that? Go ahead.
My bad. No, by all means. It's hacker time, dog. Tell us what the thing is.
You're not just gonna turn. You're not just
I
gonna
heard
turn
what you
into a
said,
puncher.
Thomas. Though, by the way,
You ain't just gonna turn into a puncher the higher weight you go. Either you got some punch, some real punch, or you
But he
don't
could
got
be
no
more
real punch.
powerful though. Not
You
saying
might get a little more powerful, but these
Yeah.
guys got more. The guys gonna have more punch resistance at the higher weight class, so it ain't gonna be noticeable.
Oh,
he got decent power though. He gonna have decent power. But you can bust a guy up. See, a lot of people forget about that. It's an art to busting people up. If you know how to do it, you can do it. You can hit them over the eye. You can hit them under the eye. You can get them eyes to swell up. It's an art to cutting people. It's an art to getting blood out of that turnip. If you know how to do it, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all you got to do. Them 8-ounce gloves, I don't care. You could take a little 12-year-old kid and put some 8-ounce gloves on. I guarantee socking your eye is gonna swell up. You know what I'm saying? You stand there and let that kid pop you in your eye. Just put your hand down and let a 12-year-old kid sock in your nose. I guarantee you get some blood out of it. And these grown men right here. So as long as he ain't got to be no knockout, no puncher, he just bust the guy up. Keep tapping him with that jab and bust him up. And, you know, and that's all he got to do. Use his legs like he been doing. Get back trying to be in Devin. You know, I want this guy to be successful. I need for him to be successful because if he goes down, I just one of the guys, you know, it's gonna mess up the matchup later on down the road. These guys are young. We need for all these guys to succeed. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Todd Drakeford for joining the panel. No, Coach Eddie, I agree. I want Devin to I want Devin to come back. I want him to have a good comeback story after that fight and be able to just redeem himself and keep going like Stephen Fulton. But we're not gonna get into that. But
I won't put no money on it.
I don't think it's cool how Ryan get to fight for a championship and he on the undercard and all of that. I get it. Some people don't care, but I just think me personally, I don't like that. But I hope he's able to win his fight. I don't like that he's in a do or die situation when he hasn't even done anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's cool. Now I can feel how I can have my opinion about his style or who he can beat or his dad out here tripping, but that doesn't mean I'm hating on him. I'm still objective. Those are just my opinions. It's not like I dislike him. Like if I feel like it's a bad style matchup, it's a bad style matchup, and I think that's where a lot of people get things confused. Like if you don't only have positive things to say about a fighter, then you hate them. Like no, like things are isolated incidents and things are isolated situations, and I can feel however I want to feel. Like I feel like Devin Haney beat Lomachenko. I feel like Lomachenko waited too late to get started. He had good moments in the later rounds, but he didn't do enough to win, and he took the 12th round off. That's how I felt about the fight. But that don't take away from me feeling like Devin fight old small fighters.
Who's a good style matchup for?
That don't mean I'm hating. Shout out to Todd Drakeford in the building. What's your 2 cents, Todd? What you got for the show? Boxing Hacker, remember you on probation up here.
I didn't get my 2 cents.
Go ahead, Boxing Hacker. What's your 2 cents?
Yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead, Boxing Hacker. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, salute to you people. Well, first off, I want to respond to what Thomas Hill said about.
See, the thing is,
yeah,
Ariana, what up?
Well, like for the whole thing about not supporting Black or whatever. No, I never said anything bad about the PBC. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you have to look at like if you criticize, if you don't like a certain entity criticized, right? But you also criticize another entity. Like people always criticize, oh, Turkey's losing money, Turkey's not doing good, even though there's no true evidence of this even happening. Besides like gossip, then they should expect the same thing to be criticized.
Is there any true evidence of Turkey partnering up with Bob Arum and
I said I got it from YouTube, so I didn't say it like it was. I didn't give it much validity. I don't know if it happens in the future. That's good, I think whatever. At the end of the day, if we're getting fights, that's what matters in the end. I'm not really like big on like which promotional company works with which. I think they all need to work together so we can stop having sides of the streets and stuff like that. I feel like they should all be under one umbrella, but to say that like, oh, Turkey's losing money, he's not doing good, this and that, there's no proof of that. One, and two, they're investing. It's not the same as like what promotional companies.
Boxing Hacker, you don't got to repeat it. We know your.
Yeah, man, so that's something I just want to put that out there. As far as the whole Devin Haney fighting Boots situation, at the end of the day, like if Devin goes to 147, I have to agree with Coach Chad. I think it's a good fight. I personally don't think any boxer is immortal. No boxer is invincible. Devin's one of the best fighters out there. So why can't he get lined up with Boots? If not,
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just giving my opinion about the fight. Yeah. And also, he's not even fighting at 47. He's fighting at a catch weight of 144.
Yeah, because Ramirez chose not to go up to 47. That's why he decided to do that.
Yeah, you say that, but we're
no. Remember, how you gonna say that when Devin Haney said, "When I come back, I'm not fighting in weight."
These niggas be making up shit.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
he literally said that.
But I heard that in an interview, though. I actually heard that. I have to find the interview.
They're saying that now to save face, but he already said what his plan was gonna be. Boxing Hacker.
But Devin also said he's moving to 47. So I don't know. I think he's going to 47.
He's at 44.
When he moving up to 47?
So he says he's going to 47. The reason why they're at 44 is because Ramirez didn't want to do that jump yet.
Man, he's playing weight games still, nigga. Keep it 100. Shut up.
What weight game is there? There's not much. Like, why wouldn't he jump to 47? At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, if you cut less weight, you're gonna have more strength in the ring. Theoretically,
you giving us $1 worth. You ain't giving us 2 cents.
Devin knows that he can put on 30 pounds overnight So he wants to play the weight game, keep a nigga
I'm
at
just
a.
messing with you.
Oh, he don't want this dude to come in at 40, weighing in 47. Let's still play a little bit of weight games if we can, man. Shit's there.
What weight game is there to play though? They're both coming from 40. They're both coming from the same weight class. They're both going to the same catch weight. It's even between those.
Hey, if you don't see it, bro, okay, it's all good.
All right, Todd Draper, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, first of all, Boxing Hacker is the lionest nigga on the earth. Several times I have heard you say PBC is going broke with no proof, no evidence. However, when anybody says anything about Turkey Al-Sheikh, where's the evidence? Where's the proof? So don't sit up here and act like you for the brother man when you're clearly for the other man. That's number one. Number two, you claim that Devin is not playing any weight games. Why is he still only at, what is it, the IBF, the only one that there's no type of weight restrictions on? Why won't he go somewhere else?
The IBF got the 10-pound rehydration clause.
Yeah, whatever. The one without the rehydration clause. Why won't he go somewhere else? Because he likes to play these weight games. Now, I agree, Coach Eddie. We do need to stop throwing people away whenever they lose. But part of that is their own fault. Bill Haney has contributed to the declination of his son's career all on his own. Now, him fighting Ryan that one fight, if he had got back in the ring right after that and kept fighting, then we would have maybe forgotten about it if he continued to win. But he stayed out just as long as Ryan for really no reason. So all people have to go on is your last performance. And all your last performance shows us is that you kept getting knocked down. Your father continuing with these games, continuing with this antagonistic behavior. I just don't understand what Bill Haney has going on. Somebody please put a muzzle on this man, for God's sakes. But he is part of the reason that a lot of people are not rallying behind his son. These are the doings of the Haneys, no one else.
All right.
I never actually said that, by the way, Ty. I never said PBC was losing money. I don't even care about them losing money.
Boxing Hacker.
I never said that.
You've said that several times.
Man, never. That's not me.
Oh my God.
Hacker, you got to go back on
telling the
probation.
truth right now, bro.
No. Hey, pull it up. I don't really speak like.
Don't make me go through my lives and clip you saying they losing.
Clip me. Go ahead and find me.
Niggas, what are you talking about?
Go ahead and find me.
If he find it, it won't be probation. It'll be banment.
Go ahead and find me saying that. I don't really talk about them losing money. I don't know how much money they got. I say the only thing I ever said about the PBC is at the end of the day, I feel like when it comes to matchmaking, I don't think matchmaking is a good thing. I do feel like they could have made that tank.
What Top Rank got the best matchmaker?
I still don't think it's a good thing. Even with Top Rank, I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a good because matchmaking.
Only Turkey is the best matchmaker. Turkey is the best
matchmaking to me is just cherry picking.
Okay, Boxing Hacker.
It's just cherry picking. That's really what it is. You look for a match that suits you, that suits that fighter.
Yeah, exactly. It's called boxing and business, bro. Boxing and business. So is Loma a good fight for Keyshawn? Let's say hypothetically Loma comes back because we don't know he's injured. I want to know, is Loma a good fight for Keyshawn? Because I think this is somebody got a mute. I think this is an interesting take, right? Because everybody's like, yeah, can Loma come back and fight Keyshawn? It's a good fight for Keyshawn, right? But I was like, I thought y'all said Loma was old. I thought he was aged out. Loma was washed.
He is old. He is. Tan Parker old too. All them jokers old.
So how is it not a good fight for Tank, but it's a good fight for Keyshawn, and Keyshawn younger than Tank.
So
that's part of boxing, the young guys got to take the old guys out. That's how it always been like that. The young lions take the old lions out. That's part of boxing. Like I said, you hang around long enough, you gonna be an old lion, and one of them young cats gonna take you out.
But how is it not a good fight for Tank?
The only reason people criticize Tank is because of what they said back in the day. That's really where it came from. But as far as unification, it doesn't really matter. It's a good fight. But when it comes to like the Tank situation, back in the day, they were saying they were gonna wait till Lomachenko aged out, right? And now even Loma made a comment about it during his post fight with Kambosos. He said, "Oh, now he thinks I'm old because back in the day, that was the whole thing. Their team was."
And Loma know that fight couldn't have been made because of his exclusive.
And several times I pulled up evidence of Loma saying, "What am I going to fight him for? He wants to fight on pay-per-view."
But when they were 130, they could have fought. See, that's the
So
thing. They were
please.
lined up to
Never
fight.
bring up Loma saying any of that, Ty. They never talk about Loma saying
No,
any
but
of
Loma
that.
also
I know they
said
don't. I know
Loma,
they don't, but
but
I'm
Ty,
quite sure
But that's
that's
not the
one thing, bro.
conversation. The
And let me tell you something else.
conversation is how is Loma a good fight for Keyshawn, but not for Tank when Keyshawn is
because of
younger
what
than
happened in the
Loma. I don't
past.
care what happened in the past.
But
That
that's
don't
He's a
have
why.
good.
nothing to do
He's a
with
good
it.
fight for both
That's
guys.
literally why people
Shut up,
criticize
Hacker.
Tank for it.
He's
That's
a
Shout out
good
literally
fight.
Dr.
why.
Nim on the panel. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Boxing Hacker know why I'm here. You don't even gotta ask why I'm here, Boxing Hacker. You know what I want.
I don't know what you want, brother.
I want these hands across. I want these
You
hands
want
across
that?
your face.
You
I
want that
want
pay
that.
per view?
I want that fade, nigga. The first JBT whooping Boxing Hacker event.
Dude, just go to your local gym and find somebody to
That
fight.
nigga
Man.
would
Like,
Nah,
not
what
show
fight
up,
me
man.
for?
Boxing
Coach
Hacker,
Eddie, we coming to
There's
your
so many
gym.
can we
And I'm
see some
showing
videos of
hands
you?
and
You got some
on
videos of
Boxing.
you fighting? I want to see it.
Huh?
For me,
You got some videos
No.
of you fighting? I want
I
to
have
see
to
it.
look
No,
them
I'm
shits
talking
up.
to
Them shits
Boxing
on
Hacker.
VHS. Them
I'm
shits
talking
on
to Boxing
VHS.
Hacker.
Nah,
That boy said he been whooping ass since the VHS days.
Shout
Damn.
out
Shit.
Jason Williams
that was
in
back
the
in the day,
building.
man.
Y'all know what? I didn't get to make no AI pictures for today.
Hey, no, but I wanted to say something about the matchmaking thing. The matchmaking is, I understand that people is like, oh, matchmaking is bad. Matchmaking is good because if you put a young fighter who has promise and you put him in there too fast and he gets clipped, you lose all your investment.
Yeah,
We
You lose
just
that's
tried to
what
everything.
explain
boxing
this
is.
to
The big
Boxing
fish
Hacker.
eat the
He
little
not gonna
fish.
listen. He not gonna
No,
listen,
because
Dr.
The big
I
fish
mean
eat the
that's
little fish. That's how boxing is meant to be, man.
Don't even waste your
that
In
is
the
time.
how
amateurs, man, you get thrown.
because
You
boxing
in
always
the
been. That's
amateurs when you go to the open, like you get thrown with whoever. Nobody care.
no, they
If you
don't.
lose, you lose.
No, they won't because if they're too high ranked, they won't put you in there.
If you're in the open,
If the
they'll put you
ranking
in there, bro.
discrepancy is too big, they will not put you in the ring with that
Boxing
guy.
Hacker, I
If you're in
guarantee
the
you,
if
if
you're
you
in the
was a
building
pro
club,
boxer, you would want to
ain't
make
nobody
sure
gonna be
you're
like,
not
hey,
in the ring.
he's too
You're not.
skilled.
You want to make sure you're
You're
not.
never
If
gonna.
you were a pro boxer, you would want to make sure you're not being overmatched, Boxing Hacker. If you're a prospect, you should not be in the ring with a champion on your third fight.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen because of their rankings, right? There's already a number one contender. There's already somebody at number two. So you're not gonna get matched with a champion. That's not gonna happen. But if you're number 8 and you feel like number 7 is a bad style matchup, or number 9 is a bad style matchup, maybe you shouldn't be number 8. Maybe number 9
No,
needs to be number 8, and
that's
you need
not
to
the
be number
type of
9.
sport this is, Boxing Hacker. That's what
But
that's
what
y'all
it's
not
meant to
understanding.
be.
No, it's not. That's the problem. No, it's not. Obviously, it's not meant to be because it's not
Because
like
the
that.
people are cherry picking.
That's how
what
you want it. That's not how it's meant to
supposed to
be.
be.
That's
No,
Wait,
that's
not.
how
okay,
you
think
want
about
it.
it.
I
That's how
don't
you
know
want it.
why y'all gotta give us
Think about this.
Boxing Hacker
If
is the same man who told me last night Turkey on the
yeah,
Sheep don't need a return on his investment. So y'all sitting up here trying to explain to Boxing Hacker why people invest certain things into certain
yeah,
boxers and then want a return on their investment. He won't understand that because he has no
no,
idea
but
what that
it's not
return on an
financial
investment
return.
is.
It's a long term investment. So look at Uber.
He
Uber had
also
just
said
turned profit
Maxie
like last
Hughes
year after being
won
for 10
beat
years.
Cambosis.
Not all investments are based on like diminishing returns or short term game
All right, I got a
or
question.
even
I
monetary.
want to
Say
let me
anything
ask you a
about
question.
short-term gain. What she's saying is, if you invest money into a boxer, you're promoting. You're going to want them to last as long as possible, so you can recoup some of the funds that you spent
Right,
on him.
which
How
means
you
you're gonna
don't
cherry pick
understand
it.
that?
Which means you gotta cherry pick his opponents.
That does not
Sometimes.
mean cherry pick.
Why not?
Oh,
What's
All
cherry
right,
picking?
listen, we already had this conversation with Boxing Hacker.
What's
Dr.
cherry
Mim,
picking?
what do you think about
What,
How much him off this panel? I'm sick
I
of
can
him.
prove it. I can
hold on
prove
with
it to
Boxing
you.
Hacker? Boxing Hacker, you on probation now. Dr. Mim, what you think about the Boots standing on this fight? What do you think about that style matchup?
I think it's a great style matchup. I think it will Boots likes he's been fighting a lot of boxers, and that's not Stanionis. Stanionis is to come forward. I'm from the bring it to your kitchen. So now we get to have some questions that people like, oh, Boots can't fight. Well, we get to see him
But I
fight on
think
the
that's why it's
inside.
a bad style matchup, though.
It's
Because
not.
he's
It's
going to
not.
come forward and, you know what I'm saying? Boots going to pick him apart like he did Villa.
The fight,
But
yeah, Villa's a
but
come
No,
the
that's
thing
a
is,
totally different style.
that's a total different style. That's a total different style.
both will
Like
come forward fighters though.
yeah, but
Villa's not
there's
a
different
boxer.
types of come forward fighters, bro. No, not everybody come forward and just gonna start throwing randomly. Some like to come from work the body, some like to work up top, some like the straight punch, some like the looping shots. It's different types of come forward fighters. Some like to
That's
cut
true.
you off. So it's different types. But Stanionis is definitely like probably the second best fighter at 47.
Way better defense than he got. Way better defense than Villa too.
Villa,
Yes, he does.
yeah.
So it's like it's a good fight. Like if Boots ain't on his game, Stanley Owens can put some hands on his ass.
Yeah,
So
he's a
it's not
champion,
like,
man. He's a champ.
huh? He's a
He's a
champ for a
champion.
reason.
Yeah.
He's a champ for a reason. But Boots is the better fighter overall, from in my perspective. I mean, some people might not believe that because I think he can fight inside, outside. I think when he wants to be defensively sound, he does. I think he just, when you don't got nothing for him, he just gonna walk to you, and he gonna see what you're gonna try to do. So it's like we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be a great fight. I actually wanted to go to that fight, but I didn't get the tickets in time. So
And this
Boots
is
should box. You
well,
should definitely box. You shouldn't try pressure
that's what I
Stanley.
was saying. Boost needs to focus on winning, not trying to style on Stanionis.
yeah.
And I was thinking about this, right? Because I heard somebody saying, I can't even remember who I was listening to, and they was like, Boost need to not be trying to look fancy and do all this in the ring. And I was like, is Boost trying to look fancy, or is that his style? Right? It's kind of like Roy Jones. Would you be like Roy Jones? You need to stop trying to look fancy in the ring, right? Because that was his style.
Not too much on Roy. Not too much on Roy.
No, I'm saying like that was his style. Like you wouldn't tell Roy stop trying to be fancy in the ring.
But it's a risky style. Boots fight very risky. He takes a lot of risks. You know, he's standing in the pocket a lot of times. He's slipping shots by, centimeters, seem like sometimes. Hands are down. I mean, he's a reflex fighter. He's a good fighter, but he relies a lot on his reflexes also. And that's what happened. These guys' reflexes, they start to fail when they get older. That's when they start getting clipped.
Yeah, that's what happened to Roy Jones.
Yeah, so hopefully Boots has some defensive liabilities in the last few fights. So I hope that he took care of them, because I don't think Stanionis is the type of guy you don't want to continuously eat left hand and right hand from him. I think he's a decent enough puncher. He can get you in trouble if you continue to eat clean shots from him.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Shelton Moore on the panel. I'm gonna let you get the 2 cents, Mr. Shelton, and that's my thing that I always seen in Booth. Like he's really good, but I feel like there's some holes he got. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that, like, it's not that he's missing, but like, what is it that I'm seeing that make me kind of feel like he could be like figured out?
I think I can explain it for you. I think sometimes the competition is boring to him sometimes. Did that make sense?
He try to spice it up and make it.
He's trying to get himself going. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you be like, oh, I want to fight this guy, but you like, man, especially like a Karen, I don't think he really cared for that fight. I think he was like, man, I'm just gonna beat this dude either way. But it's like a lot of times when somebody don't got nothing for you, you don't get up for the fight. And hopefully this fight he gets up for it, so we can actually see him put all his skills on display.
Yeah. Mr. Shelton, what's your 2 cents? What you got for the show? Mr. Shelton, you there?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, you better be ready for this dude. This dude say he coming to mess up all their plans, so he better get up and be ready to fight, because this dude is not Roman Villa. This is not that guy. This is a totally different dude.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like people ready and want to see the fight. It's just like, where's the buzz? Like, I'm just trying to get the buzz going because I'm ready to see him fight. This is gonna be his biggest challenge.
But think about it too.
You breaking up, Mr. Shelton?
You're breaking up, Mr. Shelton.
You got that computer love on your
He was about to start capping. That's what happened.
That jitterbug cut off on him.
Shout out Sin Ironheart on the panel. What's up, Sin?
What's good with everybody?
What you got for the show? Mr. Shelton, we're gonna come back to you. You gotta get your signal together. What you got for the show?
Just needed a front.
You'll be watching the Final Four.
Can everybody hear me? Y'all good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. I just needed a front row seat or whatever bullshit boxing hacker was going to come up with tonight, because I know he got something nefarious brewing in that small brain of his. He always got something up his sleeve. But yeah, I'm just sitting there, and I caught a little bit of the matchmaking conversation and whatnot. And I actually wanted to ask Hacker why y'all was on the topic before y'all strayed away too far. How do you feel? And I see you have a slight discrepancy with the whole matchmaking idea, but do you not feel that some of your favorite fighters, your favorite snack fighters, like Crawford, the ones that you always defend, Crawford, Shakur, who you seem to have so much faith in, don't you feel that, or do you feel that their careers were kind of built off of successful matchmaking, or do you feel like they honored a justifiable ranking system to solidify their spots in their careers?
So when it comes to matchmaking, yeah. So like even the fighters I like, I'm sure they had a certain level of matchmaking. Although they did end up being champions anyway. Meaning they
How do you
became.
feel that their careers, that their reputations were
So,
built? Do you feel that their reputations right now were built more off of successful and safe matchmaking, or do you feel like they were out there gunning for the best and
yeah.
they just fought the best every chance they got?
So here's the thing, right? There was a level of matchmaking
So
done.
here's the thing.
Yeah, you see the name, right? So like there was a level of matchmaking that was done. However, they also became multi-division champions. So
That's
at the
not
end of the
answering
day,
the question.
they still conquered the division they were in. However,
I didn't answer
as
his
far as
question.
matchmaking, I'm sure
So
there
he
was a
didn't
level of
answer that
matchmaking.
question. Answer the goddamn question.
I answered the question fully,
No,
actually.
you didn't. You going
No, you
around.
didn't.
What part of the question did I miss?
So
You
I need
didn't
some
answer
security.
directly if you feel that they were a product of matchmaking.
Yeah.
And do you think that they earned their quote unquote titles, the
Yeah.
ones you hyping about, on their own merits, or if it was because of matchmaking? That's what he asked you.
And I answered both questions. So
No, you
the first question was if I feel like their career is a product of
Let's
matchmaking.
just do a yes or no, because let's just
Yeah. Like which one? Like
let's just do a yes or no
do
so
you
they
feel
can
like it was?
understand. Go ahead, Sam. Sin is gonna ask you the question, Boxing Hacker, and you're just gonna
So
say
I can't answer yes, no, because it's a loaded question,
You
right?
can.
No,
No, it's not.
No, it's not a loaded
question.
question.
They are very
It's very direct.
If there was
Okay, I could ask somebody with a
in their
brain.
career,
All right, let me ask somebody with a brain. Let
But
me
I
ask
feel like their
pardon me,
career,
because I don't be trying to disrespect nobody up here. Let me ask somebody that has a little bit of sense,
I mean, really?
and then let me ask you so you can have an
Stop.
idea of how to answer the question. Now, if anybody would like to volunteer, does
Oh,
anybody
shit.
feel that
Hold on,
Shakur
because I can't
Stevenson?
believe it. Jason Williams is cooking tonight. He say every top fighter is a product of matchmaking.
I agree with the statement. Yeah,
Up to a point. Up to a point. That's a fact.
Yeah, of course. So
then shut up after that. Just say yeah and shut up.
No, he asked me, dude, is their career solely based on matchmaking? I can't say yes to that.
No, he didn't. He said or.
Is their success a product of matchmaking?
No, I can't say
yes,
yes to that either.
Yeah, everybody is a product of matchmaking.
Let me leave out
yes, it is.
Yes. But I can't say it attributes to their complete success. No, because they became champions. So they literally became the top of the division.
You know how to diddy bop and pussy pop and flip flop your
But
way
they
out.
did though. I'm not lying.
I will give you that. You will do the electric
Probably
slide
Diddy Bop is diabolical.
He from Atlanta. He from Atlanta.
Boxing Hacker, you from Atlanta?
You from a Cracker Jack box.
You can't get away from these hands though, Boxing.
I was just in ATL, but I'm in DMV though.
You're from Atlanta, wow.
No, I'm not from. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Africa. But I was just in ATL, but I stayed in DMV.
Oh, okay.
You sure be in Atlanta a lot.
At one of them parties. Yeah, out there, one of them parties out there. Yeah, they got one of them crazy parties. Let me find out Hacker dancing on the pool table.
My village, buddy.
Hack on the pool table going crazy.
Y'all know Boxing Hacker got game. Don't do him
So
like that.
what was the question? What was the question?
Hey, all right, the question. Look, all right, so the question was people like somebody like Shakur, let's say Shakur, for instance, because we say, all right, my man just said every champion is a product of matchmaking up to a point. But when we get to a certain point, when we get to a certain point, people start making their own moves, kind of like how you have Canelo right now, who has been ducking a certain somebody for about 5 years, who has the option to cut that check with somebody, but chooses a lesser opponent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at some point the fighter has an integrity to stand on that to their own merit, and some of them still have bones that they could choose from to make it look like there's something that they're not. So do you feel that some of those snack fighters, do you feel that they are a product of matchmaking right now? I'm talking about their current reputations and their statuses right now. Do you feel that they have earned it off of standing on an integral of some type of grounds of integrity by fighting the absolute best guys? Or do you feel like they or do you feel like they had a good hand at matchmaking to build their careers up?
Give me two guys. Give me two guys you're talking about. You talking about Shakur and who else?
Shakur and Crawford.
Shakur, yes. Bud, no. Bud, they threw Bud in the pool. They just threw him in the deep end and said, go ahead and swim.
Stop it.
Oh, really?
Shakur,
really? Okay. So let me put it in a scenario.
Listen. When Tim Bradley brought Bud to top rank, when Tim Bradley brought Bud to top rank, they threw his ass in there. This is what we got for you. Fight him. Bud fought everybody they put in front of him, and he fought all his mandatories when he won a belt. So no, not Bud. But Shakur was a medalist, so of course they match made for him. He's a fucking Olympic medalist. They match made for him.
All right. So
you don't know what you talking about.
So you say that
Bud.
Bud.
Real quick, Sin. Shout out NHA and paid in full on the panel.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, boxing hacker, bro. You lying, bro. You told niggas you was
Hold on, I think Sin and Mr. Shelton was saying something back and forth.
Oh no,
Yeah. Please, let me get this off because you said.
Tell me what mandatory Bud Duck.
What mandatory Bud Duck?
Niggas you was from the DMV.
Yeah,
bro.
what mandatory you got?
Well, all right. Hold on. We ain't got to say what mandatory Bud Duck. All right, we can just talk. We can just talk about the momentum behind who did he fight before his big payday, his first successful payday, or pay-per-view? Who did he fight before Spence, and who did he fight after Spence? And does that make sense? And does that make sense with the caliber of competition that he should be facing, or is he not finding very particular opponents to kind of pad that record?
Why would you say that when Porter was the toughest fight that Spence ever had?
Because he don't know boxing.
The version of Porter. The version of Porter.
No. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that because Porter signed a contract. So I don't care what version it was. He signed a contract.
No, Mr. Shelton.
Before you deflect like you're doing, sir.
No, let me say this because Mr. Shelton.
I'm not deflecting. I'm telling you the truth.
No, but
Porter signed a contract. It doesn't matter what version it was. Porter signed a contract.
Mr. Shelton, that's not fair because it does matter.
How's it not fair? How's it not fair?
Let me tell you.
Because for one, it's my Crawford.
Signed the contract.
Oh, this nigga related to Crawford.
Doesn't take away the fact that whatever ... Just because I signed the contract, don't mean I wasn't injured. Just because I signed the contract, don't mean whatever. I get what you're saying. You signed the contract, so you gotta. The consequences is the consequences. I get that.
Right.
But just because I signed the contract doesn't mean that ... is not still true.
Well, you can believe what you want to believe. That's not on Bud that he wasn't ready. That's his fault.
No, nobody said it was his fault or none of that. Nobody is saying any of that.
They get so defensive.
It doesn't make it not true.
So I don't understand what the question is. So I don't understand what
you from Nebraska, sir.
Just Bud hate.
What the fuck are you asking me? I just
asked you a question. What are you asking?
I'm gonna give you
a perfect example. Mike Tyson was a product of matchmaking. Mike Tyson is a perfect example.
Everybody's a product of matchmaking. Not one fighter that's a star came into the game and just got in the ring with whoever. You can't, because it's a business. If I'm trying to build you, I'm not throwing you in there with whoever because it's a business. Like, I don't even know what we're talking about.
100%.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Shout out to NHA Tube on the panel. What is your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I'm chilling, man. How's everybody on the panel? I don't know, man. That dude I was just talking, he's just a pure known Bud hater, man. That motherfucker don't know shit about boxing.
Here we go.
But the only thing he know about boxing is about hating on Bud. Every goddamn second.
What's your 2 cents?
Hey, I love that though, because the thing is that every Bud fan, nobody could articulate a sound argument. All you could say is it's hating when somebody brings up the truth about their beloved Bud, their beloved butterfly. So I'll watch what I say around y'all. Because I know you get extra emotional.
The man asked you a simple question. He said, what mandatory did Bud Duck? You couldn't even name one. You said, no, let's not talk about that.
What you mean? So he ain't skip division. So he ain't duck a rematch and skip the division and jump up to 154
What rematch?
after
What rematch he done?
fighting Errol
What
Spence,
rematch?
and then fight a
What
nobody,
What
rematch?
and
rematch
then
did he
fight a
done?
nobody.
Stop
What
talking.
rematch?
No.
How?
What rematch did he
What
done?
rematch? What
What are
rematch?
you talking about?
Please tell me.
What
Show
rematch they did
show me how
now?
much
Is
of a
what
hater you
rematch?
are.
I ain't about to sit here and play dumb with dummies. Y'all know
What
what the fuck
rematch?
that
He ain't
y'all
duck
know
What
who he was supposed to
rematch?
fight next.
That
James
nigga
doesn't
was
work.
out
I
there
think what
flying
everybody wants to
Y'all
know.
know who
talking
he
You
was
just
about.
throwing
supposed to
shit
fight
like that.
This
next.
nigga's a weirdo.
Y'all know who he was supposed.
Where you find this weird ass nigga at with this weird ass shit?
Bro, he's just a hater.
Yeah.
He
Time out, time out,
anytime
time
he
out,
gets
time
something,
who
he
he was
out.
just
supposed
go
to
to
fight
hell.
Time
next.
But
out. I'm about to
Ring
mute
yet.
y'all. Time out. We not about to do that.
My fault.
Everybody can have their opinion. Y'all can debate y'all
Come on,
opinions, and
man.
we can move
That's not
forward,
opinion. That's
bro. It
cap,
don't got
bro.
to be all that.
EJ
Y'all
had
gotta
to
see
You
do
who's
giving this
time.
nigga
Too
all
many
this
niggas
airtime
can't
to
be
lie. You just
fair.
tell lies, talk about rematches and all that bullshit. That's a lie. So what's the rematch?
Earl Spence hasn't even started boxing yet. Again,
So all right. So we ain't just watch. We ain't just watch Beterbiev. We ain't just watch Beterbiev and Bivol rematch each other, right?
How
Damn,
come
they're about
y'all
to
don't
have a
even be
What,
mad
trilogy,
what
at
the
right?
fuck
Tony?
does that have to do with
what
the
the
other
fuck I
fight?
got to do
Y'all
with
don't even
What
be
does
Bud?
mad
that
at
have to do with
Tony.
the other fight?
let's hear what he has to say, guys. I
Hey,
want to hear him.
Nah, yeah, let's be quiet. I don't want to hear one say.
every
No, let
champion.
What does
We
that
him
have to
say
do with
it.
Crawford and Spence? What does Beterbiev and Bivol have to do with Crawford and Spence?
Errol Spence is
No,
messed
I'm
up,
just
he
man.
just
The man
I'm
ain't
rambling.
just
fought, man.
Mr. Yin
Spence
Yang
don't have
talking
nothing to do
about
with this either.
I'm
Bud Duck
highlighting the difference between
EJ
a confident.
rematch.
I'm highlighting the difference between a confident person with a belt, an actual champion, and somebody who will pick and choose and just going to run where it's
Well,
safe at, with it
was
What
Spence
every
are you
was
chance they
Spence the
get.
talking
actual
about?
champion?
Spence
Who
still
did
got
he
Every
all the
done?
chance
What
damn
they
belts.
rematch
get.
did he done?
Hold on. Was Errol
Spence,
Spence the actual champion? Yes or no?
When
Yes,
he fought Crawford,
yeah.
Was he the actual
yes,
champion? Yes or
he
no?
was a
yes. He was
three-time
the actual
champion. What you
champion.
mean?
But
He
Okay,
had
so he
three of the
got his
belt. He
ass
had
whooped.
three
So
of the
three-time
what's the
four
champion.
problem?
No,
belts.
he's unified
So what's
champion.
the
He's
issue
three-time
now? Because
He had three
Bud
of the
whooped his
four
ass,
belts.
Hold up.
and
How does
Bud
a
whooped his
couple
ass.
forget about Terrence
Senseless.
and
Hold
Spence?
on, I'm not talking to you.
How?
Hold on. Bud whooped his ass. So that made Bud the champion.
Stay
Right or
on
wrong?
topic.
But that's what does it have to do with
Right or
anything?
wrong?
Oh
Nothing.
no, that
Right or
man
wrong?
is all over the place though. That's Sir
All right. Hey,
Iron, whatever the fuck he is.
2 cent people who could actually have a discussion, a good little back and forth. You know what I'm saying we could just get right to the point. Do y'all feel that anybody who put in the type of work, if somebody who had 3 belts compared to 1 or whatever the dynamic may be, do you feel that Errol Spence was worthy of a rematch? And do you feel that some type of enthusiasm should have been showed on Crawford's side, like how Spence neglected his team when they said to walk away from negotiations and Spence forced that fight to happen? We all know that Spence pushed for that fight to happen in confidence.
Well, this is the thing. They're gonna say that Earl didn't want the rematch because he had to get his eye surgery and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
But
Earl
Earl,
never
he
all
said
that
Did
that.
shit
we say
weird.
or did Earl say that?
Bud was
hold on,
Did
running
we
2
say
cent.
that
around.
or did Earl say that?
Hold on, 2 cent.
Held up the rematch.
Also
You know that,
He
right?
gonna
Was
say we
running.
said it.
Oh, y'all not gonna let me talk. But Bud was also running around saying, "Oh, I want the fight at 47 because I don't really want it." He was running around saying shit like that too.
Right,
So
It
right.
don't
They
matter
had no
though. It don't
agreement.
matter.
They
But
Look at this, 2
Espinoza
cent.
came out and said the
didn't
fight
know.
was off
I
until
don't
Listen,
Spence
listen.
at
We gonna
154.
have to change the subject because like we gonna be arguing about
Yeah,
this.
this
listen,
is crazy.
hold
Because
on.
at the end of the
Earl
day,
Spence
Yeah,
broke the agreement.
Errol Spence is basically
Wasn't
retired,
Bud.
guys. So what are we talking about?
pretty
Yeah,
much.
I
Bud.
mean,
That
I could
motherfucker
bring
ain't
up
got in
The
the
man
multiple
ring
hadn't
damn near
fought in
2
2
examples.
years,
years.
man.
In with.
EJ
I'm
broke
just
the
saying.
agreement, not Bud. What are you talking
He
about,
just
sir?
came in and brought
I,
all this extra hate.
He
EJ, they
did
had
not
so it
come
doesn't
in and
matter who
ask
wanted the
nothing about
rematch.
no damn
They
Spence.
had
He
it in
asked
their
a specific
contract.
question to
EJ
Boxing Hacker.
broke that contract because he didn't
We
come back.
don't care,
Didn't come
y'all. We
back to
moving
fight.
on. We moving on.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
move
let's
on. You
move
got it.
on.
I ain't mean to
Yeah, y'all want to move
ruin
on
the
because
panel. I got everybody flustered and shit. I ain't
no,
mean to
because
ruin
Nah,
the
not
whole
really. Because
Nah,
conversation
you
and
good,
all
bro.
that.
Wow,
You get
you got
I
somebody.
you
just have
so
a
You
few
good, you
flustered.
questions.
You
good,
don't
you
even know what
good.
the
I
fuck
just
you're talking
like
about.
that rabbit hole is just too crazy. So we'll be
I
quiet
know,
about it.
I know. It's wild. It's a wild one.
Especially with the Bud buddies. Especially with the Bud
Oh
buddies.
yeah, the butterflies. They gonna create
Hey,
it spring too.
NHA, did you hear that Turkey is supposed to be partnering up with what you say, Boxing Hacker? Tell NHA what you heard.
I just heard down the YouTube shit. So I don't know if it's true or not. I
Tell
heard
them
that
what you
shit.
heard.
I
The
heard that
streets.
PBC is gonna work with Turkey or announcing some kind of agreement with Turkey.
I mean, they've been working with Turkey, so I mean,
This
Yeah,
that's
but I
nothing
think
unofficial
it's gonna be
live
new.
is ridiculous.
exclusive.
And
Like
Box
a
Hack, it
corporate
amazes me
exclusive.
how you have time to hear all these things on his YouTube streets, but you ain't got time to watch a damn documentary.
I'm gonna
It's too
watch.
much truth
Look,
in
I'm
that
gonna watch it. I
documentary.
just haven't been
It's too
watching
much
season
truth in that
first.
documentary. He ain't gonna watch that shit.
What? But what am I getting? Look,
Oh
I already know
boy.
he did bad things in the past. Like, am I gonna gain?
Maybe y'all can watch it together, Boxing Hacker.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna get anything from it. I don't understand
Who just said that?
Hey Ty,
Let's do it,
hey
Ty.
Ty, you can
Hey, I'm just trying,
narrate
I'm
it
just
for
trying to
me.
help the brother out. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, look, hey,
I'll watch it. You watch it, Ty.
that documentary will crumble. That documentary will crumble all of boxing hackers' narratives. He will not
No
watch
way.
that shit. He has
Okay,
been
tell
ducking
me.
it intentionally
Wait,
for a
wait, wait,
reason
wait, wait,
already.
wait. Wait, first off,
His entire
the narratives
existence
that
is
are being
based
pushed
on ducking
today
this
are
documentary.
not from me. I hope you know that, right?
Say that again, sir.
The narratives that are being pushed today about all these fighters that are on Snack, there might be juicing. It's not from me. You do know that, right? I'm not pushing any narratives.
No, the narrative is acting like
Your crew is
the
pushing narratives,
narrative is acting like
your crew is the one
was
pushing
not.
narratives. I'm just saying that you guys
The
don't have
narrative is like the narrative is squeezing in the damn laundry room with an elephant and acting like the elephant ain't in there. That's what you like to do all the
But
time.
could y'all imagine though, like let's say Spence and Tank and Charlo brothers, if they all work with Victor Conti?
My
Could y'all
goodness.
imagine if they all work with Victor Conti? Do y'all think people would be like, "Oh, that's what he did in the past. It doesn't
I would.
matter."
Well, I mean, there's no proof.
I think a lot of these guys have been accused of steroids. I mean, Terrence Crawford had the unmitigated gall to accuse Pacquiao. He said he was a cheater. Terrence Crawford
Now
called Pacquiao a cheater.
With no proof.
You know what I do feel though?
But
what I do feel
everybody
about
thought Pacquiao
what
was
I
a
do
cheater,
feel
though, right?
about
But now all of a sudden, because Bud said it, it's a problem.
Yeah, like that.
Nah. What I
that's
do
weird.
honestly
That's weird.
feel.
People
the problem is
people thought Errol Spence was on steroids too.
Yeah,
They kept saying Errol Spence was on
Then you have
steroids.
weird people talking about look at his nipples, Errol Spence nipples.
I mean, I would have thought too.
They said Anthony Joshua was on steroids. They said Anthony Joshua was on steroids.
Man, you can't name me one boxer who ain't been accused of being on steroids.
Exactly.
So why y'all keep crying?
I don't know about all that.
Nah, because we ain't crying.
I ain't
We
never
just
accused
laughing
Tim Bradley.
because y'all keep
I ain't
harping
never
on
accused no weak ass Tim
but.
Bradley of being on steroids. I ain't never
Shannon
worried about no.
Shannon
I ain't never worried about no weak ass Tim Bradley about being on
Put some respect on
steroids.
Bradley's name.
Nah,
Put some respect on Bradley's name, man.
Bradley got to get this fucking respect. Fuck that. Ain't no respect for
World
Bradley. Fuck
champion.
out of here.
World
Fuck
champion.
out of here. That's just a joke.
Fuck you done in the boxing gym.
Anywho, I ain't gotta do nothing. I handle myself. I speak for myself, and I handle myself. Anybody want to run up and correct my opinion? So, the question I wanted to ask, what the fuck? Yeah, this dude threw me off. What was y'all just talking about?
Yeah, exactly. You threw yourself off.
And I had a question on y'all. I had a question on y'all topic. I had a question on what y'all was talking about, going back and forth.
What was that?
What was y'all talking about? Help me out here.
You don't remember
I
what
think they were talking about sneakity snack, or who?
Oh, you mean the original?
Oh yeah. Right. That's what I wanted to say. I will say that I feel like for any boxer, especially world-class boxer, to risk their reputation, aligning themselves with Victor Conti, you have to know that you lack something. You have to know that, I feel like you got to have some type of lack of confidence, because anybody who really got skill or really got some belief in their ability is just not going to risk their reputation by lining themselves up with that. And I see something that lacks in everybody that's over there. So, that's just me.
I mean, the thing is, this is really the thing, though.
That's your whole opinion.
This is the thing. This is the thing, though, really. It's identical to Balco. That's the thing. It's identical.
Really identical.
And it's even crazier now because the connection he has to Vada. That's what people is not understanding. But this ain't a snack conversation. We trying to talk.
Where's y'all petition? Where's all y'all petition?
What do you think about the Boots Ennis standing on his fight coming up? What is your 2 cents about that fight? And what fight are y'all interested in seeing this weekend? I think somebody told me. Oh, somebody said, and I meant to address this. Somebody said that they think Joey Spencer could beat Tim Tszyu, and I'm like,
Tim Tszyu going to sleep tomorrow.
Are y'all serious by Joey Spencer?
Absolutely. I ain't never been to
Tim ain't been the same since that split in his head.
Tim Tszyu going to sleep tomorrow.
I think he got back in the ring too early after that fight with Fundora. But he just really looked off that fight, y'all. Like something wasn't right with Tim Zoo for real.
When he
Hey,
fought
2
the-
Cent.
No,
How
he
long
got-
was it? 2 Cent. Let me
he
tell you
got
something about
He got
Tim
knocked
Zoo.
off.
Yeah, his corner
Tim
didn't
Zoo ain't got no
They should
chin.
have stopped that fight. They should have
But
stopped
let me
Tim Zoo
tell
ain't
you,
got
hold
no
on, hold on.
chin.
Let me say this about
One at a time, y'all.
Tim Zoo was high quality food. They were building him to feed him to somebody. It might have been Fundora. Because I thought Fundora was gonna beat Tim Zoo. Everybody was like, oh, he was getting his ass whooped before the cut. Like it was only 2 rounds, y'all. Y'all act like it was 6 rounds and then he got cut. It was only 2 rounds.
I think
I don't think
2 Cent,
he
he couldn't even put him away, man. That man couldn't even see the whole fight. He literally looked like something out of a horror movie. Like that speaks negatively of Fundora. You couldn't put a man
No,
out
it
that was
doesn't.
literally bleeding. He could have. I'm surprised he didn't faint in the goddamn ring. As much blood as he lost.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Fundora is pure
Fundora
trash.
lost that much blood with what's his name?
How is he trash? Are you serious? Fundora's a
But you
beast.
got to remember,
and he gonna
Tim
be a
Zoo.
tough
Tim
fight
Zoo
for
broke his
anybody.
nose. Tim Zoo broke Fundora's nose the second round. He shattered that joint.
Had him
He was
leaking.
winning until he started bleeding from the top of his head.
He did come out and say his nose wasn't
Was
That's a
Pandora
cap right there. That nose was broke. That man looked like the Elephant Man. That man nose broke.
Was he a man? I don't think it was mandatory.
Was he Bud's mandatory Pandora?
No.
Yeah,
I think he was. Yeah.
Bud ducked.
He was.
That's what I thought.
Hold on, now. I'm not in here. Bud ducked something.
What round he got cut? Big Supreme.
I think a lot of people ducked Fundora. I think Charlo
Big
wasn't too
Supreme,
fancy
Supreme
heavy on that
Cam.
fight either. He
Hold on,
slid out.
Supreme
You know.
Cam, what round did Zoo get cut? He said it was later than 2 rounds. I remember being early in the fight.
Nah, it was like a 3rd round or something. 3rd or 4th round.
Fundora.
That's what I'm saying. 3rd round, so it had only been 2 rounds.
Nigga, Bud ducked Fundora. What the fuck you?
No, because Bud was coming from 147.
I know for a fact. I know for a fact Bud ducked Fundora.
Bud was the one who created the mandatory challenge.
I know.
Who the fuck wanted to fight
Fundora was
Spence?
the champion 154. What do you mean? Fundora.
Who's trying to fight Spence?
Bud put in for an extension on the goddamn negotiation.
Hey, this nigga said who want to fight Spence. This is hilarious. That's hilarious.
They have Tourette's.
It's not possible for Bud to duck Fundora.
Bro, Spence got in. But Fundora was supposed to fight Bud right after that. What did he do? What did him and his manager say? No, we don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. We want to fight Spence because that's the money.
I don't want to have to mute you in HA, but you steady talking over me. Listen,
mute him and that damn perm.
I know for a fact. I literally know somebody that y'all remember when I made that video that said Fundora and Bud is fighting in December? It's because I knew somebody that was I knew a fighter that was supposed to be fighting on the undercard of that fight. Yes, and then I'm like, what's up with the fight? He like, I don't know. Crawford bushing with the negotiations. So we like, what's up with the fight? I don't know. Crawford bushing with the negotiations. So then they was like, oh, well, he decided to walk away and let Spence fight him. And then Spence wasn't ranked no more, and then Spence couldn't fight him. So yes, Terrence Crawford bullshitted with the negotiations, let the time expire on when the fight was supposed to be made, and they ended up not making it. You can call it what you want.
I can respond to this. Let me get this in real quick because y'all really
waiting on Terrence Crawford to finish the Hold on, listen. I literally know somebody that was waiting for Fundora and Terrence Crawford to finish negotiating to fight so he could fight on the undercard. For literally.
That don't mean he knew anything though. That don't mean he knew anything.
Hey, can I say something?
It's not possible. He's gonna tell you that the nigga that was supposed to be on the undercard of that fight is wrong.
It's still not possible.
Can I
what does he got to do with Terrence Crawford's business?
Terrence Crawford's coming
I'm
up
about to
to
mute y'all.
147.
Because I need Rich. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
My 2 cents is this: Crawford wanted to fight Fundora. Fundora wanted to get the fight with Errol Spence and died. And it died in his hometown. He kept bullshitting around Fundora. He didn't know what he wanted to do. Because he knew if it had been a hometown fight, he would have got more money with Errol Spence. So Terrence Crawford took the step aside money to fight Errol Spence, man. That's not what
happened. I'm just telling you what happened.
That's
not what happened.
Y'all trying to revise history.
I'm literally telling
That's
y'all
why
what
nobody
happened.
vacated any belts off that.
I'm telling you what happened. Fundora, Spence and Fundora was supposed to fight, and they were like, Crawford's the mandatory, and if you fight Spence, we gonna strip you. So Fundora said, "Cool, I'll just fight Crawford."
Exactly.
So they started negotiating to try to make the fight.
Bud's got
Boom,
an
they were
extension.
supposed to be fighting in December. He like, yeah, I'm fighting in December on the Fundora Crawford undercard. I said, damn, Fundora and Crawford gonna fight. He was like, yeah, they supposed to be fighting. Time go by. I'm like, what's up with
Okay,
the fight? So we bullshitting with the negotiation.
Who's Fundora under? Who's
So Fundora dug Bud first, right?
He's with Sam Lickowitz. He's with Sam Lickowitz.
So Fundora was trying to duck Bud first, is what you're saying.
Fundora tried to get the fight with Earl.
Because if you're trying to fight somebody other than your mandatory, you're ducking the mandatory.
I'm not about to argue.
He tried to get the
Hey, what are we talking about?
With Earl Spence in Dallas, Texas, where they both from, in Texas. It was gonna be a Texas
For real.
fight.
That's what I'm saying. We're trying to revise history now.
Yeah, that's all. And check it out. To say, even if you believe what you're saying is true, right? It's not possible for Bud to
the AT&T
Stadium. Bud was a one-place undisputed champion.
Mexican fans, Earl Spence
He's the
fans.
one initiating the mandatory status. You know that, right? It's not Fundora. So it's not impossible for him to be Doug Fundora. If the fight's even close to being made, it's because of Bud wanted to make the fight. It's not the other way around.
Hacker, shut the fuck up. You know what you're talking
That's how it works.
How the hell? Hold on. Time out. How the hell is it not possible?
Mandatory. Fundora is not Bud.
Let me get this. How the hell is it not possible for the smaller fighter to duck the bigger fighter? That's the only way you can duck a motherfucker. What you talking about?
He put in a petition to fight him. Fundora said, no, I want to fight Spence. What the fuck is all to understand?
No, I recall Crawford said stepping aside, particularly to let Spence take that
what
fight.
part do you understand that?
So that he can
Fundora said, I want to fight Spence instead. First.
That's what he said after the fight.
Is this the same person?
Like, y'all can't be that slow. The man said, I don't want to.
Ain't this the same person?
Stop yelling, NHA. You gotta stop yelling. Supreme Cam, you right. Tim got cut in round 2. I looked it up. Exactly. Everybody like, oh, he was getting his ass whooped until he got cut. He got cut in the second round. What are y'all talking about?
But he broke his nose though. He broke his nose in the second round. He was leaking.
Like that's not a real assessment. He got cut in the second round. So how was he getting his ass whooped until he got cut?
Fundora's the one going back and forth.
I think because he was putting all that work. He actually bust his nose in the second round.
Because Fundora don't get his head off the line, he gets hit. That don't mean he was getting his ass whooped. Fundora always gets hit. Like, don't keep his head off.
And he's kind of like Taylor Man for a zoo. He probably was about to get flipped again because he always get hit all the time. That's the knock on Fundora. He's gonna have a short career. If you can punch, you can get him out of there. If you're a puncher, Fundora's going to sleep.
Fundora's not really,
especially like a volume puncher.
I think his height.
I mean, it's not like Fundora's invincible. I just think it's an interesting style matchup with anybody because of his dimensions. I think that since he's fighting, since he's fighting long now, I think Fundora is even more dangerous. It's going to be even more difficult for people since he's fighting long now and using that jab. I'm not saying he's invincible and nobody can beat him, but I think
I ain't seen none of that. When we see him fight like
when Fundora fights at long range, he's more susceptible. He's a very slow fighter. He's more Fundora's best at mid range. That long jab is slow as Christmas. You can get out the way. Cordell Booker was just trash.
Yeah, but as soon as you come in, you either getting hit with a 2 or you getting hit with an uppercut. You can come in.
He reminds me of like
it ain't like his feet trash. Like he can't just step at an angle and hit you with something.
But 2 cents. What have you seen from Fundora? You know what I'm saying since his last fucking fight with fucking Tim Tszyu. Booker. That's how you so high on him. Let's not forget
him and Tim Tszyu. That was a good fight, but
that was a good fight. But he went in there.
They both did their thing. He just Tim Tszyu his face was bloody as shit at the end of like.
Yeah, that shit. It made it hard.
It's like he couldn't fight. He couldn't fight like that.
Yeah, that blood.
Maybe he should have took a knee because he had blood in his eye.
Yeah, blood.
I was just ever for the Tank fans. I was just messing around with it.
But this what I was saying. But NHA, you missing my point. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying Fundora is some world beater. I'm saying that his dimensions is going to give people trouble, right? And now that he's fighting long, he's not the greatest at it, but you seeing him doing it in his last 2 fights. And I think somebody told me he got I heard he got LASIK surgery. So I think maybe that's why he used to like fight in the inside like that, because he couldn't see. And he used to be small. Like he used to be small and he like got like a growth spurt and grew taller. You know what I'm saying?
He used to be small.
He was fighting small against Zoo. Zoo just couldn't see.
No, the thing about the reason why Fundora likes to fight on the inside, because Fundora is susceptible to overhand rights and left when he fights at range.
Yeah,
man, he used to be short, man. That's why he's used to fighting.
But he's fighting long now. Did you see his last fight? He was throwing out.
But he fight long. That's not good for him. That's what's going to get him knocked out. Fighting long, because you can't miss him. But overhands, he eats them all day long. He eats overhands like freaking M&Ms. I'm telling you, even Cordell Booker was landing an overhand. Cordell just can't punch. But Cordell was catching him.
He couldn't fight on the inside either, though, because he got range. So
I'm telling you, Fundora, his hand speed is super slow. He is slow as molasses on the out. You see how long that jab takes to get there? He can't even hit anybody with that jab. It's slow. He's slow. He's a slow fighter.
Crawford or EJ I think EJ, if he's healthy.
But you don't think he's still a difficult
I think Moratala stops Fundora. No bullshit. Moratala will stop Fundora.
I think if Fundora collect all them belts, Crawford will come back down and fight him.
Stylistically,
man, Crawford tried to fight him after the Tim Zoo and Fundora fight.
Rich,
and then Earl Spence jumped in it, man. Y'all better go relook at all that stuff.
Yeah, his manager Sampson said it on multiple occasions that we don't want to fight Crawford.
Bro, and then they said we want to fight.
It don't matter what they say afterwards. If you tell me a million times you don't want to fight me, I'm
talking over me, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna keep talking over me. Listen, they said they wanted to fight Spence, and then they said they were gonna strip Fundora if he does that, and Fundora said, "Cool, then I'll fight Crawford." Like, what part of that don't y'all understand? I don't care.
You can't go 3 months.
Hold on, NHA. I don't care if he said, "Nah, we'd rather fight Spence." He changed his mind. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Not only that,
so you dug me. I'm supposed to.
Y'all don't realize that Terrence Crawford came up to 154 just to fight Tim Zoo or Fundora until all that shit started.
Exactly.
That's what y'all don't realize.
It's not
he said he would fight Tim Zoo. He never
realized
that's right.
That's exactly what he came up to 154 for.
Shut the hell up.
Tim Zoo. He never mentioned Fundora. He said he would fight Tim Zoo.
No, he won Fundora.
Whoever won that fight,
man, I'm not about to keep arguing with y'all.
That's when he got into it with Earl Spence.
Moving on, my pick for this weekend, I want to see.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I want to see Abdullah.
I'm gonna say anybody who believe Crawford is ducking Fundora, man, y'all gotta reassess your boxing.
Earl Spence said, Crawford said, man, I got him next. Earl Spence said, nah, I got him next.
Every time you mention
the only thing you left out 2 cents is that they were him and Bud were in negotiations, and Bud got an extension, and then he just let it go. Like
that's what I just told him. He let it.
But check it out. But don't you think he did that because Spence wants it?
NHA.
Shut up, nigga. You know what you're talking about.
All that, he walked away and let Spence. That's some bullshit. Just stop it, y'all. Like, literally, I just told y'all what happened.
He was goofy.
He was bullshitting in negotiations. He asked for an extension. Then he let the time expire. He was bullshitting. I'm telling you, I'm with the fight. You're like, damn, I'm supposed to be fighting. I don't know when.
Y'all won't believe what y'all won't believe.
I'm sitting here telling.
But hold on, 2 cents.
What's crazy though?
Even that's true.
What's crazy though? If
motherfucker been telling y'all he wants to fight Spence. And then they go in negotiation. He still wants to fight Spence. So Bud's like, yo, fuck it. Get your Spence fight. Ha ha. Spence ain't fight no more.
NHA, how are you I just told you what happened, bro.
No, 2 cents. Even if
you tell me undercard, I mean, all due respect to you, but if it. My undercard fighter don't know the negotiations between.
They got the Sam Lickowitz is his manager. They got the same manager.
Sam Lickowitz is not going to tell him. He's not going to tell him Fundora. He's not going to tell him Fundora's business. All due respect.
He's going to tell him what's going on. He's supposed to be fighting on the card. Silly. What you talking
2 cents.
What's
I mean, all right, cool.
Quick question. What's a more money fight? 2 guys from Texas, Mexican and black, or a guy from Omaha that's gonna fight him anywhere, man? What's a better
They
fight?
already know,
What's
and the
better?
guy is gonna beat his ass,
This
guaranteed.
nigga from Omaha can't sell out a family barbecue.
What's gonna be a more money fight? Two guys from Texas, Mexicans, AT&T Stadium, Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Like, come on, man, y'all don't make sense. He took the money fight. He tried to take the money
They
fight.
try to play ignorant.
with what the fuck
He
happened
tried to
with
take the
them.
money fight and
Oh,
it
it never.
failed.
It ain't got nothing to do with it. Now you're right. Boxing ain't got nothing to do with money.
Y'all
Saying
done?
what you were
He
saying.
tried to take the money fight and it failed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
All
what it
right.
is.
Saying,
Failed miserably.
All right, it failed. What you say, Sin?
saying.
Damn. I wanted to say because I remember a time like boxing was real sweet once upon a time when my boy Spence, my dog was at the top of the game and he was just running
I think
around
you in love
collecting
with
those belts.
Spence.
He was running around collecting those belts like Thanos. You ain't hear nothing about, oh, negotiations was so tough and all this bullshit. All you heard about was the fight getting booked. Ever since this dude did this butterfly then got to the top, now all these fights have been just hard to make. Everybody's just sitting there dragging their feet with the negotiations. Everybody want to fight over who's the A side when they both really B sides. Like it just seemed like it's a whole lot of Hollywood stuff going on now that Top Rank is getting their little buzz. And I guess or the top ranked fighters, the fighters who came up out of Top Rank. Now, and something else I'm noticing about it is that all those dudes, Keyshawn, Shakur, Bud, like you notice how these dudes have to kind of click up and start a coalition. But every PBC fighter, even the Charlos, they twins, but they still got their own names. Even in they both respectable divisions, they ain't hanging around each other. These niggas damn near ready to fight each other half the time. Everybody over there got their own names, and everybody on this other side, they gotta use Tank as their measuring stick to prove themselves while the other one runs up to fight Canelo in this make believe ass fairy tale fight. Like the whole shit is just crazy right now, and I just feel like this is what got boxing in shambles because they let one diva get to the top who ain't really supposed to be at the top, and now we can't get no type of high quality fights coming from anywhere. That's
That
just
ain't
my
got nothing to do
honest
with
opinion.
Showtime. That ain't got nothing to do with
Your
Showtime going
whole
out of
talking
business.
point was in shambles. You just said a bunch of
HBO
nonsense.
Hey,
going
we
out of
hey,
business.
bro, you gotta chill, bro. Just let people
That's what
talk.
happened, man. People
Y'all
start going
insulting
out of
people.
business, brother.
I'm just making an observation, man. The fighters do have more power to put on, to put on
Hold
good
on, y'all.
fights.
Shout
That
out
you
to
know,
Marshawn West with the $20 in the super chat. She says, guys, see, the thing is, how much to get rid of these emotional dudes? 2 cents. Make these dudes respect your gangster. Ty, keep frying the liar. Shout out to Marshawn West. Oh, speaking of Top Rank, I think that is very interesting. I mentioned this before y'all. They're joining together and they're gonna be making fights and all of that. But I was just wondering, like they was always on two different kind of like business structure. Footwork, you don't got like no connection, so you might want to leave out and come back in. It says you need to connect your camera and your mic, so I can't add you to the screen because you don't got your camera and your mic connected. I was just wondering, like, how would that pay structure work over there? Because they was always on like two different pay structures. So I was just wondering if it was like, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, you keep doing what you're doing, but when it's time to make a big fight, we could just make it real quick. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, it's not just gonna be like we just intertwine and then mixing everybody like all of a sudden type thing.
yeah, I think that Bob Arum, I think that Bob Arum structure is very dare I say Jewish in nature, and I think that Al Heyman, kind of pays, what I'm saying, kind of prioritizes fighters a little bit, a little bit differently to where there could be a conflict there, because it seems like when I hear the Rick Glazer and all those dudes talk, it seemed like their main discrepancy with Al Heyman was him overpaying the fighters. I didn't even know you could overpay somebody for putting their life on the line. Like I feel like damn near everybody else is kind of overpaid. You know what I'm saying? That's around. But it seemed like that was a big issue. So I think that that's where a lot of conflict would come from because people have always mentioned, for the fighters have always mentioned that they get paid more over there. So I would definitely be interested in seeing how it works out, especially with the trash talk that's been going back and forth. It seemed like Al Heyman was like the devil at one time, and now it's like they kind of got to get him on board. They can't work around him anymore. They was going out of business for a few months, and now all of a sudden, it's one big coalition. I don't know what to expect. I'm just interested to see how it all unfolds.
I think with the boxing model, as far as paying fighters and stuff, if you want to keep your fighters fighting a lot, you don't pay them that much. And boxing is a exploitive sport. It exploits people. It's a blood sport. That's why Don King was always the way he was. Bob King kept those guys under his thumb, kept them in debt, so they had to fight. That's why you seen those guys fight all the time. Night of the rematches, he load the card up. Don King come in the ring with a champ, he leave with a champ. So if you beat one of Don King fighters, you beat one of Don King fighters, your next 3 fights were with Don King. That's how it went. Don King was in a win-win situation. So yeah, if you pay a guy like same thing with Charlo. That's why you think we hadn't seen Charlo? He got that Canelo money, he disappeared.
So, I want to ask a question about that too.
Hold on, shout out Richie L with the $5 in the super chat. He says Bud ducked the whole 154. Shout out Richie L.
I can agree with that. It was a smart move though. But Bud is an old man. Go ahead and get your money and retire, bro.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm not saying I'm not saying. Hey, if that, listen.
I don't blame him for jumping over that division. I don't blame him for that.
I'm just saying.
I don't blame him for that.
I'm just pointing it out.
That's a smart move. Jump over that division.
Nah, that man a cow.
Do whatever you want to do, bro. Do whatever you want to do.
2 Cent. Hey, 2 Cent. I want to ask you this, right? Because I know that you pay more attention to certain things. Do you remember what Kenny Porter said before the? You remember what Kenny Porter before the Spence fight? How he saw that fight playing out. His prediction with
I don't remember off the top of my head. No, I would have to see a video. I remember him talking about it, but I can't exactly remember what exactly he said.
Now we do know that Kenny Porter was damn near just as vocal as Bill Haney when it come down to fathers in the sport. Like he did have that criticism on him. Where the hell did Kenny Porter go? This dude ain't been on camera ever since that fight. Do you think that there's something up with that? That we ain't seen Kenny Porter nowhere.
Sean Porter's retired. What the fuck, Kenny Porter? Why would you need
NHA ask me, bro. Relax.
Hey, yo, relax. Damn, this is his last name Crawford. I'm just noticing certain things. I'm saying because like I said, Kenny Porter was very vocal, and he was one of those people that we would want to get an opinion from. I mean, he was right there.
I think I've seen Kenny in the media. I think I've seen him in the media, and plus Sean Porter don't fight no more. So I mean,
yeah, true indeed.
Shout out Footwork on the panel.
What's up?
What up, Footwork? What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I'm just joining. I hadn't really been hearing the broadcast, so I'm gonna just listen for a minute.
Boots standing on this fight. What's your 2 cents about that fight?
So, when I'm thinking about Boots and Stanionis, as far as I'm concerned, they really kind of on the same level. I'm giving Boots a small edge because he's had the higher profile fights. He's really kind of been more in the public eye, and I think he has a little bit more talent than your boy Stanionis. But I think it's going to be competitive, probably the first maybe 6-7 rounds, and then I can see Boots kind of start to pull away from the kid.
Okay. What about the fights coming up this weekend? What fights you looking forward to seeing?
Remind me which one's coming up this weekend.
Well, we was talking about
you got Tim Tszyu, you got Joe Joyce, Philip Hergovich. All those guys are fighting.
Okay, let's start with Tszyu. So I'm looking at Tszyu as this guy's a kind of like a soft touch because you tell me, but I hadn't seen what's the guy's name that he's fighting. I hadn't seen him on television.
Joey Spencer.
Right. I hadn't really been seeing him out here on network fights in a good little minute since he
got
lost.
beat. Yeah.
And so he's been. I think he's been out of action for a while, And
No, he just fought. He fought. I think last year, like late last year. It ain't been that long.
did he win it?
Yeah, he won. Yeah,
Okay.
he moved to a different weight class. He moved up.
Okay.
He used to fight at 147. Then he jumped up to
Yeah.
54. I think he lost to Jesus Ramos. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I
think
think
that
he
was his
lost
only
to
loss.
Ramos.
Yeah.
But I think he was supposed to be the next big thing, I think. But I think it's a good fight because it's like we finna move forward with whichever one of y'all win type of thing. So I think Tim Tszyu got in the ring too early after his last fight with Fundora. I don't know what was going on with Tim Tszyu. It was just weird, but I felt like they moved Tim Tszyu very well, but I just felt like he was gonna be food. They were just gonna feed him to somebody eventually.
Now they matching up bad with Moritala. I mean, I'm Moritala. Fucking boy, that beat the shit out of him. That was bad matchmaking. I don't think they should put him in there with
Fundora.
Nah,
I think they underestimated that dude.
I think they fed him to somebody just like I thought they was gonna do.
I think they underestimated that guy. They thought Tim was gonna be able to deal with him. I think they overestimated Tim.
Y'all remember Tim Tszyu was supposed to fight Keith Thurman.
He's supposed to fight Charlo too. They wanted to make that fight for a while.
He was supposed to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman had a broken some shit happened. That's when Fundora took the fight.
Oh yeah, he took it on late notice.
Anybody who booked Keith Thurman and Jamal Charlo has got to be out their mind, man. Because them dudes ain't gonna make it to the fight, man. I was just keeping it
just fought, Coach Eddie.
Think about how many times Keith done pulled out though. Keith can just
he gonna sprain. He gonna break a nail or something.
But it's like at this point, I feel like the older fighters
be on your ass, Coach Eddie.
They just fighting at this point, because they got their fan base and they entertaining. Like, I'm not expecting Keith Thurman to go try to be a champion.
Shit,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Keith Thurman probably would have beat Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
I think he would.
Keith Thurman probably would have beat. I don't care how long he was out the ring.
Yeah, Keith Thurman got knockout power in both hands. He got a strained punch. It's not a technically sound punch, but he put enough effort in it. You know what I'm saying? And then, he got knockout power in both hands. He gonna if he lands something, it's going to take effect. So I definitely think he'll sit Tim Tszyu down.
It's not even about that. Just be Keith Thurman ain't the type of guy that just gonna step away from boxing. He not.
I mean, but it's a certain caliber of fighters that will put his ass away too.
Just because he gone, that don't mean that he's gone for boxing.
Keith Thurman trying to get him a check. That's all he trying to get him a check right now.
When he need a check.
He's on
I think that what I think with Keith Thurman is I think that he genuinely wants to fight and wanted to be the best, but I think that he had some fighters have bad training methods where they'll injure themselves. You know what I'm saying, with trying to do some extra athletic shit that probably ain't the most fundamentally sound thing to do. And I just think that he was a victim to some bad training that didn't really allow him to.
He should
say that again.
Some athletes are just injury prone, like Anthony.
Yeah,
Davis.
right. So I just think that he ain't come with the best parts. God ain't really set him up with the best set of with joints and and ligaments and everything that he really need to really be able to compete at that high level consistently. But I think that his heart is in the right place.
I think Keith Thurman had his time. We wanted more, and that's the thing with these fighters. Like, they had a time, they had a runs, and then it ends. But it's like you kind of wanted more from them. Sometimes it's unfortunate that it's earlier than it should be because of situations they've got in or things they've done throughout their career. But they had their moments. They gave you the exciting fights. They entertained you. You felt the anticipation
Keith Thurman ain't fight Earl Spence nor Bud when he was supposed to fight them.
Yeah,
I mean he did make himself available.
He didn't give me my exciting fights. He told them
he did make himself available. He didn't offer himself
And that's
too
what I'm saying.
much.
Everybody feel.
I ain't talking about in the 2020s. I'm talking about 2018 and 17 when Earl Spence was calling that nigga out and Bud was calling that nigga out. He act like he didn't even know them.
When Bud got the 147, when Bud got the 147, he did not acknowledge Keith Thurman. He was not trying to have no type. He was not calling out Keith Thurman. All that shit Thurman was down there.
We're not about to start. Hey, time out. Hold on, Rich. Hold on, Rich.
I don't know what type of boxing you've been looking at, but Bud was trying to fight all of them.
He was.
That's what I'm saying. But I can't take too much of this dude, man. He just be saying anything.
I don't know what
Listen, just mute them. Just mute them.
We're not about to start a Bud argument. Like, we're not finna argue about Bud out there up here. I don't feel like
I'm like, man, stop talking about Bud then.
Yeah, shouldn't be bringing up lies though. He gotta stop doing that.
Who's lying?
Hey, hold on 1 second. I just want to say something. Upset alert. I think Rolly might have some for Ryan. Rolly was looking pretty sharp. I seen him.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Rolly was looking pretty clean, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, could I ask everybody real quick?
That's gonna be a good fight, but I think Rolly.
Anybody look clean against the fucking bag?
Can I ask everybody real quick? How do y'all feel? Because I don't know if y'all covered it already, but how do y'all feel about Ryan Garcia reuniting and going back with Derrick James?
I don't understand why he left.
That's his business, man.
I don't understand why he left. He said Derrick James was the best trainer he ever had.
But I thought that was just because Derrick said he was about to retire. Didn't he say that after the fight? He said he was about to retire.
The dude left it. He a racist. That's all it is. All his racist fans probably told him. See, one thing about Ryan Garcia, Ryan always trying to get clout. You know, he wanted that Canelo clout, just like Teofimo Lopez wanted that Canelo clout. But Eddie Reynoso said he don't want to do it. He said he don't want to do with them clowns because they're gonna mess the camp up. You know what I'm saying? That's what Ryan Garcia wanted. He messed the whole Derrick James camp up over there. Messed the whole camp up.
Yeah, he definitely messed up the camp. But in the same respect, I think that as far as for him developing as a fighter.
Hold on. Shout out Chance Best Videos on the panel.
Yeah, I agree with that. He did. I remember when
Boxing Hacker. Hold on. Terry's about to give us 2 cents.
Yeah, I was trying to let him talk.
We can't hear you, Terrence, if you're talking.
Oh, my bad. I was just turning the TV down.
What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
I ain't hear anything too outrageous yet. I mean, of course, we got the Bud Hate crew out talking nonsense.
What's your 2 cents about the Boots Stanionis fight, Terrence?
Stanionis and Boots? Oh man, that's he gonna wash him. He gonna wash Stanionis.
People saying it's a competitive fight. They saying
it's not gonna be competitive.
You
know what? It's because Boots is gonna take all his frustrations out with Karen and everything that's been going on this dude. I mean, he's gonna get it all.
Somebody got that TV on in the background.
I think that's Terrence with all the noise. Go ahead, Terrence.
No, that ain't me. I don't think. Oh yeah, but anyway, I think he's gonna take it out on this dude, and unfortunately for Stanionis, I think he's gonna get knocked out. To be honest with you. So I like Boots in this one big.
So back to this Ryan Roley fight. Let me see.
Oh yeah. One more thing. 2 cents.
Coach
2 cents. One more thing.
In the private chat of Roley training. I want to play it. Go ahead, Tim.
One more thing about that. I agree with Coach Eddie. Why is he coaching this racist? Why is Derrick James coaching this racist? That's all I gotta say. The other thing.
I mean, well, look.
Man, that man gotta get paid. Y'all stop that crazy. Why is he?
I got a response for it. I got a logical response.
Why is Devin Haney fighting on a racist undercard? Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, like, yo, you can go into the Gucci store, Louis store, like all them boys is racist, and people spend plenty of money with them motherfuckers, but you ain't gonna get no job over there. And that's the same way we need to be when we doing business with people. They can say what they want, feel how they want, but if they gonna cut that check, I'm gonna just put a premium on it. Plain and simple. That's the way I would do business personally.
Well, I hope Derrick is getting a premium pay.
You know he is. Brian already confirmed he paid him more than Errol Spence was. So That's his biggest payday. So hell yeah, after that racist shit, I'm gonna hike it up 20%.
I mean, y'all can't ask why Derek is associating himself with Ryan when Devin associating himself with Ryan. What are we talking
I
about?
mean, you know,
That's a little
yeah.
different.
What?
That fight need trouble.
They're lined up to fight though. That's different.
They're
I mean,
lining up
that's no
for fisticuffs.
that's
That's
no
different.
different than
Yeah,
you
that's
know
way different.
freaking people.
That's
Jerry
very
Cooney
different because he
fighting
didn't have to be
Larry
on his
Holmes.
undercard. He chose
That's
I
what I'm
to.
collect money.
saying.
I
Like,
collect money from racists. I don't care. You can not like my ass all you want. Money is the greatest compliment you can give a man. He could fuel his demons or his greatest ambitions. So if you can hate niggas all you want, but as long as you pay this nigga well, you could do business with me on all fronts, plain and simple. And I'll stand on all criticisms for everybody who want to hate on me for that.
That's not the point.
Yeah,
Salute,
I agree with you on that. I
salute,
agree with
salute to
you on
you,
that.
but some people, not everybody cut
Hey,
like that.
it doesn't. Yeah, it's like y'all tripping. Like, it don't even make sense what y'all saying. Why is he training the racist?
Business is
Like,
business.
why is Ryan Garcia even over there asking him to train him if he's so racist? Like,
Yeah,
what are we
right.
talking about? You ain't like
Exactly.
Ryan gonna be in the gym calling Derek out his name or like, what are we talking about?
He done sat on camera and called all of us out of our name.
Well, everybody has a
He
black
ain't called
friend.
me out my name. He called all y'all out y'all name.
Right.
Everybody, all of them, all the races have a black friend, and the one black friend. Come on, you know that.
Well, the thing about it, this when you need to resurrect a brother like Marvin Hagler, who went over there and destroyed Alan Minter for saying something similar. Marvin Hagler said, "Okay, that's cool. Get him in the ring. Let me go ahead and destroy
Exactly.
this man." You know what I'm
It's the
saying?
best.
That's
This the
all it
best
is to it.
business to be racist in. This the
Never gonna
best
do that the
business to
next
be
fight.
racist in. Please stand on your square in the ring.
Hey, I agree with you with all that being around the races, but as far as you training one, nah, man, you gotta feel some type of way about yourself about sitting back, cool, and talking to somebody, helping them get better after you know this guy don't like you.
I
And
mean, well, my
talking
thing. All
bullshit in
right,
front
well,
of your
look,
face.
Why is he here if he don't like me? Y'all not making no
I
sense.
train
Shout out to
people too.
Mr. Greg with the
He there for that
That's
10. He there
$5.
for
Hold
that
on,
10%.
let me get my super chat. Let me get my super chat. Shout out Mr. Greg with the $5 in the super chat. He says, "Good evening, 2 cents and the chat family. Sorry I am late. Hope all is good tonight. Here's my cover fee." Shout out Mr. Greg. All right, go ahead.
That's like all Ryan Garcia doing. He like, man, I'm about to pay this guy this chump change or this nigga this chump change, and he gonna train me to win. That's how he looking at it.
He
And
gonna beat
yes, sir,
another black
master.
guy.
Yeah,
Yep, yes, sir, master. Pays me very well.
yeah, that
You could throw an extra 30,000. Throw an extra
yeah.
30,000 on
So
that
Devin
motherfucker.
Haney shouldn't fight him either then. Devin Haney should not
What you
rematch him.
mean?
Nah, Devin
Nah,
Haney,
he should.
He should beat his ass. He should
Devin
definitely fight
Haney
him and
fight,
beat his ass.
He got to beat him up.
Devin Haney fighting him to beat the shit out of him.
Y'all not even
He
making
ain't
sense.
fighting the train.
Nah,
He ain't training his ass.
All right,
If
So
he
are
had
y'all
that
gonna
black friend,
But look,
y'all
as a
gonna
coach,
put a GoFundMe? This is
nah.
what I'm saying. If y'all really feel like that, you know what y'all would do? Y'all would come together collectively as a community and raise the funds to pay Derek James what he would have
Nah.
made because he's standing on his square and he's not training the races. But he does need to make money because he has bills and things that he has to do. So unless y'all gonna do that, then what are we talking about? Because y'all just saying he shouldn't train a racist like he don't
Nah,
like
nah.
that's a
him.
weak cop out too,
Business and
Sanders. All due
emotion, straight
respect.
up. Business and emotions don't go together. You cannot prosper, and the real racists in the world know that. Every top organization that makes money, every billion-dollar corporation out here, they're generally racist. Not damn near 10 times out of 10, you can bet every big corporation out here is racist. Every big media company is fucking racist, but they're going to accept our money around every fucking corner. And until we adopt the
Okay.
same principles, niggas gonna be right where they at because y'all mix emotions and business way too well to be at the bottom. Like that
Yeah.
shit
Let me
don't go
ask you a
together.
question. Let me ask you a question. Would you do business with a pedophile?
Oh, with a
No, that is
pedophile, you
not the
crazy?
same
I'll
thing.
rob a
No, no.
pedophile.
But business is
I
business.
ain't doing
Why you
business
take
with him.
emotion out of it?
I ain't doing business with him.
How would you even know that
What
though?
you
How
mean?
would
You
you
say
even
you do
know? How would
you
you
do
even
business
know?
with a person who says they hate your daughter.
Oh yeah. Then you can say that all you want, and I'm gonna put a hate charge on that motherfucker. I'm gonna charge you 50 extra K, nigga, or
That's
whatever
Okay,
not.
else
so
the
what's the
fuck I
difference
say
with
it
you and
Time
a
out,
is.
time out, time
pedophile
out,
then?
time out. We're
That
not. We're
is
not.
that is
Stop
the
All
saying
same
money
that.
ain't
thing.
good money.
NHA,
That
NHA.
is the same
Please
thing. He basically
stop
saying
saying
that
that
he'd
word,
drop his
bro.
draws for
Stop saying
anything.
that word, bro.
Oh, pardon
Yeah.
Stop
me.
saying that
Did I
word.
say something out of pocket?
No,
My
you can't
fault.
say the PDF file word up here, bro. They
All
gonna get
right,
on
all
Oh,
your
right.
my fault,
ass.
my fault, my fault, my fault.
And that's
Say
not even the
Showmo.
same thing. That's not even a good comparison.
Yeah,
I
at all.
think
Because
When
you
you
I
can
say
think
say a
you're
all
right
word
money
on
is
a
on
good
that.
certain.
money,
That is the
when
same
you say all
comparison.
money is good money, then you do
That
business
is
with anybody. Wait.
that
No,
is the
I'm
same
not. I'm not. No,
comparison.
time out. Time out. I'm not saying all
We
money
talking
is
about
good
morals
money.
right here. We ain't talking about
Yeah,
no money. We talking
no.
about morals.
I ain't saying
Man,
all
y'all
money is
stop
good
it,
money.
man. Y'all gotta
Y'all
stop it.
need to cut this shit. Y'all talking about morals and y'all should be outraged that Devin is on his undercard. Where's your outrage for that?
What are y'all talking? What that's
Why
what
do
that's
I
a
need to be outraged about that?
What's
That
apple in
man
the
is
orange. What are you
wrong with
talking
being on
about?
the undercard?
Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me just say something real quick. Ryan Garcia is a freaking degenerate. He is a woman beater. He is a drug cheat. You see how
Nah,
he
I
talked
ain't
about
going with
Errol?
that
You see
drug
how
cheat narrative. I ain't going with that drug cheat narrative.
well,
But
hold
go
on.
ahead.
Hold on, let
He
him
talked.
finish, then. Just let him talk. Go ahead,
Go
Quentin.
ahead.
He's a woman beater. He's a domestic violence. He's a drug cheat. He dogged out Frank Martin. He dogged out Errol Spence. He brought nothing but chaos over there to Derrick James. That whole freaking camp was in disarray. Think about it. Think about how he talked about Errol Spence. He talked about people's wives. This man is a rabid dog, and y'all standing in the pocket for this fool. I mean, Ryan Garcia. Ryan
I ain't gonna
Hold
keep
on,
it
hold
Garcia.
on,
going.
hold on. Let me talk.
Hey,
Let me talk. Let me
Don't
talk.
talk.
I'm not standing in the pocket for nobody. I'm just trying to make
Yeah,
a
for
point
real.
that this man has to get money and get paid. He has a job to
Ryan
do.
Garcia.
If
Eddie
if he
Reynoso said. Eddie
if
Reynoso said,
Ryan
"Keep your money."
Garcia, hold on. If Ryan Garcia messed up his camp that bad and Derrick James is training him again, Derrick James, like what am I gonna say about that?
That's on
Like what?
Derrick James.
That's
Derrick
on
James really
Derrick
need money?
James.
Is that what you're
That's
If
on
saying?
Derrick James
Derrick
want to get the
James.
bread, it is what it is. I guess.
That's
I ain't
on
gonna
Derrick
knock the
James.
man hustle. You know.
Probably
hey,
because
look,
Spence
hey,
still
look.
ain't paid him that money he
Maybe,
owe him.
maybe,
Like I like I
He
maybe,
don't
said.
owe him nothing.
Hey,
maybe,
2 cents.
what was going on in their camp was already in disarray before Ryan even got there. Maybe that was the case because everybody was saying, "Oh, everything was cool, like it been shit going on, but shit ain't hit the fan until after Earl lost."
Do
So
you
we
know?
can't
Do
Hey,
just
you know? Do
say
you know how
we
foul
can't
this
just
this
say
guy is?
no.
hey, 2 cents.
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying if that's what Derek want to do, then that's what he's gonna do. If Brian came over there and did all of that shit and he do all of this and he's such this bad perk, like we didn't see Shakur Stevenson punching the girl at the gas station. Should nobody work with him? He hit women. Like what are we talking about? All these boxers
Hold
got
on.
vices and do fucked up
Man,
shit.
this
They
man
all
said he
do.
He was
wanted to
trying to
dig
hit a
They
up.
man when a
all
girl
do.
was in the way. That's the difference.
Hey,
I
two
mean,
cents.
we can
Hey,
get a
two
sheet of
That's a
cents.
paper
big
out and we
difference
can
now.
make a list
Hey,
of
Now we
hey,
can
everything that
two
say
Ryan
you
cents.
can't
Garcia has
hit a
done.
girl.
Hey, 2 cents. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. So this what I'm saying. I agree with all that stuff. I do business with a racist and all that stuff. But will I ever help a racist? No, I would never. I would never help them conquer to something better than what they is. I would never.
Then I
Sometimes you got.
respect
So
that.
Sometimes
then
you
you
got.
want to do
Sometimes you
business
got.
then.
Sometimes you got to stand on something, man. Like that's
Thank
what
But
you.
you
nah.
Thank
falling
you.
down. You
But
Say
want
it
let
again.
me
this guy
but
blatantly
let
talk bad about us, and you sit back and help this guy be better and make more money and beat somebody. Come
Y'all
on,
niggas
man.
wear
not
clothes about people
what
that talk bad about
But
us.
y'all see,
Y'all
this the
pay
thing. Y'all,
literally
this
pay
the thing.
money
Y'all
for
want
people that talk
everybody
bad
to.
about
can I
you.
add a point?
No, hold
Can
on.
I
Let me
make a
say
It
this.
small
don't make
point?
no
I'm
sense.
gonna let you go, Sin. Ty, go ahead.
All
I'm gonna
right.
let you finish, and then I'm gonna say something to Sin. I'm
No,
gonna let you
I'm
go.
done. I just said that y'all wear clothes of people that literally hate us. So I don't
Right.
That's
understand
not.
what
I
y'all
just
talking about.
told you. I just told you. I don't have no problems with none of that stuff. But somebody that talks about you and you doing all this stuff and you helping them being something that they not, man, get the fuck on.
Thank you.
Train with
What you mean
somebody
Thank
helping
else.
them
you.
being
They
nothing?
made
Get
they
the
made
fuck
a
on.
guy
Train
sell
with
his
somebody
NBA.
else, man.
They made a guy sell his NBA team for statements. They made him sell his whole team. So what are we talking about here? They said you
Two cents.
cannot
You say you about to
They
say
said
something,
you
right?
cannot participate in our league. You cannot
So Sin,
participate in our
let
league,
me say this.
and they made
People
him
stand
sell a
together.
whole team.
Where is the togetherness? Besides just talking shit on the internet. What I mean, like Tucson said, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna start a GoFundMe to pay Derek? No,
Man,
right?
that's Derek's problem.
Derek gonna get paid regardless. It's a lot of people out here that need him. He know that.
Right now,
He know that.
Ryan needs him.
It's a lot of
Drake
boxers
never
out
asked
here.
Let
anybody
me
for
put this
this.
small
He
point. Let
never
me put
asked
this small
anybody for
point
this.
in.
Jamel
All right,
and
because I
Jamel and
spent
Jamar
Hold on, I'm
came
gonna
back.
let Sin Ironheart go, and then I'm gonna let Footwork go. Go ahead, Sin Ironheart.
I spent a few years coaching myself. You know what I'm saying, both boxing and MMA, and it don't matter. Like I'm saying, as a coach, if just being in that position, when you working with people, it don't matter how much you show them. Like I could show certain people all the cards, all the moves in the world, but their ability to execute, it could be null and void once they get there. You know what I'm saying? So training matters very little. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the ability to execute. And Ryan is not fundamentally sound enough to take everything that Derek James is teaching him. Like he ain't open up with no jab with any of those left hooks. He was losing some of those rounds by not having a proper opening. And like I don't think the Devin Haney fight was a master class. It was a dominant performance, but it was not a master class.
Yeah,
You ain't
talked
seen no
about.
That
intellect
sound like a
or
cop
nothing
out,
like that.
When you
Sin.
say somebody
What
can't
did you
That's
say
a
execute,
I'm
cop
Nah,
talking
out,
about,
Sin.
man?
Sin,
nah,
that's a
brother.
cop out,
Hold on,
Sin.
time out.
Hold
All
on,
right,
hold on. Let
well,
never
Sin
forget
go,
What you
and
that.
then
guys talking
Footwork
about?
gonna go. Hold on.
I,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead,
stated
Sin.
my
Finish
point.
up. You
Oh,
done?
yeah.
Okay.
So I
Footwork. Go
stated my
ahead.
point. I collect money from a racist because I know 'cause I collect money from whoever as long as like that don't mean he could come in my store and say all of this crazy shit and just wear what he want on his t-shirt or
Thank
nothing
you.
like that. Your conduct is going to be correct in order for us to do business. But I don't wear my heart on my sleeve when it comes down to receiving that compliment, which is money. Money is the greatest compliment a man can receive from anybody. You're empowering somebody. I'm not going to be upset or stop my kids from eating because somebody says something on TV and then they come over here to me to contradict themselves.
All right,
That,
Sin.
that,
Let me
that don't
pass the
make
mic.
sense. A real racist don't spend no money with a race they don't like. A real racist would it.
Footwork.
That's a
What you
lie,
got?
brother.
That's a
Go
So
ahead,
lie.
Footwork.
I wear that. I wear that. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me about it.
He
Hold
keeps
on,
saying
y'all.
he's
It's
a
Footwork
real
turn. Go
racist.
ahead,
Well, he
Footwork.
ain't. Well, let's
so
Rig.
just
check it
say
out.
Rig.
racist. He's
Go ahead.
disrespectful.
Number
Then.
one,
You
Derek
know?
James, he's never asked anybody for any help without going to Ryan to get paid or anything like that. He just went out
Right.
there. He didn't make no statements about it whatsoever. He had no comments about what Ryan said whatsoever. He just went back to work for him after he got fired. So he on his own. You know what I'm saying? So us getting together some kind of GoFundMe for Derek James is really not the focus of I don't think that should really be the focus of the conversation. He ain't asking for our help, and so it would be one thing, if he was. Number two, I'm curious to know, who would let Ryan walk up to him, call him the N word to their face, slap him, make him walk around on live in front of him like a dog for maybe a couple $100,000. Anybody be interested in that?
My man. I like
I'm just
that.
curious. I'm just
Sin
curious.
probably
I
wouldn't.
ain't see I ain't see that
Money's
being
good.
done nowhere.
Well, I'm not saying okay. Well, listen.
I ain't
We
see that
know
being
that
done
all
nowhere.
these companies. We know that all these companies out here are racist. We know that the clothes that we wearing are probably was made by racists. We got all of that. We live in a racist society. But the thing is you talking about profit or you talking about politics? Because I guarantee you this: the enemy is going to put politics over profit. I
Who's talking
guarantee
right
because
now?
they'll make more money employing black men, taking them out of jail and putting them to work than they do keeping them in jail. It's a bigger tax base.
I don't know about that.
Everything would be different if they wasn't as racist
Footwork.
as it was, and
Hey,
they
Two Cent,
gave
I
us an
got a quick
opportunity
question.
like we had
Hold on, let
before
him
segregation.
finish.
I'm
Let him
just saying.
finish.
I'm just making a couple quick points, and I'll be done. Is that I guarantee you that they're going to put their politics over their profit. They want to make money, and they're going to make money, but they'll rather do it effing us over rather than actually putting us and just leaving us alone and letting us do our thing. And we'll end up contributing to society in an even greater way than we already do. But the bottom line here is that if dude is just going to call you the N word to your face like that, you disrespected among on the world stage. And if you got a dollar, if you got a price tag for that, then that's on you.
But did he call? He didn't call him an N word to his face though.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
He
Also,
never like
Basically,
that.
he
But
said he
hold
said
on, hold
all
on, hold on,
nigger.
hold
He
on,
said all N
hold on.
words.
Pay full. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What's going on? Salute to everybody on the panel. Hey, Boxing Hacker, bro, I thought you said you was from the DMV.
I am from the DMV.
So how you? Never mind, I'm gonna leave that shit alone. But
What?
that cause that nigga lying, bro.
I'm lying about what?
Bro, you lying, bro. Cause you said you said on KO channel, bro. When we asked you, you said you was from the DMV. You never
Yeah.
mentioned nothing about no damn Africa, bro.
I was born in Africa.
Ben said he's Nigerian though.
I said that. What are you talking about? I live in the
Man,
what does
DMV,
it
but I was
matter?
born in Africa.
I want to respond to footwork real quick. I want to
Hold on.
respond
Let
to
Payton Full get his 2 cents so I can just
Y'all
come
are
up.
crazy.
Go ahead,
that was it.
Payton Full.
But no, I was saying, like when I mentioned that 2 cent about people saying that like Al Heyman sold his company for $170 million to Turkey. It was a lot of people making videos about that actually, even doing live streams about that shit. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, how the fuck would he manage to sell his business for 170 million when his business is over worth damn near 600 million? So it's like,
That don't
bro,
make
like,
sense.
but they got the shit from Michael Benson, but it's a fake page on Twitter that's by Michael Benson, but it's not him.
Oh, it's the fake Michael Benson that be making
Yeah,
up
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
stories.
yeah, 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 yeah.
They
That's why
know that. They
everybody
know
running with
that. They
that
just
narrative.
making content. They just making content. They know that's a fake page.
That shit crazy. But that's all I had.
Malik Taylor say Dana White slapped his wife.
Dana White's also a cokehead, but that's neither here nor there. So
Yeah.
what was her name? Footwork. I can semi agree with what you're saying. The only caveat I would add is that's not true, right? So they use our money to shit on us. All this money, all the stuff, the money that we spend, all the shit that we buy, that goes right back into them making racist ass laws, fucking with our medical, all kind of shit. So they do use our money. They use our money to hurt us, but they will take our money. You can believe that.
I can respond. I can respond to that. So, of course, they're going to take our money. They don't want us to use it. We'll end up taking over if we just get left alone to do our own thing. We'll end up taking over just like we was on our way to do before they ended segregation the first time around. So, you know, we can agree up to that point. My point is that they'll never stop harassing us because they know they can get away with stuff like what Ryan does. He can get on camera and he can talk all kinds of stuff to us because they figure they got the upper hand and we're going to take a little check and we ain't going to say nothing.
I mean,
let me ask you a question, Footwork.
Yes, sir.
Could I ask a question, Footwork?
Yes, sir.
In a perfect world, if you can get away with it, would you rob a racist?
You know what?
No, I wouldn't.
Why would I want to rob a racist?
I mean,
just for the fact that they're racist?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, like, let's say if you can get some retribution. Let's say if that was the option of get back. I mean, I don't know if you want to pinch them or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, would you rob one? Because I was relating it to money because we were talking about money.
Well, so I'm not interested in robbing. Whatever it would take to get them off our ass, that would be the preferred route. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, okay. So, would you feel bad in the idea of a racist being robbed by one of you, like, let's say by one of
I
our
don't know
people?
where we're going with this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a point. I was leading somewhere, but he didn't give me the right answer the first time.
Sin. Yes, I would rob a racist with a heartbeat. So
All right, so to the ones who would.
No.
So, all
yeah,
right,
I
look,
rob
I'm
him
just
with a
saying,
heartbeat.
I'm definitely not about to be
hypothetically.
demonetized.
Yes.
My fault.
Yeah,
I was going to ask
y'all
this
chill
one
this
question.
shit out.
Yes.
So for those who would, why would you not accept money from somebody
Because
giving
I'm
it
not
to you
helping him,
if you
Sin.
don't have?
That's the
You're not going
difference.
to help him.
I'm not
I'm not
helping
telling you
him.
to
I'm
help
just
him.
robbing
Help
him.
yourself.
He ain't getting
What are you
nothing.
talking about?
I'm just robbing him, Sin. He ain't getting
I said,
nothing.
help yourself.
I'm not helping him with no boxing, no nothing.
Come on,
But
y'all.
I'm
We got to
robbing
change the
him.
subject. Y'all
Yes.
just
All
got me
right. Yeah. My fault, 2
Come
cent.
on, man.
My bad, 2 cent. I
I
ain't
have
mean
no
to. I ain't
racist
mean
with
to mess up the
nothing.
chat.
Y'all got to chill, man. Hold on, let me get
Hell
this
no.
I'm just
cash
saying,
out,
I
y'all.
accept the money however it comes.
Y'all didn't got me
But
demonetized.
don't help him, Sin. Accept the money, but don't help him.
Nah,
So
look, chill. We gonna have to all
if
send.
you got
We gonna have to all send 2 cent about. You know what I'm saying, for $20 or something,
Hold
man,
on,
because
y'all.
we
Hold on,
over here
y'all.
fucking up the chat.
Let me get this cash app. Shout out to ASO Stan with the $5 in the super chat. He says absolutely nothing, just supporting the channel. Shout out.
I have a question for Coach.
Man, I think I be playing. They be monitoring them words, bro. You say the wrong thing. Whoop,
That's true. You guys got
crazy.
Hey,
Coach
look,
still
my
on
fault.
here?
I'm a serious social media offender, so I apologize because I stayed in Facebook
I
jail.
think you can't say they PDF file. Like you cannot say that. Like
Oh yeah, I didn't say that, but I ain't even entertain the
Yeah,
conversation.
no, that was me.
They should be the one
That
that
was
got to
me.
send
I
$20.
apologize for that.
But
So
go ahead.
when you send that $20 to the Cash App, and they say, "We'll let you back up on the panel." Go ahead on.
Now I don't pay for panels. I'm sorry. I contribute when I feel like it, but when it comes to like extortion, yeah, man, it's not gonna happen.
Big you.
Nah, never.
He said extortion.
He trying to go down too.
We on that
we
big
ain't
you
doing that
shit.
over here.
What you saying? They chase extortion.
Yeah. I'll play
Gotta
silent
check
today.
that.
Nope. I check out before I check in.
But
All right, but yeah, about this weekend, I am excited about Abdullah. This little boy is active, and I'm just excited. I'm excited.
yeah, I
Don't
think
you
that he's one of the
think he
prospects
got to
worth
step his
mentioning.
game up? When he got to step his game up though, Ty. Come on now.
You don't think he is?
Abdullah?
You don't think he is slowly?
Not really. Who's he
Too
fighting?
slowly. We got to
Like
see a
This is
name.
Abdullah? You're talking about Abdullah?
he's ranked number
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
For top 10.
Nah, he's good, man. I mean, he got that one little hiccup.
He's
He got
good.
touched
Yeah,
up a
he's
couple
good,
times.
but I want to see
He'll
him
be all
fight.
right.
Time to
He's
step the
doing
game up.
what fighters at a stage of his career are supposed to be doing, as we expect. He's fighting frequently. You're not every fight is not going to be perfect. I
Abdullah
he did
made some
himself
top
some
fight,
good
right?
service.
I got no complaints. I got no complaints about his career or the way he's
Me
being moved
neither.
at this
That
moment.
motherfucker making me a hella bank every time he fights. I'll tell you that much.
Him versus,
But
Andy
isn't he a
I
heavy
look
favorite every time he fights?
He is.
He's a heavy
And
favorite every time he fight.
he's
of course.
but you know what I'm saying, there's other ways you can make money. I'm just because you're a heavy favorite don't
I'm
mean
sure.
I want to see him versus Andy Cruz. I think that's gonna be a good fight.
Nah, they ain't gonna make
that's
that
never gonna
fight.
happen.
It'll be on
That's
his
not
side.
gonna happen. It's not worth
That
the risk
might.
for
Yeah.
either one.
They're close. They're close to ranking in one of their sanction bodies, right? They're like, hey, Cruz is like number
They
10.
are, but Andy
Yeah.
Cruz is kind of like more touted and more highly.
Who's your
His
favorite in the
trajectory
fight?
is like higher right now.
Andy
I
Cruz is
I favor Andy Cruz.
45.
Right now, I favor Andy Cruz easy. Yeah, right
I
now.
think I got Andy Cruz too.
Are they both top ranked?
No, Andy Cruz is with
No, they're
Zone.
not.
With Eddie Hearn.
Neither one of them are.
Abdullah's still green, man. He's raw, but he's still
Yeah,
he's still green.
I think
So
he's doing excellent. He's getting his experience up. That's what he's doing.
He's fighting like every other week.
Absolutely.
He just ain't fighting like the best competition yet. That's all.
Well, I mean,
the last dude he fought was no slouch.
Huh?
Last dude he fought was no
How many
slouch,
fights?
man.
The
Who do
last
you want
dude
to see
fought
him
needs a
fight?
new
That's the
barber.
answer.
Huh?
Who do you want to see him fight? The boy
I
is
want to
20
see.
years old. Who do you want to see him fight?
I think him and Andy Cruz would be a good fight. Him and Kid Austin is a good fight
You
too.
know what? Every time I try to
I
talk to
hear
you
you.
like
Yeah,
a
everybody
champion,
want to see him
you
fight.
lose
I don't think he's ready yet by boxing hacker. It's like they're not. He's
And him
only
and Kid
like
Austin is a good fight
19.
too. Like all these up and coming fighters if they start fighting, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's too soon to give him an honest
I think it's
assessment.
too early. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I think that I don't really I don't start really assessing fighters until they get to like the 20 fight mark
Who
because
y'all
that's
talking
when you
about? I
start
had a
seeing.
phone call.
We're talking about
Mason.
Abdullah.
Man,
Abdullah
Talking
Mason,
about
Andy
Abdullah.
Cruz.
Abdullah Mason, you
No,
could
look
look
at
at him. Abdullah Mason, hella talented. He's a really
Yeah.
He
What I was
is
saying though,
talented. Nobody's arguing
what we were
that.
saying.
Wait a minute, Tucson. This nigga boxing hacker just said he want to see him fight Andy Cruz.
Yeah,
This is how I feel about Abdullah Mason, right? Y'all know how I was just saying how I felt about Boost Ennis. Like he's really good, but it's like something right? I feel like whatever I feel like Boost is missing, Abdullah Mason has it.
Yeah.
I can't explain what it is though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
That boy is punching with all the bad intentions you can imagine, And
Yeah,
yes, he did get he went down twice in the fight before his last one. But when that nigga got up, he looked like you about to pay for putting your hands on me. I love
but look
that
at it this
fight.
way. Guys, think about this. Right? And then you have Andy Cruz have like 5 times.
Boxing hacker, you
Who is
sound like your
that?
phone
Somebody
is in your
Yeah,
somebody
pocket.
muffled.
your audio's bad, Hakeem.
My audio's bad?
Okay, you sound better
Yeah,
now.
that's because he's
A little
stealing
better now.
Wi-Fi from his neighbor.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? You look at Abdullah. Abdullah has like 15, 16 fights, but he's ranked number like 7 or 8. But then you have Andy Cruz who had like 5 fights. He's ranked like number 1, 2, like 1 and
That's
2.
because
Like
Andy Cruz is 35 years old, bro.
he's fighting.
He
He's
ain't
fighting.
35, but he
He's fat. He's gonna be fast tracked.
Yeah,
He's
fast track.
35. God damn, he really 35?
He's from
Nah.
the
he's
Cuban
like
the Cuban school.
he's like a Cuban
Hey,
29,
but
so he's
them
probably like
Cuban
31.
fighters, them Cuban fighters be
This nigga
fighting.
said
Be
Cuban
old as fuck.
25.
They be
Lord have
fighting
mercy.
older in age though. Y'all ever notice that? Like they be
Right,
still
yeah, yes
like
they do.
fighting older in age.
They've been the amateurs
This
to like
nigga just had his 40th birthday. Y'all bugging.
And they say Rigondeaux coming back next month or
yeah.
this month
Rigondeaux was
actually.
a
Hmm.
beast, man.
But
If
listen,
Yeah,
Rigondeaux was
yeah.
in
y'all
his
know
prime, I
what?
think he
I
would beat
just
anyway.
before they said me and my son was just watching Rigondeaux, and we was watching the Loma Rigondeaux fight. The commentary for that fight was so terrible. I
But
want
you
y'all
know,
to
Yes.
go back and
that's
watch
what you
that
call
fight.
racism. Whenever you
That
hear
commentary, I was like, "What the are y'all
Oh
talking
my
about?"
goodness.
It
they
was cool. My son was looking at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I was
yeah,
like,
they
"They are
hate
pissing me
Rigondeaux. They
off."
always hate Rigondeaux.
It was
That,
Hey,
that,
terrible.
I'm gonna tell y'all what's
Rigondeaux's
gonna be a good
career
fight.
was the epitome of racism in boxing.
You hear me? A good
Go
fight in
ahead,
2 years
Rich.
is gonna be Derek Davis on Scooter and Abdullah Mason. I'm
Oh,
telling you.
Scooter Abdullah, that'll be a good fight. Yeah,
Listen, this
That's gonna be
next
a
class
good
coming
fight
up,
in
they
two
could
more
make
years.
some good fights. This next
I
class
want to
coming
Scooter's
see
up, they
nice.
could make
who
great fights.
I want to see Abdullah fight one of the Vargas brothers.
I want to see him. I want to see Scooby fight somebody. That dude, that muscle bound cat. What's his name? Scooby. I think they 135 or 140.
Who you talking? What the person I
Oh,
was
you
just
mean from the
saying?
Mayweather team?
Oh no.
Rigo, hold
Nah,
on,
not
hold
that
on.
dude. Nah,
Fight
that dude's
Sports
a freaking.
says Rigo was hard done by. I don't know what that means. Fight Sports. What does that
Yeah,
mean?
no, I don't know
I
either.
got a good idea of what it means. It sounds horrible though. But yeah.
It's not like you
I
should
don't,
say
I don't know what
pause.
it means.
I got it. Yeah,
It's
man,
not like you
yeah,
I
should
he
don't.
say
I
definitely
don't
pause.
get
he made
that.
it sound horrible.
I
Yeah,
never heard that
yeah,
Yeah.
put
that's
like
that's the
that
slang.
before.
I
I don't
don't
know
know
what
Yeah,
that
anything
yeah, he
means.
about
made
it.
it sound like a jail sentence for sure.
Yo,
Yeah,
y'all know who else I think need to step it up, and I didn't even realize this. Shushu. That nigga's almost 30, bro. Still fighting 10 rounders. What's good with that?
you said Shushu.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shushu. I
He
thought
was
Shushu
talking about
was a
getting knocked out
kid.
by
I was
India.
like,
I
I think
Shushu is
he's
how old?
27.
I thought Shushu and Abdullah was around the same age. This nigga almost
Hell
30,
no,
bro. Still
Shushu
fighting
old,
10
man.
rounders. I did
Shushu
not
like
know
50
that.
He
now.
started later in his career. He started late. Sometimes some fighters do
Is
that.
that what it is? Okay. Because I was when I saw him fighting, what was it, last weekend, and they flashed his age, I was like, what? And you still
Yeah,
fighting 10 rounders?
nobody gave him a title shot yet. They won't give him no title shot.
He
That's
need to
that
fight
too.
Inoue. I think Inoue will
Oh,
watch him
okay.
though.
Hey, but for real, them little divisions been kind of they hot right now. Like a lot of people paying attention to them.
Because Inoue,
Cool
We like
boy.
Hey, two.
boy stuff, yeah.
what's up?
Yeah, I'm about to say
Uh,
more or less cool boy, because I don't even know what time anyway fights come on.
They come
Somebody
on
somebody trying to ask
nighttime.
me a
Yeah.
question. Who was that?
yeah, no. I just wanted to put something real quick on what you were saying about Mason and kind of how he remind you a little bit of Boots.
Mm-hmm.
So I can kind of see the same type of thing in terms of their mentality. You know what I'm saying? How they say boxing is mostly mental.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's about their approach to the game. And I think that's why Boots got a little frustrated, with the same dude that, fought him twice. And he really wasn't that impressive. And I think that's kind of the same reason why Mason was, struggling a little bit with dude before he got him out of there and got dropped a couple times because, you got to really kind of be patient and relaxed when you got that much talent. Some,
Yeah.
they get so used to blowing these guys out of the water and looking impressive
Mm-hmm.
in a few rounds and going home when, in order to take themselves to the next level, they really got to take themselves to like boxing 202, 303. They got, you know what I'm saying? They got to think differently. They already in top shape. They got great talent, but what they're gonna have to do is they got to start studying the game and start learning how to break these
Mm-hmm.
guys down. They got to
Right.
start breaking them down. They got to start learning how to touch them to the body, come up top, pivot. You know what I'm saying? And they got to and they got to learn that complete game on the inside and outside. Mason, I think he's got a real decent mid range type game, but I think he just got to keep working on his craft so that he can go inside, and be able to time guys while keeping his hands up or getting the angle on them so that they can't just come right back on something or punch with him and connect. So they just got.
You know what,
You know what
footwork?
it
I
is
can
too.
agree with that
Wait, he fell
actually.
off? Footwork? What happened?
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say I can actually agree with that. The only thing I think with his last fight he did get better than when he got than the fight when he got knocked
Who?
down. You
Who?
could see a little bit of improvement.
Okay.
You know
But
why,
this is what I
Ty?
think.
But you know why, Ty? The
This
reason
is
Huh?
what
why,
I
because
think the
Shakur
issue.
Stevenson gave him that advice.
Who said that, Rich?
Yeah, that's why.
You said
Nah.
because
Mhm.
Shakur Stevenson gave him that advice?
He gave him that good
Yep, he
advice. You
sure
don't remember he
did.
Yeah,
went back there and talked to him?
all right. Not sure. Thank you.
He was in his
Yeah,
locker room.
I can agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely,
All right, look.
That guy he pissed off.
So
definitely agree with that because I was saying the same thing. I was like, "Oh, you need to slow down. You need to slow down." When he got hit that time, I was like, "Oh my God, just slow down a little bit." But you're right, he do. I was saying that as I was watching. I was like, "He need to slow down just a little bit. It's not a rush." You know what I mean? Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
definitely.
you know
I
what it
think
is
that
too.
right
You know,
now.
it's
He got to look good.
boxing is mostly mental, and I think most of these fighters know what they're supposed to be doing in there. Boost knew what he should have done with Karen the second time around, but at the same time, I think he was under so much pressure to try to please the crowd, and he let his head get out. You know what I'm saying? He basically got in his own head and didn't, rather than box smart and let the knockout come to him, he kept chasing it the whole fight. Boxing is 90% mental and fucking 10% the rest.
But
That's why we praise the Mayweathers, we praise the fucking Terrence Crawford, we praise the motherfucking Tank
Yeah.
Davis and shit. The motherfuckers who are cerebral in there. They don't just go chase the knockout. They let the
Oh my
knockout
God,
come
you
to you.
give
But if
Tank
you
I
up
mean,
Davis
there
all
trying
I
to
that.
wouldn't
fuck,
put.
I'm a
I,
faint.
I wouldn't put one name in that category, but I will say, I will definitely say that I do think that the sport is like evolved right now. Like, come on, man. I mean, we done seen everything evolve from like even like something as simple as basketball. How you have the street ballers who they do a lot of fancy magical things, but if you put them on a traditional court and had them play by the textbook of basketball, they would look a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't look as magical. And I think that you have that with some boxers. I think Roy Jones was a prime example who had God-given talent and relied on his God-given talent and reflexes to, kind of wash everybody. But once it got to a certain point and he started jumping up in weight, he had to rely on the textbook, and he didn't really know the textbook like that. He was still relying on those God-given reflexes that weren't there for him no more. And that's what the real talented fighters need to learn from the coaches. They gotta, like, the coaches can't be fans of the fighters. We have a lot of coaches that have no fight experience, that they never got their hands dirty, and they see somebody who strikes so fast. They see a Ryan Garcia left hook, and they just work that left hook all day, all night long, and tell them good job. You need to be working on these
Mm-hmm.
guys specifically where they weak at. If these dudes don't have no jab, Deontay Wilder, his arms is one arm is like 86 inches long. For Deontay Wilder not to utilize a jab, that is a complete fault of his damn coach. His coach is inferior because he should be utilizing that reach first thing. Nobody should be getting in on somebody like that.
Let me get
And
in.
so,
Let me get Tony real quick. Shout out Tony reviews to the panel. What's your 2 cents? What you got for the show?
What's the topic currently?
How you just gonna jump your raggedy ass up here? Don't even know what you're talking about, Tony.
I mean, it's
I was
normally
I
how
was
you
talking
do it.
about I was talking about highly gifted fighters and the importance of knowing
Let me
of
say
putting
this
the
though. Let me
textbook.
say this though, Sin Ironheart, about what your
Uh-huh.
point is, right? I mean, I get your point. You should always, work on fighter weaknesses and things like that. But I think what a lot of people miss sometimes is that sometimes these fighters have certain attributes and talents that even though they lack the fundamentals, their talent takes up for that, which is why they're where they are in the first place. They might not ever be the greatest, but the talent that they have will get them far because it makes up for the fundamentals that they lack, which in my opinion is why they never really fixed them. You get what I'm saying? Because
But that's why they ultimately
that's why they
lose
crash
too.
and burn too, though.
Exactly.
2 Cent, because
Exactly. That's why they
because you
never
see people
become the
like
greatest.
Tiafimo. Because you see people like Tiafimo who could beat one decorated fighter, put on an impressive performance, and then lose to somebody like George Kambosos.
But that's
You know what I'm
because
saying? Like it
May
don't
I
add
say
up.
something?
That's mental. That's
May I say something? May I
when
say
you see
something?
hold on, let me say this. When you see a good athlete going up and down like that, that's mental.
Yeah.
Yeah,
May I say
to a
something?
degree, yeah, it's mental, but it's also like that textbook has to be there, and that's what I really think. That's why I think that people really hated on Spence so much because he wasn't a fancy fighter, but fundamentally by the textbook, if you was to watch a fighter and say this is how you throw a jab, when you throw a jab, or this is when you, I think that you couldn't really look at a better fighter today to look at to really learn the textbook. Nothing too flashy. Everything strong on the inside. I think that. Okay. Well, I mean, well, yo,
You about to set me to a spiral,
Yeah,
Spence. You about to set me
Spence was
into
an
a
exciting
spiral.
fighter, but he had a lot of flaws.
But then you have
Here
profit
we
on
go.
boxing
Here
though.
we
It's
go.
Terrence's turn.
Here we
Go
go.
ahead.
I just wanted to respond real quick to Sin.
He just makes us want to start hating on Spence because he be saying like a lot. Like Spence is like
No,
God to him.
I agree. Spence is a great
real
boxer.
quick,
He was a good fighter, but he had flaws. He was a hell of a
We ain't
fighter,
saying
but
nobody. Everybody got flaws, but his
couldn't
windows was
take his
very.
head out the line if his life
Go ahead,
depended on it.
Terrence. Go ahead, Terrence.
When my thing is when he was talking about Roy. Roy had fundamentals. He just chose not to use them sometimes.
I ain't saying he didn't have any fundamentals.
When he fought
What are we talking about,
Bernard
Roy?
when he fought Bernard Hopkins, bro, he showed that he had those fundamentals. You look at that fight. He didn't go in there doing that crazy stuff against
But
Bernard.
fam, I'm not
So
saying that
I'm
he
just
did.
saying.
I'm not saying that he didn't have any fun. My fault.
He
I'm not
did
saying
have
that he.
it.
Yeah,
I think
I'm not saying that he
when
didn't
he
have
got
any.
older, I think when he got older, he got more careless. I'll say that, and with like particularly with Tarver, I think he underestimated Tarver, but I don't think I think he did have those fundamental skills. That's all I'm
I think
saying.
he. I think
His
he did
problem
too. I
is he
mean,
started cherry picking too much. You started
nah.
avoiding the tough
Let,
fights.
let me make
He
this
was
short
ducking
point.
Tony. He's ducking Tony.
He
He
did
was
duck
ducking
Tony. He did duck
Tarver. He was
Tony.
ducking Hopkins.
He
But he
beat
ducked
James.
Tony.
But let me
Come
make
on,
this
don't say
short
that
point,
shit.
cuz.
James Tony was undefeated. What are
Let
you
me make
talking
this short
about?
point because I'm gonna get straight
Roy
to it and y'all
Jones
can
gave
add to
Tony
it.
his first loss. He literally gave him his first loss.
Yeah, he beat James.
But they should have. But Tony was 44-0 at the time. He should have got that rematch off the rip. But the point I want to make about that is that
Out of here.
I'm saying, hey dog. I'm saying, can't nobody shut me the fuck up. I don't even know why you talking crazy like
Hold
that.
on, y'all. We're
But
gonna relax, bro. Y'all gonna have to relax tonight. Y'all already got me
I mean,
demonetized.
I've been here 2
I'm
seconds
trying
and it sounds
to
like a
tell
whole
you.
bunch of
But
nonsense.
nah, what I want to say about the Roy Jones situation is that I'm not saying that he didn't
I
have
was
any
still talking about
fundamentals.
Roy.
Hey, Sam.
Yeah,
What's up?
Hey, I agree with you on the Earl Spence thing, right? He had good fundamentals, but this is the same thing as Terrence Crawford and Roy Jones, but they just have a different style after they got the fundamentals. They know how to use
nah. See, I think that
something
some of
different.
those,
They
I
not
think that's to be
they
determined.
they
Now, as far as Roy Jones,
Earl Spence is like a
Hold on, Sin.
one-dimensional
Let him
fighter,
talk.
to be honest.
my fault.
He like a one-dimensional fighter with good fundamentals. Terrence Crawford the same way, but he could switch. He could do all types of stuff in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes you
Here we go with the
a
glazing of
real
the
good fight.
donut.
Now I'm not just saying Terrence Crawford. I'm just saying people like Roy Jones, Terrence, Floyd Mayweather. I can even throw
I've
Vegas.
never seen
I can
Crawford
throw.
do that stuff. But
What you mean?
I hear
I'm
the other
saying
ones that you're naming.
I'm saying he could do. He could be a basic one-dimensional fighter like Earl Spence and one of them fighters that you just named. He could be like that if he want to.
So
That's
I'm gonna jump
I
in.
I
mean,
mean, it's
well,
different styles,
I'm
y'all. They
about
got
to,
different styles,
Yeah,
basically.
they had
They
different
got different
nah,
styles. That's
I
what I'm
think that
saying.
now,
Let's hear
now
Tony.
it's
Let's
my
hear
turn
Tony
because I ain't
because
spoke
Tony
yet at
wants to
all.
say something.
I ain't spoke yet at all. So, fact of the matter is this: I do agree in a
Here we
sense that
go.
Roy Jones had horrible fundamentals because he was
Why are
raw
we still
talent.
talking about Roy?
No, I'm about to chill, Ty. That was the topic at hand. Roy was God given. That's what
Yes,
he
one of the most gifted.
So he was
continue,
so fast.
continue.
He was so fast and so quick on the reaction that nobody could hit him, and he could land solid on you doing anything. But his age showed his lack of fundamentals. That's why he kept getting sparked. Tarver, Glenn Johnson, etc. Now, if you look at people like Floyd Mayweather, B-Hop, that's fundamentals. That's why they can last so long in age and keep
James Toney, fundamentals.
Yeah, but
raw fundamentals. James
Tony
only
Tony
dropped
turned
2
into a
times.
punching
Hold on,
bag,
y'all
brother.
let Tony finish talking. Y'all let Tony finish
Now,
talking.
as far as
My fault. Okay.
as far as Spence goes, I mean, he has better fundamentals, I would say, than Crawford, because Crawford's just an athlete all the way around. Like it doesn't matter if he's wrestling, boxing, playing basketball, he's just an athlete all the way around. I would say Spence has better fundamentals. I don't agree with the jab because he's got a really lazy double jab where he drops his hands, and it got exploited by Crawford, and Kell Brook was exploiting it all night long, and he never adjusted. Like it's a problem that he always had where he drops his hand and doesn't bring it back. If you don't bring your jab head back, it's a useless jab against a good counterpuncher.
For sure.
But I mean, I'm so confused of what the actual topic is tonight because y'all are all over the place. So, 2 cents. What is the actual topic so I can give my 2 cents? Now I'm gonna go hit the gym.
So I've been asking everybody, what's their 2 cents? What's your 2 cents about the Boots and Ennis standing on this fight? How you see that fight going?
So I would say, really truthfully, this fight is going to be as easy as Stanionis makes it for Boots. If Stanionis does what he does rarely and he darts in and out like a Lomachenko, then it's going to be a very hard fight for Boots because Karen showed you he struggles hitting a moving target. However, if Stanionis does what he does most of the time and just pushes the action to the pocket, he's more than likely going to get put on his pockets. I would say on paper, Boots has fought the better opposition as far as pros. On paper, Stanionis has got the better amateur career, but that doesn't really mean much in the pros. Boots is much more active. He's got the reach. He's got the size. He's got the height. I would say I favor Boots, but if Stanionis boxes and goes in and out, in and out, in and out, it becomes a very 50-50 fight, and it could go either way. But if he presses the action like he normally does, it's going to be an easy night for Boots. So really, truthfully, in my opinion, it's not about what Boots does in this fight. It's about how Stanionis does and how easy he makes it for Boots. It's like I said, I think
he coming off a layoff.
That's a fair assessment, Tony.
No, he had a fight not too long ago, but he had a long layoff before that.
Okay.
He got to tune up. That's a fair assessment.
So I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it just becomes harder for Boots if Stanionis boxes and doesn't rush the pocket, but I think he's going to rush the pocket and he's going to make it easy for Boots.
Yeah, I can agree with that, Tony. I'm telling you, boy, Tony, you keep coming up here making sense. One of these days, I just might like you. I'm telling you, keep.
Well, don't do that yet because my favorite fighter, y'all asked me that before, and I took a long time thinking about my favorite fighter, and his name is Hair Grease. He's right now the undisputed king of 135. So y'all look out for Hair Grease.
All right, so we have too many people on the panel. You can come back next time. Thanks, Tony, for coming up, giving us your 2 cents.
I'm about to hit the gym.
Shout out Broken Dangerous with the $4.99 in a super chat. He says, "Cause I finally graduated." Salute, 2 cents. Shout out Broken Dangerous. Okay, that was
crazy name.
That was a fair assessment. And is Loma a good fight for Keyshawn?
Yeah, of course. This is unification.
Tony, we heard what you thought already, goofy.
Oh,
I think I would say this. Judging off of what I seen from Loma, his worst performances come off of long layoffs. Both his losses came off of long layoffs. Well, I shouldn't say both because he's got 3, but the ones that really mattered, T.O. and Devin, he had really long layoffs. So I think with his really long layoff that he's having right now, he's food for whoever. I think if Keyshawn gets him a little Kiki, probably he'll beat him. I think if Shakur gets him, he'll probably outbox him. And I think Tank has I don't know. Tank got roach problems, so I won't put Tank in that. But
you about to have tie problems. You better stop it.
I mean, he got roach problems. He got to come back and avenge his loss. We all
Carry
gonna
your
blow.
ass, Tony. Carry your ass.
But I'm about to go hit the gym. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah,
Lomachenko
carry
might
your ass.
cause
All right,
problems for
Tony,
Tank
thanks for
though.
coming up.
Shut the hell up, Boxing
Shut up,
Hacker.
He
Tony.
might.
Shout out Tony
I
for
mean,
coming on the channel.
Lomachenko's taller than Tank. That's a problem.
Everybody's taller than Tank.
Yeah, but Lomachenko has problems with people who are taller than
Yeah,
him.
my daughter's
You
taller
only
than
have
Tank.
problems with people that are shorter than him.
We didn't have to do that, NHA. We was getting along so
Oh,
well.
my
You did
fault.
not have to do that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that might be a tough fight for Tank. I mean, it'll be a good fight though. Hopefully they match it up.
Oh boy.
But see, I see Tank either knocking him out or Lomachenko out boxing Tank. I don't see any other way.
You
I hope
say you
Tank
see
lock in, man.
Lomachenko. You say you see Lomachenko outboxing Tank.
Yeah, I don't see Tank outboxing Lomachenko. No.
Boy, this is
I hope
funny.
that Loma would I hope he would take a tune-up before going right into the ring with Tank. That would be a wise thing to do.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Loma?
I mean, Loma could probably jump in there.
Man, Loma ain't probably taking no tune-up. He ain't got
But
time.
you know, Tank's output isn't
Man,
that
he
much.
shouldn't
He
come
doesn't
off this
have
long ass layoff to go fight no damn
They need
Tank.
they need to strip that fool. What they need to do, sitting on them
They do.
belts.
They
Absolutely.
really do. They do. I'm with you on that, Coach
They
Eddie.
do be letting people hold on to them belts. They be
Yeah,
letting
he under
people
the
hold
bar
on to them.
protection.
So it is
Yeah,
what
they,
it
they,
is.
they didn't let Charlo. They stripped Charlo, man. I ain't never seen somebody get stripped so fast in my life. That
For
man
real.
lost.
As soon as the fight was announced, they was like, "We stripping
knew
you."
it.
Like,
They
damn.
really trying to strip
That man lost all his belt, but then his brother held on to his belt for
Like 2
goddamn what
years and
3-4
shit.
years. It's crazy, man.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Keyshawn
It's
have
no
problems
set
with Lomachenko too.
criteria and policies in boxing. Like they got this whole rules and policies, but then it's like, well, we could do whatever we want to do. Like that's basically what it say. We can change any of these rules at any time we see fit. Like what? What you even make the rules for then?
What about this fool Edgar Berlanga thinking he the A side to everybody?
Isn't he
Of course, he's
annoying?
still punch drunk. Yeah,
Isn't
I
Edward
never seen
Berlanga
somebody so
annoying?
clout
He
chase. His
hilarious,
clout
man.
chase was
Dude is
ridiculous.
hilarious.
He's
He
not. He's
should have just fought
pathetic.
Caleb Plant. He should have just fought Caleb Plant.
He don't want my white chocolate problems. He don't want my
Now,
white chocolate
Caleb
problems.
Plant is a product of matchmaking. That, in my
You think
opinion,
so?
I believe so.
Hey, I
I think
think
he's a
Caleb
product.
Nah,
Plant.
I don't know,
Hey, I
man.
think
Nah,
Caleb Plant
I
last
be,
fight.
Oh,
I think
I
hell
Caleb
fucks with
no.
Plant
sweet
last fight
hands.
was real good. Caleb Plant
I,
last fight was real good.
yeah,
Him or Curtis.
yeah. I think he's
Man,
I think he's a
Plant got
product of
that
snack
dog in
making.
him.
I think he's a
Snack,
product of
yeah,
snack making.
you on that
But
snack.
he
No,
does.
Sweet,
I
sweet, sweet
tell
hands
you
get in
what.
there with anybody, man. Stop. You
He
gotta
could
put
I
some
was
box.
about to
respect on that man.
say, my white
He
chocolate, he
Coach
got
Eddie, why
that
you
he
dog
say
did,
in
he a
him.
product of matchmaking?
because first of all, he don't want no smoke with Andrade. Andrade been calling this man out for a year and a half, man. They act like this man
I
don't
agree
even
with that.
exist, man. They act like they
I
act like this
agree
man
with
don't even
that.
exist. Everybody act like this man don't
Mm,
even. This man got one loss, and that's to the Mexican. That's
mm.
to the David Benavidez. Arguably the best 168 pounder in the world. Cause Canelo
Right.
wanted zero problem with him, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody
That would be
seen
a
him
good
want to
fight
fight
though.
And I don't want
Andrade.
zero problems that anybody
I
want
can't
this
say
man
I
to do.
disagree with you, Coach, because I was saying the same thing when I saw
I don't know
the
why they
undercard for
still
whatever for
gun
Tank.
Andrade.
I don't know why. It's
I
like
don't
why are we getting Jamel? Why are
Dude
we
can
getting
fight,
Jamal
man.
Charlo fighting some Lamana instead of Andrade? And why
Man,
are we
I
getting
think
Plant
Andrade was
fighting?
probably sleep Charlo at this stage. If they was to fight next, Charlo would probably go
Absolutely.
to bed, man.
I think
to Jamal.
I think the Charlos are not smart fighters. I think that they very come forward, and if they get caught by a more
Oh,
technical
y'all about to
fighter,
have Dondra going
Nah,
me out funny.
like
Jamal can fight when he's in his right
I ain't
when he's
say,
right
He
brother.
state
can
of
Once
mind,
fight
again, you're missing
too.
my point. Hold on, you're
and
missing my point.
he's
I'm
very
not saying that
smart
they
too. We
can't
can't
fight.
say he ain't.
See, I don't see no in the ring adjustments. I see them when they get caught with certain things, they keep running into it, and their aggression kind of pulls them out of the fire. That's what I see. I don't
Well,
see
I don't think
no
you watch a
real
lot of Jamal
intelligence.
fights. Jamal
Jamal,
Charlo, Jamal
I
Charlo
seen
is
yeah.
elite.
Jamal. I seen Jamal go 12 rounds with a
I
147
always get
pounder.
them confused. Is he the one of the 150? What is it?
But
154?
that's the damage Jamal. I'm talking about Jamal that you know what I'm saying Jamal of like 3 or 4 no I'll say 4 or 5 years ago. That's all talent.
You got to.
That motherfucker.
What about
That's more gone
Montiel?
though.
What about Montiel? He went life and death with him.
Oh, that's
I
true.
mean, I
That's the
don't know.
drinking. That's the drinking Jamal. That's the drinking and partying Jamal.
I think
I'm
them
talking
boys
about
is
the
hyper
Jamal that beat the
aggressive.
shit out of Jerry Hurd. that beat the shit out of J-Rod.
I told
That
y'all. I
Jamal.
told y'all was about to do this. Dondrick is backstage. I knew y'all was gonna do this. I knew it.
Do what?
Here come Dondrick. Y'all talking about his boy. Here he come.
Oh, he told. Oh yeah, Charlo.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I usually don't agree with shit what John said, but I will agree with Jamal. Jamal,
Oh my
you talk
goodness.
about
Oh my
Jamal.
goodness.
Nah, yeah, I ain't I just feel like them boys is hyper aggressive. They ain't too technical. I don't see a lot of IQ in there,
Nah,
and
you
I
gotta.
do
I
think
don't
that's
know, bruh.
Jamel, you could
What
probably
Charlos are
say
you
Jamel,
watching?
you could probably say that
Jamal
Time
because
Jamal
out.
so he
Hold
does
on,
have
Sim.
mental lapses and
Which
shit. You
Charlo
lose
is
a
you
fight you
talking
shouldn't
about?
lose.
I see it more in Jamel for sure, but I
So
think that
first
both
of
of them
all,
are
hell
kind of
no,
like that.
y'all some liars.
I,
First of
I
all,
think the best
okay,
Jamal
I mean,
I'll
Charlo
let y'all
was
talk.
what I
when he
see.
fought
I'll let you
You can't
niggas
when
tell
he
me I
talk
fought
see what I
long.
see.
I'll
Deverenchenko.
let
When
you
he fought
niggas talk
Deverenchenko,
long.
that was his best
And
performance.
who knocked out Deverenchenko?
I said that was his best
Yeah.
performance when he fought
Who?
Deverenchenko.
And who is beat Deverenchenko clearly? Who?
Jamal Charlo put the hands on him.
Besides him, besides Jamal, who else?
Who the other guy? Not too many people. Deverenchenko.
Exactly.
He
And
got stopped. He
everyone,
got stopped recently, but he's older now.
he didn't get stopped.
I thought he got stopped his last fight or the fight
No, he
before
still
that.
made it the distance with Billy with one arm.
That's right.
I
But
mean,
either
I
way,
don't know.
Jamal.
They cool,
Either
man.
way,
But
They
nah,
Nah,
cool.
y'all.
Jamal
I ain't
is
got
nah,
no
fighting.
I'll let
Jamal is
y'all.
respect.
fighting
I'll
cornflakes.
speak. I'll let y'all speak. Let me talk. I'm tired of
Jamal
y'all.
fighting cornflake
Get off.
next.
Get
He
off my.
fighting some
So
cat named
what?
Cornflakes,
It's a tune up. Y'all
and
cry about every. It's
then
a
he
tune
gonna
up on a
disappear
free
after that.
card. It's a tune up on a free card. What you crying about?
But
I ain't
why not
crying
fight
about ain't
It's a
nobody
Andrade though,
tune
missing.
up
man?
on a.
I do agree with the
The
Andrade
dude fight
fight.
every 2 years,
Get his
man.
ass
We ain't
down.
missing nothing, brother. He
Okay,
took
then
himself
don't
out to
watch it.
play, man.
Don't watch it then. Just don't watch it.
Why would I not
But
watch it? I watch
Because
boxing. Why would I not
you're
watch it?
crying about it right now. So what you gonna
I
watch it
ain't
for?
crying about nothing, man. Who you
You
talking?
are
You
crying.
crying
You over
about
there
nothing?
wham.
Hold on,
What you crying?
who is
I've
this
been hearing
dude
you
right
cry
here?
the whole time. I let y'all talk about Maul the
That's
whole time.
Dondrick.
See, I can let y'all
That's
talk
that,
about
Dondrick.
Tank, but
that
I ain't
that's
gonna let you
Jamal's
talk about
nephew.
Maul. I don't care
Oh, that's
who
your
you
mom
is.
nephew.
I don't care who none of y'all is.
His step nephew.
Hey y'all,
Coach, like what
I
the
need one of them. Ding, ding. I need a bell like that when boys get up here and start going
Uh-huh.
at each other.
Nah, but Maul. I've been disappointed in Maul for 3 years. That's my favorite fighter. So, hey, what can I do? Like, man, say. But he coming back. Hopefully, he makes this tune up, and he looks like he was supposed to, because he still wasn't focused in the last fight. But he has a better jab, and he has the best 1-2 in boxing. I don't care what none of y'all say.
He got a great jab. Now
He
Jamal
has
got a
the
good
best,
jab.
and he has the best variety in jab at that too. So
Tell him
I
to
don't.
fight Andrade. That's what I want to see.
Yeah,
Close that
I
You
chapter.
definitely
can't
want
make.
to see that.
First of all, you
That's
can't
what I
make.
want to see.
Why y'all keep saying Andrade? Hasn't fought anybody since Benavidez.
Who the fuck
Why is that?
Jamal
The
Charlo
only reason he
fought
Just
though,
fought nobody
man?
because he ain't signed with he ain't signed with the PBC. If he was
just
Man,
signed with
this week I
PBC,
start
he'll be
losing me
fighting.
with this dumb
well, then
shit.
That's
Like
on him.
that's the best
that's
fight to
on
make
him.
right now.
That's not. But you're not gonna put to somebody if you're gonna make a fight for Caleb Plant and Jamal, where you're gonna make the most amount of money. Why would you put them in there with anybody that's not a tune-up so you can mess up your money?
Yeah, because
So
they
Andrade's not
definitely
a
gonna
tune-up.
lose.
Andrade ain't been out
No,
the ring for damn
Andrade
near
is
18
not a tune.
months.
Andrade has never been a tune-up
Andrade ain't
except
no
for
tune up.
Benavidez.
NHA, stop it, bro.
I mean, but he's
I
out,
mean,
bro. He's out.
he been out the ring for like 18 months.
Yeah, I gotta
If
give
he
him
Still
that.
fight,
not
if
a
they
tune
fight,
up.
if
Okay.
Jamal was to fight him next, Jamal would lose that fight, man.
It's not
No,
a
he
tune up
wouldn't.
Yeah,
still.
No, he
I
wouldn't.
feel.
You out
No,
your
he
Even
mind,
wouldn't.
brother.
No, he
I
wouldn't.
tell you, whenever they make that fight, pop back up, and
So
we'll
why
put some
not fight
cash
him
I,
on
then? If he
I can give you. I can put the 100 up right today.
I think that's an interesting fight,
so
though.
why not
Today,
fight him? Why you against him fighting him then,
I'm not against him.
Andre?
But if he's
You
not
just
signed
literally
with the,
said why would he
can
fight
I
him?
talk? Can I talk? Because you keep just
Go
running your
ahead,
lips,
man.
bro. God dang.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If he's not signed with the promoter, how can he make the fight? He clearly probably had something going on because Andrade he was still trying to make other fights.
Motherfucker,
He
I don't want
always,
to hear why the fuck
I don't
Bro, you gotta
know.
what
stop
I
promoter
don't
he's
bluffing
in.
like that. Hold on,
Like
time out.
he's
listen.
dancing around it.
NHA.
He said, "Let me
He's
get this fight
dancing.
out."
Now
Time out.
y'all
NHA.
always want to be
I want to know
sensitive.
why he don't
When I
want him
start
to
cussing
fight.
y'all niggas out, I'm wrong. But
I don't
no,
give
NHA.
a
He
fuck.
already,
it
Who,
wasn't Wasn't Thomas
Let's see how you
Lamar?
want.
Shut the fuck
And they
up.
changed
Wasn't Thomas
You
Lamar
dancing
already
though, right?
signed?
And I fuck
Wasn't
with
Thomas
Jamal
Lamar
too.
already
I'm about
signed
to
with your
catch
dumb ass?
Come on,
Wasn't they
y'all.
signed last year?
Yo, chill, so she don't get demonetized, yo.
I'm already demonetized. What you mean?
How you demonetized?
What do you
Y'all
mean?
be sure to
How?
hit the
Because
cash app at 2
NHA
cents
said that
boxing.
word.
Said the P word.
Oh,
Bro, don't say
God.
you ain't about to put this on me. No,
You
no,
should have
no, no,
kicked
No,
him
no.
then. You should have
You
kicked
can
him
only
it
then.
you
is
can
on
only
you,
say the
NHA.
You
N
kick
word.
him
You can say
then.
the N word
Hey,
all
yo,
day
see,
long.
y'all
Don't say
bugging.
nothing
Yeah,
else.
y'all bugging. Straight up, since there's 2 cents to demonetize, yo, boxing hacker, you need to throw her like $200 for being up here. Straight the fuck
What that
up.
got to do with me?
God
That, that's a
Straight
damn.
the
good
fuck
point,
up.
see?
Yo, I don't go
Straight the
crazy.
fuck up.
$200.
Y'all
That's just the way
talking
that
about?
go.
Hey, Big Block say Andrade is with the
Y'all be talking
PBC.
about that ain't me.
That's what I'm saying. His last person he was with was with Al
I mean,
Heyman.
but y'all, is it what? I mean, what is
He fought two
do
PBC
does
fighters.
Andrade want to fight? Do he want to fight? Like that's what I'm
Yes, he
Yes,
saying.
been
he been
calling them
calling them
out
dudes out for
for
freaking
years.
years.
Wasn't first of all, they was already at the last fight. If you didn't watch the last fight when he did fight, what weren't they training together?
But Coach A, but
What the,
Andrade got to get
Y'all
some kind of
forgot
fight,
that
bro?
bro.
Thomas Lamont has been
Bro,
signed.
Jamal
Thomas
Charlo came out
Lamont
his own
has
mouth and
been
said, "I
signed
want
since
Andrade."
last year on Tank's card in Houston. That's why he's fighting him.
Man.
That's probably what Jamal was probably drunk when he asked for him to. Then he probably
No,
sobered up and
they
he came to
already
his senses.
said
He's like,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't want
like,
to fight this
no,
dude,
no,
man.
they talk some sense into him.
It's
Like, no,
always
that's not
about
what you want.
drunk. But then when you talk about the business, what the logical thing is, I already have a fight signed.
Now we're talking
Why would I
business.
make another contract with another fighter? I don't have, and he already has a contract.
Sound like you make a lot of excuses for your man.
That's not an excuse. It's a contract already
That's
signed.
all it
What's the
is.
excuse of, how is that an excuse?
What contract is signed?
Hey,
Lamont was
hold
signed
on, my
last
brother.
year.
He could have
Jamal
he
and
could have signed a
Andrade was
contract with
on
Andrade.
a live together. Somebody want to fight each other.
They
Jamal was
was,
calling for Andrade.
and
He
remember
said he
he
didn't
said,
want to
Yes,
fight
exactly.
Cornflake. He said he wanted
what
to
did he
fight
say in the live?
Andrade.
And what did he say in the
Yep.
live? And what did
He
he
said,
say in
I
the
don't
live?
want to fight Cornflake. He said, I want to fight Andrade. Make the
And
fight.
he said Al
Yep.
Heyman's sick, so we gotta make these fights ourselves. So clearly Al came back and said, nigga, you gonna do what the hell I tell you to do.
Yeah, because you get over Andrade,
Oh
you're not going
damn.
because you're gonna lose. Al told her we don't go against the program. You get
Now,
over Andrade, you
hold
probably
on,
gonna lose.
Just like
that's
Al
what you
told
believe.
Spence,
That's
don't
what
go
you
against the
believe. But you
program.
ain't in the ring.
Maybe he just
NHA,
needs some
hold
time
on.
to get him back up.
Yeah, let him get his tune up, y'all.
People can't get a tune up, but people want to. Oh, you cry. But if he lose, you go, oh, he was a hype job. No, we just saw
But
it with
you
Earl.
losing this.
We
You
just saw
losing when
Earl
you say
come
you could.
back. Y'all did it to Earl. As soon as Earl came back and lost, y'all like, oh, he wasn't as good as he was. No, I don't want to hear that no more. No. Let them boys come back and get a tune-up. One tune-up is not going to hurt you. One free card is not going to kill you.
Man, ain't
So
nobody tripping about
Andrade's not a
taking no
tune-up.
tune-up.
No,
We just
he's
said
not a
Andrade
tune-up.
not a tune-up, bro.
But
He's
you
not a
just said
tune-up.
he could beat Andrade though.
That doesn't
I
mean
think he
he's
could
a
beat Andrade,
tune-up.
but I don't think either one of them are in the shape to
Nah,
fight
you
each
don't
other
think he could
yet.
beat Andrade then.
I think no, I don't
Man,
think. I
don't
think he
argue.
can beat him
Don't go
now,
back
but
and forth.
That's a
Andrade's not
bigger
going to put
money
his
fight
best.
too.
I don't
They
want.
had
It's not
history.
a. They don't need the money fight right now. The money fight is him and
Oh
Caleb
my
Plant. That
God.
is
When
always
the
going to be a
fuck is a
bigger
They,
fighter
fight.
never
they
need
need
a
a
money
money fight. I
fight?
don't know what you're talking about, bro.
That is the
Them
bigger
brothers,
fight right now. Caleb
they need
Plant
the
versus
money
He
fight. I
Jamal
said
is
don't know.
he
bigger
said
than
he
that.
don't need the money right now.
He
Motherfucker need
getting
all
money
types
to
of
fight
money right now.
Lamana. Why would you risk him fighting Caleb Plant, which is the bigger fight than him and
One of them
Andrade?
Do
dudes
Period.
you
gonna
trust
lose. I
that
don't
he's
know which
actually gonna
one it's
show
gonna
up to a
be.
Caleb Plant? Do you
NHA, you
actually trust him?
deflecting, bro.
Bro,
NHA. Listen, we're
I'm
not
not
talking
deflecting.
about
I'm
that,
just being
bro.
realistic.
no,
I don't
You gotta
trust
you're
that
be.
he's
deflecting.
actually
That's
going to
it.
be able to fight Plant. I prefer they would have just him and Plant would have just got it on right the fuck now and get it over with.
Why would
Get
you
your
want to
slap
see
revenge back,
somebody coming off a year layoff fight?
bro. We might not see this motherfucker for the next 5 years
If he
I
don't,
thought
oh
after
well.
Lamana.
y'all letting Devin get his tune up. Like, what are we talking about?
That's not a tune-up.
That is the
That
tune-up.
That ain't
That's
no
the
com-
tune-up,
definition of a
bro.
Nah, that's
tune-up.
not
not
a
Ramirez
tune-up.
was a
not
champ,
compared to
bro.
That's
motherfucking
not a
That's
tune
cornflake.
up.
that's
I
not a
thought that
Ramirez
was a
was
tune-up,
a
tune
man.
up.
champ.
We
Come
go. Here
on,
we go
man.
with
When was the last time
That
Ramirez
hold
been
on,
champ?
time out. So y'all, that's not a tune up. I'm tripping.
Nah,
Hell
no.
nah. And I'm not even a Haney fan. That ain't no tune-up, man. That's a
Ain't
good
no
fight.
tune-up.
Sure,
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's
Watch.
not letting him
He's
do
fighting a
anything.
Look at
legit
the
middleweight
odds.
right now.
2 cents. Look at the odds. I bet you that's close.
I mean, I think Devin Haney is the favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the favorite in that fight.
I don't
He is
care
the
how much
favorite,
y'all
yeah.
hate that man. That's a good fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How do
That ain't
I
no
hate
tune up.
him? I just
I
thought
don't
it
care
was
how
a
much
tune
y'all
up.
hate him. That's a
That ain't
good
Listen.
no
fight.
tune
Hold
up.
on, Rich.
That ain't no.
Time out, Rich. This ain't got nothing to do with hate. I'm thinking I wouldn't want Devin to come back and jump straight into a competitive fight. To me, that wouldn't make sense. I
I
would
think
think
that's
he
a
would
I think
come
it's a
Well,
back
they
sturdy
did.
and
match.
he would take a tune up. You get what I'm
Well,
saying?
they
Hey,
So
hold,
finna be
hold on,
I'm not
competitive.
hating.
hold on. I
Actually,
want to say
this
something
actually
real
a
quick.
bad
How,
fight
how many
for Devin.
how many times have we seen guys get knocked out and jump right back in with the dude that knocked him out the very next fight? A
Most
lot,
time never.
Dude,
a lot, a lot of
Most
guys do that. They say, "No, I want to run that
who?
right back
Name the last
immediately."
one. Who the last one that did that?
Got knocked
Josh,
out, Coach Eddie.
Wilder?
Got knocked
Probably
out, Coach
Wilder.
Eddie.
No.
Who?
well, he maybe I'll say lose. I'll say
Wilder,
lose a fight. Wilder did it.
Wilder
Joshua
did
did
it.
it.
Yeah.
Joshua did.
Joshua
Joshua
did it. Yep.
got cooked, and he jumped right back in the fire. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of these guys get beaten, they jump right back in there. I think it's nothing wrong with that. And I think if Ryan Garcia wouldn't have popped dirty, that's what we would have got an immediate rematch.
Yeah. I
Or
think
we
so.
did get an immediate rematch because this fool popped dirty. That was it. That's the only reason.
Got
But we're
It
not
was an
talking about
immediate
that though,
rematch.
We're
Eddie.
not
That's not
talking
the
about that. We're talking
conversation.
about the
The
fights.
conversation is why me thinking he taking a tune up is hating. Like, why wouldn't he
That's
take it?
not a
I think
tune
he
up.
about to beat the guy. Like, I don't think this finna be like
Yo,
a
But
Jamal's
that's
competitive.
not a
last
tune
four
up.
fights been tune-ups.
I mean, he might, and you might beat him, but
His
some people
last
say you
fight was a
might
tune-up. Not
lose.
no, it would.
Yeah, that's not a tune up.
It ain't
Jose
like
Benavidez was a tune-up, brother.
That's what I
Jose,
said. His last
Benavidez
fight
was a
was
tune-up.
definitely a tune-up.
Montiel was a tune-up. The only, you know what I'm
Montiel,
saying?
Montiel was highly rated in the 60 at the time. So don't
Man,
even do
get the
that. Y'all
fuck
always do
out of here.
revisionist
He's
I'm
shit.
good.
Y'all
thinking
always
we
do
Yeah.
about to
Who
revisionist
go.
the
shit
I'm
fuck
every
is
thinking we
time.
about to
Montiel right
go.
Y'all
now?
do
I'm
bullshit
thinking
every
we
time, bro.
listen. I'm thinking we're about to go into this Devin Haney fight, and this is not a fight where I'm thinking like, oh, I should be thinking he gonna lose. I'm thinking this is gonna be a good measure to see where he's at. But I'm not thinking he going to the fight like, oh, he finna, you know what I'm saying? Like it's finna be just that competitive. You know?
but a lot
So
of
you
people
think
are saying
Ramirez
Devin
is
Haney gonna get
terrible?
knocked out. A lot of people
So
are
you think?
saying that.
I'm asking.
Devin
So,
gonna box that man to death.
so, so 2 cents. You don't respect Ramirez? You don't think he's a good fighter at all?
I'm not.
I'm
I
saying,
think Devin's a
Hold
better
on, hold
fighter.
on.
That's what I'm
Hold on,
saying.
hold
I'm
on.
saying,
Terrence,
What's up, Dodger?
you gonna buy the next pay-per-view?
What button is it? Depends. Is Bud in it?
I'm gonna buy
Is
it
Bud
for
in
him.
it? Is
You gonna
I'm
Bud
buy
gonna
in
buy
it?
it for
Yeah.
him.
NHJ?
Leave him
You
alone.
gonna buy NHJ?
Yeah.
You gonna
Is
file him for them
Bud?
taxes
So get
too?
off.
me too.
Get
Is
off his
Bud in
back.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, you need. I'm
Yeah.
glad you
Yeah,
do that for
Dodger.
So
Elvis.
hold
I'm
um,
on.
glad you do that
So
for
this
Elvis.
was crazy.
Hey,
What's
two
up?
cent. I don't think you seen the Barbosa and Ramirez fight.
I did.
Yeah.
I think Ramirez kind of beat him. To be honest,
Yeah,
I
only
did.
person,
he was
only
a,
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
only,
Yeah.
only
I
person,
had
Yeah,
Ramirez.
he did.
Ramirez won that fight.
only person
Yep.
that he lost to was Josh Taylor. That's when they was
Yep.
fighting for the Undisputed and all that stuff for them titles. That's the only fights that he
Yeah,
lost
and Josh
against
Taylor kind of hit him with a messed up shot, like an
against good
illegal
ass
blow or something, man.
against good ass fighters.
I'm
He
about to
ain't
go
never
out. I'm
lose
gonna
against
holler at y'all.
nobody that was bad.
All right, Dondre.
All
But this
right,
what I was
Don.
finna say though. That's crazy.
Hey,
Like,
2 cent.
y'all really think Joey Spencer can beat Tim Zoo? That's what I think is crazy.
I don't think highly of Tim Zoo. That's what I'm saying. I'm
But
saying
I
Tim Zoo
know, but
is a
but
hype
Joey
job.
Spencer, but Tim Zoo should still be able to beat Joey Spencer. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
he gonna beat Joey.
he should beat Joey Spencer.
I got Spencer beating him.
I don't know. I don't know.
He he
With
don't have the
Tim man
right.
mentally, I think his corner didn't do him no favors, man. The last couple of fights, man. My opinion, they
It
should have
should have
stopped that
stopped that
fight.
fight for sure. It should have been
They
a no
should have.
contest.
That shit did a whole lot of damage. Because that
Yeah,
you
that
see
guy
how he
beat the
reacted
hell out
as
of
soon as
Tim
he got
Zoo.
popped. That motherfucker went straight to his head and so damn, did my head cut? I
Tim Zoo
think
don't have a
that's all
chin either.
mental.
Tim Zoo's a chinny fighter. He's always
Yeah,
been
he
a
beat
chinny
the
fighter.
hell out of him, boy.
Terrell Gaucher dropped him. Then one of his countrymen, this other white dude from Australia, he flipped Tim Zoo also. Tim Zoo doesn't take a good punch. So
But Joey don't have no power.
if I'm Joey Spencer, I'm going at I'm trying
But
to
I
crack
mean,
him.
I was like, Tim Zoo was never that good to me anyway. I'm like they building his resume good. Like he fighting names, he fighting the old fight, the Tony
Yeah,
Harrisons on short notice, all this shit he doing. But I'm like, he's just food. He's eventually gonna get fed to somebody because he's not that good.
he's
And
supposed to
everybody
be for
like,
Charlo, but Charlo took the Canelo fight.
that's what what I'm saying.
That's what they were building up because Charlo was commentating one of his fights before this whole Canelo business happened.
I looked at that as a duck.
Yeah,
What
because
wasn't that?
Trump
It was Jamal. It was Jamal Charlo.
No, it was
kept
Couldn't
saying
put
Jamel.
the
his hands was
goddamn whiskey.
hurt.
Jamel.
Couldn't put the whiskey bottle down, and he
He
missed
kept
out
saying
on
his
his
hands
Here you
was
payday.
go
hurt.
with the slander, Coach
So
Eddie.
No,
Jamel,
that's
hold
facts,
on,
man.
hold on. So
Jamal was
Jamel,
supposed to take that fight.
Ducking, if he go up and fight
No, I'm talking about
Canelo,
Jamal, man. That fight was for Jamal. Jamal was dragging
Oh
up
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
about
for
to
Jamal.
say
freaking
Yeah,
being
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
man
That's right, that's
Dewano
right, that's right, that's
and
right,
messed up
that's
the
right.
fight.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was supposed to be the other brother. That's right.
Yeah, that's supposed to be for Jamal, but Jamal was being a lush, being a baracho. Ned
What's with the
Dewano,
slander
Woodrow,
though?
and
why
couldn't
you
put the goddamn
What's
bottle
with the
down,
hold
slander
on,
though,
hold
Coach
on.
and
Eddie?
he
What?
missed out. That was an
Where
expensive.
where
That was an
where
What's
where
up with
expensive
y'all
where
drink.
putting
where
down
all the
fighters, Coach
He
slander?
Eddie?
just tell the truth.
Yeah, what
That was
happened?
that
What's
was
with
an
all the
expensive
slander
drink.
though?
He giving his
That was
two
a $15
cents.
million
Funny.
shot right there.
He
$15
giving his
million
two
bottle
cents.
right there.
Coach just being honest.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
That's slander, yo.
Raw,
Now say
raw.
Jamal
what you want
coming
about
back.
Al, man.
This
That
the thing.
motherfucker love him some Charlos.
Jamel and Jamal coming back. People enjoy watching them fights. They put on entertaining fights. Hopefully they're able to come back and still do it. And we just gonna see. I mean, yeah, these fighters
I'm,
got stuff going on outside the ring, but we
I'm,
gonna see how
I'm,
they look inside the ring.
I'm mad. I'm mad. Jamel took that fight with Canelo. I wanted Bud to beat the shit out of him.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I'm
When he
Bud can
had
mad.
those
still
I'm
three
fight
mad about
belts.
Charlo.
that one, man.
When
He
he
And
had
took
keep
the
those three
dreaming.
fucking
Bud
shit
belts.
ain't
out of
We
him.
doing
don't
that.
want to
Bud
fight
can
him
still
now.
fight
Bud ain't
Charlo.
beating the shit
Yeah,
out
he
of
don't
nobody.
want to fight him. I wouldn't want to
Yes,
fight
he
If
him
he
either.
had
can.
those three
Why?
belts still,
Bud
Yeah, I
beat the
would.
shit out your favorite fighter, Sin. That's
Bud ain't
always been
beating
a
the shit
sin
out of
It
with
ain't
you.
Sin
changed.
nobody.
upset.
Bud,
Sin
It
is
ain't
Bud
Yeah,
still
changed.
gonna
that's
upset
The
right.
about
dog
that.
shit out of him.
It
Bud
ain't
And
gonna
Sin
changed.
I'm
beat.
not
ain't Sin
Hold
ain't
on,
I'm
hold
over
not
on,
that
y'all.
yet.
discussing
Hold on. It
anything.
ain't
Get
changed.
over
You
that,
gotta
Bud,
get better
Sin.
panel etiquette, bro.
Huh?
You gotta get better panel etiquette.
This is
Bud
why
was
I
trying
can't
to be
stand
3 times undisputed on his ass.
I
He
let him
fucked that
talk,
money
man.
up.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, any real one gonna do it twice. You know what I'm saying? Tony Harrison did it to Charlo. Tony Harrison was man enough, and he knew Charlo was more dangerous, but he fought that man twice because he had confidence in himself. Bud don't move like no confident champion. So y'all can say what y'all want. That shit don't bother me because the man move like a coward, and it just say something crazy about y'all. And say something
He
crazy
beat
about
the
y'all to
shit
celebrate
out
that
your
man.
favorite fighter.
How
I'm
he move
cool with
like a
that.
coward though? How
He
he move
He
like a
beat
said
coward?
he beat him up.
he moves
Cause
like
I
a cow.
And they
Imagine
make it
like a
that.
sound
Your
like
straight
he was
your,
coward.
like, nah, nah, nah,
your
Those
boo,
some
favorite
boo.
strong
fighter
It
ass
got
sound
beat
like
up
words,
by
that.
a
man.
coward.
Yeah,
How
because
that
they
sound?
childish,
Yeah.
bro. They
Strong
so
ass words,
childish.
man.
It's
They're
crazy.
so childish. That's why I
Move
can't
But
like a
stand none of
coward
I
and
them.
want
he
to thank
'Cause y'all
everybody for
ridiculous.
joining me tonight. We've been on 3 hours and 31 minutes. Great conversation tonight. Got a bunch of fights this weekend. I'm really interested in the Zoe Spencer Tim Zoo fight because I just knew everybody was like, hell no, Joey Spencer ain't about to beat Tim Zoo, but I guess we're about to see. Some people think Joey Spencer gonna beat Tim Zoo and he's washed and not the same. Jamel and Jamal coming back. Everybody excited about it, even though they don't want to admit it. Y'all know y'all ready to see them back in the ring.
Nah, I ain't excited for
Y'all
this
know y'all
fight.
ready to see the Charlo brothers back in the ring.
They just trying to get some money. What they done drunk the money up
I
now.
want to see Jamal. I want to
Oh
see
my
Maul against
God, y'all
Rob
on a
Y'all,
Dog.
y'all know
nerve.
what? Y'all throw a lot
Y'all
of
on a
personal
nerve.
attacks.
Seriously, that's
Nobody throws personal
unnecessary,
attacks
bro.
at Crawford, bro. Y'all throw a lot of
Yeah,
personal
that's
attacks. It's
unnecessary.
crazy. It's wild. Like it's really wild. But
Childish.
I want to thank
But 2 cents, you got them boys like Pascal Cavassier over there. But that clip,
And he
Pascal
know.
Cavassier.
And Coach Eddie, you
Don't
supposed to be
Canelo
the
own a
older,
liquor
wiser one,
company?
and you the most childish one. Yeah, he do. And Canelo always drunk. Let's talk about
Ain't
that.
Canelo a drunk? Ain't Canelo not living the boxer's lifestyle? But anyway, we're not gonna get into that. I want to thank everybody.
Canelo cherry picking though.
I want to thank everybody
Canelo's a
that
wine
came
know his
by
damn self.
the channel today and support the channel. Whether you punch that like and subscribe button, you drop some comments in the chat, you dropped a super chat, or you sent the cash out. Thank you for everybody coming on the panel. We about to go around, let everybody get their 2 cents. We're gonna start with Sin Ironheart. Sin Ironheart, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Hey man, I just I feel like I'm ready for the weekend. I'm ready for the Boots fight. That's really the only fight that I really care to see on the card. I feel like everybody else is, no disrespect to anybody or any developing talents, but I feel like most of them are developing talents. And I don't really start really paying serious attention to people until they get to that about 20 fight mark. But I'm excited to see the Boots fight, see what adjustments he made. You know, I would like to see
a more sound approach if he does have trouble. I would like to see those fundamentals come in because I think that he's one of the more talented fighters that could be a victim to his own talents. And aside from that, salute to everybody. I appreciate the conversation, and that's all I got for you. Appreciate you, 2 Cent.
Shout out saying Ironheart for coming up on the panel, giving you 2 cents. NHA, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, looking forward to this motherfucking
Bruh.
Tim Zoo and oh boy. Shit. I think I'm gonna put some money on fucking Spencer, man. No bullshit. I might win me a couple of coins and shit, but other
What's
than
the
that,
odds in the Spencer fight? What's the odds for that fight?
I think it's 7-1. I think 6-1 or 7-1.
Spencer the underdog?
Yeah, underdog.
I don't know. That just sounds crazy to me, but you never know because we don't know what's up with Timmy. It wouldn't be a bad gamble.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, shit. What the fuck else is definitely tuning in for the Abdullah fight. I'm tuning in for all his fights. Yeah, looking forward to this Boots fight. Like I was supposed to pull up to that fucking fight, but I gotta be fucking down south. It's just I can't make it. I support my man Boots, even though I criticize him and shit. I pull up anytime he fights in Atlanta City or whatever shit, but that should definitely should be a good fucking fight, man. I'm not gonna call any winners right now and shit, but we'll see. But that's all I got for tonight, man. Y'all be easy.
All right, NHA.
NHA. NHA.
That boy NHA gonna say like 60 cuss words.
Monetization be damned. He gonna say,
hell, it's gone. Like God.
This was
Footwork. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
So for the fights that are coming up, I'm still going with Zoo over Joey Spencer. He's just too rangy, too long. You know what I'm saying? And Joey can't really crack like that. So I'm gonna have to give the edge to Zoo. And Stanionis and Boots. I'm still thinking Boots is a little too athletic. And that at some point in the fight, that's gonna really kind of start taking over. So I'm giving Boots the edge on that one. I got a quick question for you.
That's a good point. Go ahead.
And that's just about this fight with Dev. And do you think that fight he's got coming up, this quote unquote tune-up, do you think that that's about the same as the one that your boy Ryan is having with Rolly? You think those are the competition level is the same for both of them?
I would say the competition. I think that Rolly, even though we haven't seen him at the weight, I think he's more dangerous because Rolly got pop. He got power. Like if he catch you, you out of there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I would say, I can't say it's the same level of competition because of the power that Rolly possesses, but Ramirez would be a better fighter, I would say.
Overall.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for having me up tonight. I appreciate it. I'll be back.
All right, Footwork. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to
Have a good
Footwork for coming up on the panel. Terrence, best videos. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Yeah, as I said, I think I got Boots easy. I might bet the knockout. I'm not sure. So I got Boots. I'm going to go with Tim. I know Tim looked real bad, but I think that guy, whatever his name is, really good. So I think it's a good fight. Yeah, whatever the kid the guy that beat the hell out of Tim.
Right?
Yeah, he's over his head in that fight, but I think he'll win this one.
So
do that.
I'm talking about Bachman. What was his name?
Yeah, I would bet them too, but I don't know how. The odds are probably long on Ennis, so you probably got to bet the knockout or something. So take the knockout and take Tim in the two teasers. But as far as Abdullah, I know he's young, I think Ty was saying he's young, but if you're young and you get in the game young, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to get old quick because you just can't keep fighting minor competition forever. I mean, at what point is he gonna wait
I'm not
till
fighting
he's
minor
23?
competition.
I'm
I'm
just saying,
building
like,
up to better
but
competition.
when? I mean, at
Not
some he's
bro.
built.
What
He's
is
got a lot
wrong
of
with
fights.
y'all?
He's got a lot of fights. I mean, he's got a. It's just got to be a name or something. So Ty, how long? I'm just
How
because
long
I
is he
Ty
been
said
pro? How long has he been
How
pro?
long what?
before weeks hit, he has to put a name of a significance on his resume. Can he do this for
Well,
the
he was
next
about
4 years?
he
3 years?
about to do that. He was about to do that now, but his opponent pulled out. He has some type of leg injury or whatever the case may be. So right now he's fighting a replacement opponent. But I mean, God
Okay.
damn, give the young man time. He's being moved properly. He's not ducking nobody. They're crafting him. They're building him. And if you pay
But I'm just,
attention, the
but
guys
I'm
on his
saying Ty,
resume have
when?
more and more. The guys
I'm
on
just
his
saying,
resume
yeah,
have more and more knockouts. They have more and more fights that he's fighting. So he's gradually moving up. When
yeah.
are
But I'm
you
saying,
who
well,
you want to fight? Who would you
He's
like
I
to
either
don't.
fight, Terrence?
I'm just saying a name, somebody that we know
not named, but at least
that can scrap.
he has the stuff right.
Even if they're old now, somebody that we know that can scrap, that's not going to just go down on one punch. Someone's going to defend themselves enough to take him to a few rounds to see what he does. That's all I'm saying.
Danny
I'm
Cruz,
not. I'm not saying he's got to fight Andy Cruz. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a little much, Andy Cruz, but a little better competition is all I'm saying. That's all I gotta say. But I like Abdullah, but it's time to step up. But I'm seeing a great fighter, but I just want to see it against a little better competition. That's all I got. Thanks for having me up. Good night, panel. Good night, 2 cents. Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night.
All right.
All right, boxing hacker. What's your final 2 cents? What you got for the
what's
show?
up, 2 cents? Hey, look, my name is See the Thing Is, and Ty's name is Stop the Cat.
2 cents, not $2.
Look, our names are sort of matched, Ty. It's like we're made for each other, right?
Ty, who changed your name?
I got to change my name because I'm tired of
See
this
the
shit.
yeah, Stop the Cat. See how that fits? Hey, I gotta say one thing though. We gotta stop the Terrence Crawford hate. The hate train is a little bit too much. Look, EJ was one of my favorite. EJ was one of my favorite. I don't glaze. I'm just honest. EJ was one of my favorite fighters. I actually picked him to beat Crawford. But that night, and EJ's a superb boxer, but that night Terrence showed that he's a master boxer. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give the man credit. I mean, people always want to down him and start like short, but the brother's good.
Oh my
Crawford,
God, Terrence Crawford
yeah.
is not a victim, bro. People just got their own opinions.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people. It's not about being a victim, but I think people the criticize that used for Crawford is sort of unfair. I think he's really good. And glory to him if he beats Canelo. But hey, I think he's at least one of the best in our generation currently. As far as the fights, I like. Of course, I want to see Abdullah. I do want to see Abdullah fight somebody more. I'm with Terrence as well. At least I think him and Andy Cruz will be actually an interesting matchup. I think that would be I don't even know how that fight will go. I sort of lean towards Andy Cruz because Andy Cruz has more of that. He's been there at least in the amateurs. I think he has less fights, he had more challenging fights. So I sort of lean towards Andy Cruz, but I think but Abdullah is also a phenom, and it'll be good to see some of the new school fighting each other. Even that brother Scooter from Headbangers, I think he should start get lined up as well, hopefully soon. So a lot of these young guys coming up will be really good. As far as Boots and Stanionis, I think Boots wins that fight, but I think it depends how Stanionis comes. If Stanionis just comes with the pressure, I think Boots wins. But if he moves, yeah, I think he has a really good shot. I do think that my 2 cents. I do think Devin and Boots is a good fight. Because Boots seems to struggle with people who move. So
all right, I want to ask you a question, Boxacker. I wanted to ask you on KO panel, but I didn't get able to. Who is your all-time favorite fighter?
All time?
Yeah.
Wow. I have to say Floyd. I'll probably just say Floyd.
What accolades did he win?
I mean, he won like how many titles? He's beat 3 pound for pound fighters. So
What accolade? What like the WBA? Like what accolades did he win?
he won a series of belts. I can't really name off the top of my head.
You don't know all his accolades?
I don't know all the belts he won, though. But if I was to say who was my favorite fighter, I would say Floyd.
You would say Floyd. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to ask. All right, Boxing Hacker. Thank you for coming up on the panel.
Stop
Coach
thanking him.
Eddie, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me up once again. Stop the Cap, formerly known as Ty. Thank you for putting up with me. Also, I feel honored being the last one to close it out. So I just want to say I'm sticking by my picks. I got Joy Spencer beating Tim Tszyu.
You gonna put your money down 7-1, Coach?
Yeah, it won't hurt nothing. I mean, I don't gamble much, and I found that people would call me all the time and asking me what I thought. Then I found out they were gambling off my picks. I said, hey, I could at least shot a brother a little something, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? For real.
I just never been a gambler, you know what I mean? I just never have. But I also got Joe Joyce getting retired tomorrow. I think tomorrow gonna be his last fight.
Who he fighting?
He's fighting Philip Hergovich.
You know what I was thinking, Coach Eddie? Tell me what you think about this.
Yeah.
I was thinking like if Jared Anderson wouldn't have fought Bacoli, right? He could have aged out all these heavyweights, went to go fight him, beat him, and he could have been what the heavyweight division was looking at. Do you think he would have been able to beat them, or you think he's still? Because I kind of feel like he's too small, and his defense is leaky.
Jared is like 6'4", 260 pounds. They're not a small guy. Me honestly, I think he actually should lose some weight. I think he came in heavy his last fight. You know, I think he's remind me so much of Riddick Bowe. A guy who kind of.
I guess he's 6'4", but I've been around Jared Anderson. He don't seem like.
Well, maybe 6'3". You know, maybe 6'3".
Them heavyweights is huge, man.
Yeah, but like I say, you look at Usyk. You know, look at Cabiel. I like him. You know, that guy that beats Frank Sanchez. He's been beating a lot of guys up. So I don't know. I think Jared Anderson would eventually got found out like he did, because to me he should have been able to beat Martin McCauley. He just fought the wrong style. I don't know what he was thinking. I think because he had what's my man name from the Crunk Gym? Dang.
He thought he was gonna be able to sit down on this stuff and
try to have I can't remember Stewart nephew Sugar Hill. Yeah, I think he was trying to sit down on his punches too much, going for the knockout instead of just boxing Bacoli, just using your feet, in and out, kind of
trying to fight like a middleweight.
Yeah, you just just move around, use the ring, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and try to trade with this big guy. And I think that's what happened. That's what got him in trouble. Try to stand toe to toe with the guy because he was easy to hit. And I guess Jared figured like, well, shoot, if I just keep hitting him long enough, I'm gonna get him out of there. But you see how that played out. It didn't happen. Got boots, late round stoppage. I'm gonna say 10 rounds, between 9 and 11 on that fight. I don't know, for some reason I was thinking Rosie's gonna pull it off. Maybe that's just wishful thinking or something.
I mean, he can. He can. It's not like Ryan for sure just gonna wash him.
Right. That's a kind of risky fight because Rolly's kind of like Rolly don't really have anything to lose. Rolly is like, he must have a rabbit foot because he always lands all these big fights. You ever notice that? Rolly
because he's entertaining and he do got a possibility of knocking you out.
Yeah, you're right about that. So looking forward to it. Not really a whole lot to look forward to tomorrow, as far as like star power or whatever, but I'm gonna check out Abdullah Mason. Hopefully he has a good scrap. The young man is extremely talented. There's no reason to try to push him into some crazy fight right now. I just say just keep building them. They didn't have any problem with Jaime Munguia getting 40-0. You know what I'm saying? Let this kid get 25, 30-0, and then let's see about him later. You know what I'm saying? He's a young guy. He's like what 20 years old, 21, something like that. Mm-hmm. He's very young. So no rush. No rush. Do your thing. Thank you for having me up. Y'all ladies have a great night.
All right, Coach Eddie.
I'm gonna be listening. I'm gonna be listening to y'all close out, but I always stick around and listen. Y'all stay blessed.
Coach Eddie. All right, thank you for coming up.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right, another great show wrap up. Thank everybody for joining me tonight. Ty, what's your final 2 cents? What you
My
think about
God.
the show?
Well, let's see. We've covered so much and so little at the same time. But just to take it back to the top. So the fights this weekend, I'm also gonna go with Tim. I am very excited to see Abdullah fight. I love this young man. I believe that he's being moved properly. He is slowly starting to step up in his competition. Everybody that he has fought it, they've had way more fights than him. They're a little bit more puncher than him, and I feel like he's fighting different styles. So he's getting the experience, and the fact that he's constantly in the ring, he's gonna be a problem. That just goes without saying. But as far as the Boots, I got him winning that too. Hopefully it'll be competitive just to, you know what I'm saying? Give people something to talk about, I guess. But yeah, I got Boots edging it out. You know what I mean? I watched their face off. I don't know if it was a face off, but you know how they show how they getting ready or both their camps or whatever, and they did like a little face off in the gym. So that was interesting. I watched that. They look about the same dimension, so this should definitely be interesting next week because he doesn't fight until April 12th. So that should definitely be interesting to watch next week. As far as the upcoming turkey cards, let's hope that they all stay together. And no one drops off the card, or hopefully they can get the logistics together. Because as we heard earlier, we don't even know if it's still going to be in Times Square, but hopefully they work it out and they get to fight, and hopefully Devin, pulls it out. I don't really see Jose Ramirez giving him a big problem. I don't know what everybody's talking about. So he should win that fight. And then to me, Rolly and Ryan is almost like a toss up. I'm gonna give it a little bit more to Ryan because even though he's not the best technically sound fighter, he's a little better than Rolly, in my opinion.
Rolly has been getting better. That's what I'm saying. Like Rolly's been getting better. He losing. He lost to Pitbull, but that was the best performance I've ever seen from Rolly. Like he was in there using his footwork, trying to fight on the outside. Like that was a good performance from Rolly. I was shocked. But people,
Is he
since he
still
got
with
beat,
who was that he was with? Who
no, he
was
not
the
with
one who's
Bullet.
he not with him no
He
he
not with
not with
Bullet.
Bullet no more.
Nah, he
Okay.
left Bullet.
So that maybe explains why he's getting better. I mean, yeah, both of them can get better. Both of them definitely can get better, but just as far as like a little bit of an edge out, I think that Ryan has a little bit more technically sound than Rolly. And now if they get into some rock'em sock'em robot crap, I don't know what's gonna happen with all of that, but we shall see.
I think Rolly
Tito,
chin is weak, and he for sure is gonna get hit with that left hook. And but
yeah, he's
Ryan got a straight right too. That's what I'm saying. People sleeping on that straight right Ryan got.
yeah, but is that enough to? I don't know, but both of them, like I said, that'll be interesting for me to see because both of them are a mess. So we gonna see. Let's see who else. Who else we cover besides Terrence Duck and Fundoras is mandatory. Who else did we cover? Yeah, I think that was pretty much Yeah, we did a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, stand up. You missed the whole entire show. Watch the playback.
Mandate in the building. You missed the show, Mandate. You're gonna have to listen to the replay. Your Bud Buddies was up here, so you probably
I'm
gonna want to
about
go
to
back and
say,
listen.
see, band up. That's why you got to get that signal together. They try to send a back signal to you. You ain't even get it. Nah, but other than that, we will see these upcoming fights how they all shape up and play out. Tomorrow is two cards, right? Two cards going
Yeah,
on
it's like a lot of
tomorrow.
fights coming on tomorrow. Yeah.
It's a lot of
What
fights
time
coming
are
on
they? Do
tomorrow.
y'all know what time? What's the time?
I know the one Abdul on because that's the one like I said that I'm interested in. That one started like 5:30 in the afternoon or something. But Abdullah doesn't fight until he's the co-main, so he's like the fight before the co-main event. So he should be fighting around like 7, maybe 7, depending on how if they get him out of there early, obviously everything will be bumped up. But we looking at around like 5:30 for that card to start. I don't even know when that other card starts. I'm gonna probably flip back and forth, see what's going on all of them, just in
All
case you
right,
want
all
to cook up
right.
on something. But
I
yes,
might
thank you for
if
having
I'm
me.
chilling at the crib, I might go live if some fights come on tomorrow, just to come
Oh,
on here and
okay.
just chill. I might if I ain't, you know what I'm saying, if I ain't doing nothing. But
Cool.
I didn't even get to cook on this Shakur Stevenson with these pay-per-view numbers and then them lines talking about the
Oh
first pay-per-view did it.
yeah.
I ain't even get to cook on that. I ain't
All
even get
right,
to
well,
cook
maybe
on
we
that.
could do that Sunday. And I know we
Mm.
talked a little bit about Berlanga and his desperation, but I mean, Caleb Plant, you know what I'm saying? I already said what it is about that. So I knew he was lying anyway, but I'm glad that Caleb Plant exposed him.
I mean, I'm just
Because
like,
if you
damn, why is
remember,
Berlanga getting so much attention? I don't get it.
well, because he's an attention whore and he lies. You know what I'm saying? Every time I turn around, he's in the media on his X or on his IG mainly. He heavy on IG just talking and doing stupid stuff. So,
I
he's
don't
been
even
going
pay
at
no
Caleb
attention to
Plant.
Berlanga.
He's been going at Caleb Plant, but if you remember when he was fighting Canelo, they almost had that interaction
Yeah.
outside.
Yep.
So that's where it all pretty much stemmed from. And then he been talking trash. I don't know why they be picking on my little white chocolate. They be thinking Caleb Plant sweet. But
Man, I don't know. I'll be like, I don't know about Caleb Plant. I feel like, dude, like, why are you getting into it with everybody? Like Caleb
because they
Plant
pick
is
on him.
because I've been following Caleb Plant. I like Caleb Plant. Like I'm a fan, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like him as a fighter, but I just be feeling like, dude, like why are you always getting into it with somebody? Like I kind of side eye people like that because it's like at some point it gotta be you. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I will say this. For the most part, I think, from my observation, I'm just like I said. I think they think that he's sweet because he's a white boy.
I mean,
I
that could be
think that I
true.
really
That
do
could be
think that
true.
they
That could
think
be
he's
true.
sweet. You know what I'm saying? That he gotta pop out and show him. But yeah, no, I rock with Caleb Plant. He got that dog in him. You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, he do stay in a little messiness. But like I said, they be bringing it to him. So he gotta stand 10 toes down. I'm not gonna let y'all do
Mm-hmm.
my little white chocolate like that.
Nah,
But
I be like Caleb be throwing rocks and hiding his hands. You know what I'm
you
saying? Like,
think
come
so?
on. I think sometimes, bro,
No.
it's like, come on, Caleb, you getting into it with somebody again? Like, come on.
Nah, I'm telling you, that's like like when you're the only white boy at the school, you gotta fight every day because people. I don't know, but
It
because
could be.
he comes off quiet to me. Like he don't look
Nah,
like
he
he
comes
get
off like
into
an
much.
asshole. He comes off like an asshole to me.
I don't know. Maybe I don't
You
know. Now
don't
you
get
gonna
that
have me
from
side
Caleb?
eyeing him.
You don't
No,
get that from
yeah,
I like I
you
mean,
know
is
what?
he cool? I'm just saying, like, to me, people that's always getting into it. But you're right, he the
But
only
he's
white
not
boy,
always
blah, blah, blah.
into it
But
though.
it
I
could go
only
either
recall
way.
like two or three different people he got into it with. I don't recall him like always in no messiness. Like to me, he
Man,
don't
he
come
all
off
in
as like
people
no
gym
messy
finna
man.
fight him. He in who gym he was in trying to fight? Who was that? Who was Caleb Plant gym he was in that was trying to fight? It's on the
Wait, I
video.
remember that too. But wasn't that somebody who
Snatching. Oh, it was
disrespected his
somebody.
wife or
It
something
was
like
like
that?
somebody. He wouldn't take his posters down or something like that. Like, I
Because he
don't
owed
know.
them money. They owed him money. Anyway, yeah, but nah, y'all gotta lay off Caleb, man. But I think I'm more sweet on him because of that interview he did with Sean Porter and his background story. I was like, oh, okay, look, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
How his
he's
little his
cool.
little
He's
trailer
cool. He's
park
cool.
story and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But all right, so maybe Sunday we'll get around to the fake numbers and all of that other mess.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
I
I
got
just
to make
wanted to
some more
address
AI
that.
pictures. I ain't even have no AI pictures for the show.
Yeah, I ain't seen that. I saw the one of Terrence Crawford, the Jesus one. That was about it.
Yeah, I throw that one up. The walking on water. That's the Crawford bat signal.
Yeah.
When they see that in the timeline, they come on in.
Well, maybe too. We can discuss who we want to see
That's why
matched
we
up
had so
now. The
many
top
bud
ranking
buddies in here today
PBC.
because I had put up the back call.
Oh, okay, okay.
What you
Well,
say?
that's. I said maybe Sunday too. We could talk about who we want to see get matched up now. The top rank and PBC are coming together. This should make for an interesting ride over the next year or two or whatever once they get themselves together.
Yep,
Get some good
absolutely.
matchups. Ain't no
Absolutely.
more excuses. Won't be
But
no
it's
more
like
excuses.
PBC just
So.
getting better and better. I thought they was going out of business.
hmm
I thought they was getting
I've
dropped
been
in
hearing
Vegas.
that since I've been hearing that since I was in my damn 20s. I don't want to hear that shit no more. They ain't going out of no damn business.
Earlier today they was partnering with Turkey. Now they selling their company. So
Come on,
it's all
man.
over the place.
Who said that? Rick Glazier? Who
I
said
don't
that?
even know. Somebody came in here talking about they was doing
Probably
live
lots of
streams and
hackers.
making videos about it.
Lots of hacker be lying.
But thank you for
But
coming
yeah,
up.
of
Ty,
course.
giving your 2 cents, coming up to co-host with me for today. I really appreciate it.
No worries. We gotta get us like a buzzer or something when they get out of control.
I gotta get some sounds. I need like a ding ding.
Yeah, need some drops.
I
Cause
need
I'm
a
telling you, I can use
boo.
that.
I need a boo.
Yeah, I need that Bill Haney. I told you he was a liar. I need that's about to happen.
Find it and send it to me. Find it and clip it and send it to me.
Oh yeah, that's almost all right. I'll clip it.
All right, Todd. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody for joining me today. We had a good time. Great conversation. Covered a bunch of different topics. This is the place to be. We have fun. We have great boxing talk. We have great debates. Sometimes we got people, got to bring them down a little bit. They cussing folks out. Got people calling each other names, getting me demonetized. Y'all got to relax. I'm going to have to make some rules. We got to get some panel etiquette around here. Some panel etiquette. But shout out to everybody that joined me today. And listen, if you don't want your host timing you out the chat, kicking you off the panel, leaving you in the background, hitting the mute button, come on over to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing and everybody's entitled to their own opinion.